Hi, I'm Andrew Rich, and if you're like me, you look at the state of modern wrestling discourse and think, wow, what a cesspool. That's why I'm here to tell you about Music of the Mat Remix. That's right, your favorite wrestling music podcast is back with a new format, where I bring on a guest and we play songs related to wrestling-themed topics. It could be a wrestling reference, a wrestling concept, a wrestling pun, things of that nature. Now you might be saying, Andrew, that is a very, very tenuous connection to pro wrestling on a wrestling podcast network. Is this just an excuse to hang out with your friends and talk about music and ignore the rest of the wrestling landscape? Yes. Yes, it is. So listen to Music of the Mat Remix on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network, available on Apple, Spotify, or your podcast player of choice.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Thank you so much for supporting WWE and NXT and me. You're so sweet.
You are listening to the Flagship Podcast with your hosts, Joe Lanza.
Trouble, that's me. Cherry lips and bad energy. Say it once, say it twice, and I give it to you all night.
Rich Preach.
Every single time she comes out, it goes, I was trying to help you. I was trying to help you. You know?
Because again, you have to be a simpleton to enjoy this stuff.
Statistically dumb and statistically poor. We should point that out. And we are live on the Flagship Podcast. I am Rich. He is Joe. Joe, what's happening? How are you?
All right. This is one of those shows where I just know I'm going to have to take a shit at some point. So
Okay.
I tried to just sneak off to take a but I knew it wouldn't have been fast enough. And
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's just I'm just
So now you're on the edge here?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. You want to take a minute? You want to take a minute? I can figure something out if you want.
A minute? I don't know what you do in there, but that's not going to, that ain't going to suffice. I just had some buffalo wings for dinner and they went right through me.
Okay.
And, so.
No review? You're not reviewing them anymore?
These weren't store bought, so no. No review.
These weren't reviewable wings. Okay.
No, not reviewable wings. Not monetize. What am I trying to say?
Nailed it. I think you got it. Yeah.
Monetizable.
Yeah. Monetizable. I think you're there. Yeah.
Just made a word. Just created a word.
I can't monetize these wings, but monetizable. Yeah, monetizable.
Monetizable.
We'll have to ask Mr. Beast. He probably knows. He's probably said it in an interview or something.
Probably. Good for him.
He's monetized lots of things. So.
Yes, he has. Somehow.
With his weird face. It's weird. Have you ever? I'm sure you have, because obviously you have children, so I'm sure you've consumed it. I don't get it at all. I don't understand how that guy became like the guy. I don't. It blows my mind. Good for him, but I just don't get it at all.
I don't get a lot of things. That's because you sir are now old. And there's a lot of things.
But what does he do that makes the kids go nuts? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Like he does.
I don't get
There are cool things happen, but that's like once he made enough money to be like, yeah. Then I bought like 8,000 ice cream sandwiches, and now these 800 people are going to eat 8,000 ice cream sandwiches. And I'm like, all right, well I get it, because like he made enough. But like, how did he get to the point where he made enough money to spend on buying 80,000 ice cream sandwiches for 800 people to eat or whatever?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't get it. A lot of things I don't get. Why do women want to bone Timothy Chalamet? He's like, doesn't look attractive to me. I don't like. There's a lot of things I don't.
I forget if the nurse is into the Chalamet. What's the TLB thought on Chalamet?
She is perplexed.
Okay.
I have to listen.
One sec. I'll be right back. I'm gonna find out.
Yeah, I'll talk to the listeners here. Every time that man boy or whatever comes on the screen, I have to listen to the same rant from TLB, because she cannot understand why women want to bone this guy. And she wants answers from me. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Why are you asking me? You got to like ask your friends or the women you work with. I don't get it either. He's just like a little rat boy to me. I don't know. He's not very masculine. I don't think he has a very handsome face. His hair is always a mess. Dresses like shit. I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy. I don't understand things. I don't understand Mr. Beast's appeal, and I don't understand why women want to bone Timothy Chalamet, whatever the fuck his name is. So we'll see what the nurse has to say. I don't think she's gonna like him either. I don't think the nurse is gonna be into the Chalamet. I don't get that sense from what I know about her. So here I could hear Rich coming back with the verdict. Here's the verdict. Okay, what's the verdict?
All right. So I said, would you fuck Timothy Chalamet? She said, who? She said, who is
she
that?
don't even know who it is.
Yeah.
Right,
And then
well,
I said, he's the tweaky looking guy that's dating a Jenner. And she went, ew, no. And then gave, without prompted, she said, if I had to bone a Twinkie looking guy, it'd be Tom Holland, the Zendaya's boy.
Holland.
Yeah,
Okay.
Zendaya's. I don't think she, I think she said, if I was given a choice of a skinny little vulnerable
Skinny
male
little fella.
to
Skinny little
bone, it
fella.
would be that one. So
Yeah. I mean, that's always TLB's complaint, as I did explain to the audience. She's like, I just don't see what a woman would find appealing about this guy. And she wants me to answer for it. And I'm like, how can I answer for it? I don't know. Like,
I also don't want to have sex with him, so I can't tell you. Yeah.
Like, what do you want from me? Like, he doesn't look like the kind of male that women that I've dated or been with would be into, but I don't know. I think I could see why like young girls would be into him, like teens, maybe girls up to like their early 20s. Because a lot of times, listen to us breaking down what women like.
Right. Let me tell you what the tweens are into. Yeah.
No, but a lot of time women, you're not really into like uber masculine men yet.
Right.
At that age.
Just what the podcasting world needs is two middle-aged white guys explaining what women like. So.
You know what, though? We joke about that, but why can't we have a fucking opinion? So anyway, it's like, I think that's kind of the psychology behind it, because TLB one time, I got pictures of all the NFL coaches and had her rank them by hotness, because she's more into the coaches than the players because she's a weirdo. And she was really into Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell. Oh, man. How does that make you feel? That had to emasculate you a little bit.
It's just, you didn't have him number one, but he was up there, and she's like, I don't know. It looks like, he looks like he drives a Ford F-350 and doesn't take any shit. And I'll feel safe around him.
He feels very Texas coded in a way that I think she's probably comfortable with.
Yeah. It's like, she's like, I'll feel safe and all those things. So I kind of get it, so if someone who's like attracted to Dan Campbell is not going to be attracted to Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's totally
just a giant man with a goatee and a fucking shoe in. It's not going to be addicted. Yeah.
It reminds me of the time I asked her about Hook, because Hook was on the screen. And I was like, what do you think of this guy? Would you bone this guy? And she sized him up. I saw her really like thinking over the answer. She's like, I don't know. He's kind of boyish. I'd make out with him in the back of a cab, but then I'd give him a fake number, was her answer.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of the same energy as Chalamet, although a little more masculine. Hook's a little more masculine.
A little.
I think Hook would fuck Chalamet up.
Well, I would hope so. Yeah, I would certainly hope so.
So that would make him more, similar though in like, I think like if you're attracted to one, you're probably attracted to both. Is that fair to say?
Hook
like
and Chalamet. I guess kind of like disheveled, skinny New Yorker kind of. Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, sort of very Zoomer coded.
Yeah,
New York. Yeah. I could see it. I could see that.
I think one would go. I think the Venn diagram would cross a
like
lot,
very different than like I'm attracted to Dan Campbell Venn diagram, which would not touch the I'm also addicted to Chalamet.
Right. But shit, like her top NFL coach choices were like Matt LaFleur, Sean McVay, like those
conventionally attractive men,
conventionally attractive guys that are her age. Like
right. Like Matt LaFleur is like that's. It's like look at that. Yeah, he's a very
yeah. Like those were all her. Like, well, of course I'd bang these guys.
Yeah.
And then but like that Dan Campbell came out of left field, and then I had to have her explain that one, and when she did, it made sense.
Yeah. Giant pickup truck.
Like, oh yeah, he's a big. She's like, I'd always feel safe. I don't know.
Yeah, right. If somebody fucked with you, he'd step up to it right away and shut it down. Yeah.
Yeah. So he came in like 9th in her ranking or something. Like I say, it wasn't like at the tippy top.
Who was dead last? Do you recall who was dead last?
I don't remember. This was like 2 years ago.
Some old guy or something. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, like the old guys and the fat guys were obviously, like Andy Reid was probably last.
Yeah, I was going to say Andy Reid's probably the last on the list. No offense to Andy, but yeah, it's like
it was nobody like all the
his
young
sexual
and
attractiveness
cool ones.
is pretty low right now. So.
Yeah, like I don't even know if we bothered with some of them.
Yeah,
right?
you're like I'm just going to skip this one. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, like Chiefs. All right, we don't need to do that. All right, now, it's like
would you bang
skip
Andy
right
Reid? That might have got. You know what? It's maybe worth an ask. Because you never know what you're going to get out of it. We always say you got to ask Paul Levesque the questions, even if he doesn't answer. You might get a non-answer, might be an answer from her on her Andy Reid thoughts.
True. Well, that would be. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I really doubt it, but I mean, at least it's worth a try.
I can't fucking imagine.
No, probably not. Yeah.
She watches these baseball games, though, and she's always like, "Who's that manager?" I'm like,
did you tell her back in our day? Well, here's the thing. Back in our day, and this is bullshit. Back in our day, every manager was like this old, grumpy, kind of big-bellied guy. And now these dudes get hired and they're like 37 years old. Like, fucking Grady Sizemore was like the White Sox interim manager last year. And I was like, oh, come on. He's like 41 years old. We can't have that. Or like, Will Venables, the White Sox manager this year, and he's, got to be in his early 40s, if not late 30s. And I'm like, no, fuck off. We need to have Lou Piniella out there. We need to have frickin' Larry Rothschild. Like, I want those guys. These just haggard, gray-haired, the belly hanging over the belt, like that. I don't want a slim, trim, well-fitted jersey on my manager. No.
You want Bobby Cox.
Yeah, Bobby Cox and Casey Stengel. And
he barely walk. He's got to
right.
waddle out there to make a.
I say this, and then the White Sox hired Tony La Russa, and I wanted to die. But it was a comfort. It was comforting to know. Well, at least one team still has a doddering old man that might fall asleep on the bench at any time, and it's good. Larry who was the Marlins guy that won the Jack McKeon? Jack McKeon, right? He was like
Trader
80,
Jack.
Yeah, he was like
Trader
89
Jack.
years old when they hired him, and it fucking worked.
Yeah, Trader Jack. Yeah, Jack McKeon.
Who's the smoker guy from? Jim Leland. Yeah, like that. That's what managers were. So now he wasn't fat because he didn't eat. He just smoked cigarettes instead.
He just ripped Marlboros between innings. That's what he was doing.
But like that's how I grew up with managers, and now they're all like, "Hi, this guy retired 2 years ago, and now he's like, and they're all good looking and stuff." And it's like, get out of here, these idiots.
Yeah. Yeah, it is true that at the NFL too, they hire all these young head coaches now that would never have gotten jobs previously.
Yeah.
So it's and they're all like right in her age zone. So it's like it works out perfectly, These guys late 30s, early 40s. And plus she likes them a little older. It works out perfect for her.
Jerry Oates, or was it Jerry Oates who was the Orioles guy in the 90s? Something Oates.
Yeah, Oates. Yeah.
What was his first name though? Jerry? Was it Jerry Oates?
Too. I think Jerry, right?
Yeah.
Was it Jerry Oates?
I don't know. Something Oates.
Well, you Google Jerry Oates and it's like a literal plant. No, Johnny Oates.
Johnny Oates. Yeah.
That's who you're thinking of.
Yeah. That's
Johnny
a stash. Old.
Tommy Lasorda. No one wants to fuck. Who wants to fuck Tommy Lasorda?
Nobody. Yeah.
No one wants to bone him.
These guys were better because they had to spend like 25 years in the minors, and then it'd be like, all right, fine, we'll hire you. Or they played forever in the league, and then they just, you'd play forever in the league. You'd be a catcher that would play until you were 38 years old, and then you had to spend 15 years in the frickin' minors, coaching Tacoma in the AAA or whatever, and then finally you'd get hired to the major leagues. But then you got hired, and you were 61 years old by that point. You were old as hell. And grizzled, and you hated everything, and that's when managers are managers,
Yeah, it was a far
analytics. Get out of here! And looking at your fucking analytics.
It's manalytics.
Wipe your ass with it. Your spreadsheets. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Third time through the order. I don't care. He's due. he's looking good out there. He's dealing. Jerry Oates is a wrestler. That's why I was mixing up. Thank you, Verb Abrams. Yes, Jerry Oates was a wrestler, I think.
Jerry Oates was a wrestler?
I think so.
Oates.
Yeah. I think I have a couple Johnny Oates cards. I used to get a lot of manager cards back in the day, too. So that's probably why some of these guys are so vivid in my head. Of these just old, grizzled, smoky.
Remember Ted Oates? I don't remember Jerry. I guess they were brothers, right? Ted Oates and Jerry Oates. Or were they Worked Brothers? I don't know what they were.
Were Jerry Oates and Ted Oates worked?
I remember
brothers.
Ted Oates but I don't remember much about Jerry Oates.
Let's find out here. Yeah, they don't seem to have much. I don't think they have a Wikipedia page. Primarily known as one half of the Oates brothers along with Jerry Oates, but yeah, I don't know Ted Oates' shoot name, so I can't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. These guys don't look like they're brothers.
Can't just eyeball them. That's not.
No, that's not fair. Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure. Someone's listening and they can answer that. So,
yeah. Or maybe it's Jerry I remember and not Ted. I don't know.
I don't remember.
Maybe I don't remember either one of them.
Probably don't remember. They're like Georgia guys, like 70s Georgia guys, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like that era of Georgia Championship Wrestling.
Beat up by the Andersons or something.
right. Only just giving it to them,
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's that. Do you have a pack to open today, or are we just going to get right into the wrestling?
I moved the box. So
Don't go for it then. Don't worry.
All right. Yeah.
Unless, well, how far is the box?
Like upstairs.
Nah, we're not going for that. Yeah,
No. Okay. All right.
What's the people demand?
What if I had a pack of 1978 Topps basketball up there?
Oh shit!
Walk up there and get the pack.
If you have any basketball cards, I kind of want you to go up there and get them. But we gotta do baseball this time. We did a couple basketball ones last time.
I don't know if I have unopened baseball right now.
Just go.
No, we got a lot to do.
It's a huge show. It's a huge show. We can't be
doing card breaks, and if
can't be breaking again. Yeah,
and you're a bad influence because I'll go up there and get like
I'm
6
thinking
packs
about it
of cards.
though. Like, damn, that'd be awesome.
You know? Yeah, because I'll definitely do that, and then we'll just start talking about guys. We'll probably get some We'll get Billy Martin, and then we'll be like, no one wants to fuck Billy Martin, and it'll.
Several people wanted to fuck Billy Martin during his day. Not like I don't know what he was bringing home, but probably wasn't the best. But he
When he was a drunken manager getting fired by George Steinbrenner.
Yeah, but I think he was banging.
minutes.
I think he was banging a lot though.
Yeah, probably like lot lizards.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But it's all right. I was still getting it done.
I think he was pulling like anything decent.
No. Oh God, no. He was closing down bars, and whoever was there, he's like, you're with
Correct.
me. You're with me, leather. The classic Chris Berman
yeah.
line or whatever. So.
Well, just me and you again, Lorraine.
Right.
And that was
as she puts out her cigarette. All right,
yeah.
Right.
Deep sigh.
Yeah.
Brushes herself off.
Fine.
All right, Billy.
Yeah.
But don't come near my ass like you tried last time.
And then he gets in his car.
Exit only.
Yeah. Does the deed, gets in his car, and then he might not make it home. So.
Well, on Christmas night, 1989,
he did not make it home. Yeah, he did not make it home. Yeah.
Wow.
Billy Martin.
Hope nobody from the Martin family listens to this show.
I mean, come on. What do you want us to say about Billy Martin?
Yeah, there's, we kind of said it all.
I got to rewatch Bronx is Burning one of these days. I have the DVDs, but here's the thing about owning DVDs. Like, like everyone's like, I'm a physical media guy. I'm never giving up my physical media. I own a lot of physical. Do you think I would ever consider putting Bronx is Burning, the DVDs, into my PlayStation to watch? Because I think I looked and I couldn't find it streaming anywhere, and I was like, to hell with it. And I'm like, I own them. They're right there. I'm looking at the entertainment center where they are, but the thought of me getting up, opening it, walking to the PlayStation. Does my PlayStation play DVDs? I don't know. I think probably.
Maybe. I'm not even sure
I'm
either.
not sure if they do. So I know it plays Blu-rays. Does it play DVDs? I don't know. I'll never know because I'm not going to plop in my fucking Bronx is Burning set and watch it. So I'm like, all right, forget it then.
Probably doesn't.
I don't know. I honestly literally have no idea. Let's see. Does a PlayStation 4 play DVDs? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it does. Okay.
What
Well,
about the 5? Does the 5 play DVDs?
oh wait, I have the 5. Yeah. Why am I asking about the 4?
What do you asking about the 4?
Can my PlayStation 5 play DVDs? Yeah.
It does?
Yes, a PlayStation 5 can play DVDs,
I didn't know that.
but only if it has a disc drive. Thank you. No shit.
Yeah, what a dumb response. You just killed at least one small tree.
It's just for it to tell me that you must have a disc drive to put a disc into it. Thank you.
I got real mad like 6 months ago because I was like, where the hell is my season 2 of Oz, of my Oz DVD set? Like I couldn't find the season 2 of my Oz DVD set. And then I stopped and I was like, why am I mad? This is like all on.
Yeah, that is
on
easily
Max.
accessible on Max. Yeah.
Like why am I even mad about this? And why do I even still have season 1 and then season 3 through 5? Like why whoever borrowed season 2 and didn't give it back, like it doesn't matter at this point, you know, but I was mad at the moment. But then like you, I realized I'm never playing these. And I'm going to get better picture quality if I just watch it on Max anyway. So the hell's the difference?
Yeah. And I think but that's the issue with the Bronx. It's like not on ESPN Unlimited for some reason. I don't know why. So it is like kind of not lost media, but it's not streaming anywhere right now. So if I want to watch it, which I did, I had like this thing. I don't know what I watched. There was another documentary on Peacock or something about the 1980 something Yankees. I forget which one it was, but yeah, really, really badly wanted to watch Bronx is Burning. And I was like, I'll just, pop up ESPN Unlimited. I'm going through and I cannot find it. And then, I could have gotten up, opened a drawer, grabbed this. I was like, fuck that. Forget it. I don't care. I'll just watch something else. So I'll just watch, Requiem for the Big East again or whatever. So.
Like, why do you want to watch Oz anyway? I'm like, Tobias Beecher has been through a lot. You just don't tell me what I want to watch. Right. Okay.
Now, were you actively trying to watch it, or were you just mad that you couldn't find it? Like, were you jonesing for Oz season 2, or you were just like, where the fuck is Oz season 2?
I wasn't. I was just looking through my stuff and noticed season 2 wasn't there, and I'm like, where's my season 2 of my fucking Oz DVD set that I bought 22 years ago? Where is it?
So you're texting friends like, hey.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm trying to think.
Right. Who did I give this to?
Who borrowed my season 2 of Oz? Who borrowed this and never gave it back? Because that's some bullshit right there. Borrow something, you should give it back.
Absolutely. I was cleaning something out the other day, and I found a DVD set of something I borrowed from one of my friends, probably in like 2011 or whatever. So I texted that friend. He's like, "What? Oh no, I don't care. Like, you can keep it." It's some like it was like a wrestling set. It was like the best ladder matches of all time or something like that. I'm like, I don't need this shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you want this back? And he's like, no, I don't want the best of WWE ladder matches compilation. No, you can keep it. It's fine. So. It's like, cool.
I got piles of wrestling DVDs still that I'm never going to play. Never. Maybe the Noah ones, if they still work. Why wouldn't they work? I've got some still in the cellophane that I never even cracked open. Because I would go to these ROH shows and just buy DVDs.
I have a bunch. Yeah, I have a bunch of those too.
Like, ooh, 3 for $20. You got me.
Oh, it's always, you got to get 3 for $20. Because it was, I forget what they were a piece, but it was like, so close to 20 that you were like, I have to get 3. It'd be silly not to buy 3 of these.
But then I never even opened a lot of them, So I've got like these tons of wrestling that haven't even been crap. Maybe I should really look up and see if they're like.
You got to see if there's anything that you have out there that's not readily available. I should probably try to help the world.
Yeah. But what do? They just fucking sit there. I'm never watching these. Never.
The idea of like
the idea of like playing a DVD,
right? It's wild.
Like you just said, like I can't do it. I'm not doing that.
And it wouldn't take any more time than searching endlessly through ESPN and through whatever app or whatever. It wouldn't take that much more time to just get up, crack open the thing, you put it in the freaking disk drive, walk back to your couch, grab the controller or whatever. But no, I'm not doing that. You kidding me?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But I keep them. I don't get rid of them.
But I keep them.
I'm like, physical media. You need to have physical media.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to do these.
Well, you just feel like you can't get rid of them. You're like, I'm.
Well, now that they've like, I've had them for so long and I moved them with me like multiple times. Yeah. It's like, now I can't get rid of these. Like, because I have shaved off a little bit. I had a lot of VHSs. I did shave off some of the VHSs. I still kept, I still have an entire drawer of VHSs at my parents' house, though, that I'm like, no. My mom's always like, can I get rid of it? I'm like, no, you can't get rid of it. What if I need Survivor Series 1990? You would never know.
Yeah.
And hey, with the WWE Network going away and it not being replaced, like, look.
Maybe. Well, I was hoping my brother would bring my tapes with my baseball cards, but
no, he didn't.
He couldn't fit them in the car.
Oh, come on.
But see, I'm thinking they don't work, and they can't possibly work.
No. If they haven't been played or touched or anything, climate controlled, like, nah, you're fucked.
Sitting in a New Jersey attic with
oh yeah, with the humidity and the cold and
hot summer and then freezing winters.
No, those things are
they
fucked.
Can't possibly work.
Nah.
But I mean, there's a lot of Japanese tape trading day shit and territory stuff that might not be all over the place. I know I've got some weird like war tapes. The Japanese promotion, not like World War II retrospectives.
Not the band War. It's not a bunch of concert tapes of war.
Yeah, and I know there's not a lot of war stuff floating around, so I don't know. But I'm afraid none of them are going to work anymore. So I don't know. And now it'll be another 10 years before someone offers to drive them up here. It's not something I'm bringing home on a plane. Crates of VHS tapes.
No. Especially not to see War play Lowrider live. Like, you don't need to do that. It's stupid. So.
There's some weird trios matches on those war tapes, though. So maybe they are worth being the weirdo at the airport. You ever see the weirdo at the airport, like, hauling something very strange? Like, why? Come on, just mail it.
Well,
like,
that happened to me the last time we came back from a international flight. Where the hell were we going? I forget. Oh, we're coming back from Canada. And I just got put in, like, I don't know what I didn't answer something right, so they put me in the, like, you need to get double-checked line. And I don't even know what I said. I don't even know what I did or whatever. It's all a blur. So I was in, like, this special room with all these people that all had, like, contraband that they were bringing in and had to get checked or whatever. The guy in front of me had just 7 different, like, of the biggest luggages you can ever imagine filled with meat. And they were like raw meat. Like, it looked like a fucking half of a cow just stuffed into this. And I was like, guys, like, I think that I have like an apple or whatever. I think I had like an apple, and I was like, I have an apple and I forgot to throw it away. Like, what do you guys want me to do? And they're like, you got to go to the line. I was like, fuck. All right, fine. Ugh. And I was like, I was like, guys, I have an apple. Can we just throw my apple? Can guy who's bringing in a cow from Senegal, can maybe that guy get extra attention, and my apple from Quebec City can maybe just go, like, we can let that slide. From Calgary, I brought in a freaking orange that I bought at a grocery store in Calgary. Can I maybe just toss it and we can move on with our day or whatever? But they kept opening their things, and they're like, so sir, what's in this one? And he's like, I don't know. And they would open it, and it was just fucking massive amounts of blood. It was like bloody meat, and I was like, oh god. I was like, what is happening?
It wasn't human meat. Like,
I don't know. They called an extra though after they opened like the 4th thing of luggage, and it had a big hunk of meat in it. And the guy was like, I don't know, because he didn't really speak any English at all, so there was a bad and they were like, all right, we got to call somebody else in here because this is like, and it smelled too, and I was like, I really got to get out of here.
It's rotting meat. Yeah, why would it not smell? You got it in bags.
Yeah, it was very weird. So, yeah, I got one of the guy's attentions, and I was like, this is it. I have an orange. Yeah. Can I just throw it away and move on with my day? And he's like, yeah, it's fine. I was like, it looks like you have a lot to deal with right now, so how about I just toss this away and we just pretend that I lied and told you I didn't bring this orange in or whatever. So I think I was a bad liar because they're like, did you have anything? And I was like, oh, if I don't tell them and they find out I brought an orange from Calgary, I'm going to get in trouble. So
can't you just house the orange right in front of them? Like a wise guy, just house that fucking orange.
I think you're still going to the line. I think you're going to the line then. Well, or the room, the special room.
Then they're going to know you're being a wise guy.
Yeah, right. I think they would prefer you just lie. I think they would prefer. The guy even told me, he's like, next time if it's just literally an apple from fucking Quebec City or whatever, we don't need to know that. You can just keep going. He kind of pointed. He's like, that's the stuff we need to know about. We don't care about your apple. And I was like, I know. That's okay.
Why are you such a goody two shoes? Why'd you call yourself out?
I don't know. Well, I think one time I brought like 7 apples back from Italy, and I probably shouldn't have done that. So I felt bad about that. So I think it was like,
yeah, you're probably bringing some virus over here.
Yeah, exactly. So I always felt terrible about that. So I think this time I was like, I can't lie. There is a single orange in my backpack. So should have ate it on the plane, but anyway.
Who knows what kind of insects came in on those Italian apples
exactly,
you're now
right.
introducing into the ecosystem?
Right. So I possibly started COVID. I don't know. It was definitely Dave. Remember Dave when Meltzer came back from that trip and he just coughed for 2 months straight? And Brian's like, Dave, what is going on over there? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Kotobushi had like lung bleeding, and we're all like, what's going on over there in Japan? And then hey, COVID came. So
between that and his smoke alarm where he wouldn't change the battery.
No, it was the battery backup that he had.
Oh, the computer battery backup. Yeah.
Beep, beep.
What about that 6-month period too, where the alarm on his watch would go off at the same time during every show? And it was a weird time too, like 1:47 a.m.
Yeah, right. Because at one point Brian looked out and he was like, Dave, why is your alarm set for 1:47 a.m.? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, well, we maybe turn it off. And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do that. And then,
Every
literally
show for months.
All right, welcome to Wrestling Observer Radio.
Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, it was like his Casio watch. That's just a random ass time. It's so good.
Fantastic.
That you can't make that up. When we lose Dave, we're losing that. Like the Casio watch goes off at 1:47 a.m.
and he just doesn't care. Like, oh, there goes that again. I'll get it tomorrow. Forgets, and then it goes off again. Like
the battery backup was so loud because he'd be like, "Yeah, so Raw did .0 beep, beep." And he's like, oh, it'll only be another minute or so. And Brian's like, okay.
Another minute.
He's like, I have to change the batteries. And it's like, well, change the fucking batteries, Dave. Yeah.
Get Gonzalez over there and get it done. Let's go. What are we doing?
Did you see the clip from a couple days ago where it was a Brian and Vinny show, and Brian's daughter came in the room, and she was looking around at the screen and saw all the other people. Yeah, running with. Yeah, can you imagine? What a
yeah.
Get your shit together, Brian. Having a run-in from a kid on your show. Come on.
How dare you?
But she comes in and she's still pretty young. I forgot how old she is or whatever. Yeah. But she's like, looking at and Brian's like, what are you looking at? She's like, oh, I'm just looking at all the people. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. And she goes, where's the guy with all the papers? Or she goes, where's the guy with all of his papers in his office? And Brian's like, the guy with all of his papers in his office.
No
and Vinny's
way.
like, Dave. He's talking about Dave. And then they just all...
I'll
just go nuts. It's so perfect. Like it's the perfect kid thing. The kid just saw that picture and it's like the guy with all the papers in his office or whatever. It's so innocent. She has no idea.
Yeah, kids don't know.
No, it's so good.
They just talk. I got my father in trouble once because he complained. Okay, so we're at a family reunion and he was talking to his cousin George, right? And he's sitting there talking to him, and I'm a kid. I'm like 8 or 9 at the time. And I'm thinking to myself, Cousin George, how do I know that name? And I was like, oh, I know. And I was like, Dad, I'm tugging on like his sleeve as he's talking to the guy. I'm like, Dad, this is the guy that stole your baseball cards when you were kids, right? And he's like brushing my hand away and trying to. So finally, the conversation ends with the guy, and he turns to me and he's talking through his teeth. He's like, shut up. He's like, shut up. You're embarrassing me. You're not supposed to say things like that. I'm like, you've been telling me this story my whole life. But as a kid, I don't know that that's embarrassing. Like that he's accusing the guy of stealing his baseball cards.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's
hanging around with you being like, Uncle George used to steal my baseball cards. And you're like, that's Uncle George that stole my baseball cards. Yeah,
exactly. This jerk off Cousin George stole all my baseball cards. He used to tell me that all the time. But he didn't want me to say that in that moment because now his cousin knows that he talks shit about him because he stole his baseball cards. So kids don't
and
know.
You definitely reignited a fight between the two, and they didn't talk for a
100%.
decade.
They
Yeah.
probably never talked again. They probably because his cousin was probably mortified that my dad knows that he stole his baseball cards now. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I set off this whole chain of events just because I'm a dopey 8-year-old. So you let that be a lesson to you. You got to be careful what you tell your kids.
Yeah. You can't talk shit about people because they're going to be like,
not talk shit about people.
Oh, is this is the fat one, right? And you're like, okay,
right? Yeah, exactly. You never know what they're going to repeat because they don't know any better. Because they hear you saying it and they think it's okay.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna get in trouble for that for sure. I like to talk a lot of shit, so.
Secretly
sassy indeed. Yeah, I might have to be less sassy in front of the child. Okay, had you just opened the pack, we probably would have been done. But instead, we spent 33 minutes fucking around. So there you go.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
Not like we have a lot to talk about here.
No. We are like Paul Levesque. We're a global brand, and that's what we do. We'll talk about Night of Champions a little bit later because if that's what they do, wow. All right, WWE Night of Champions.
You really hated that Night of Champions.
I did not like it at all. No, I did not like it at all. We'll talk about it though a little bit later.
Yeah.
So we'll review that. We'll also review NXT The Great American Bash. The Great American Bash. TNA Slammiversary. We'll talk about some recent TNA departures, more people departing the company. We will also do a little bit of fallout from Forbidden Door. We're not going to review Forbidden Door, though, because we did all of that on Sunday night, immediately following the show on Instant Reaction Live. voicesofwrestling.com/Patreon, patreon.com/voicesofwrestling, flagship patreon.com, however you want to get there. That is how it's all done. But $10 tier, Instant Reaction Live for Forbidden Door, about 2 hours, maybe a little over 2 hours, recapping, reviewing the entire show, big picture thoughts about everything coming in and out of the show. again, like deep thoughts on every single match. We always say we're the best in the business because a lot of other people will review a pay-per-view and be done in 40 minutes and 30 minutes or whatever. Not us. We go 2 hours extensively breaking down the pay-per-view and really just digging into the big picture stuff as well. So that is Instant Reaction Live for Forbidden Door. So if you want to hear us recap and review Forbidden Door, a great show, a very, very good show, we do that exclusively on the $10 tier at flagshippatreon.com. We will talk about the Beach Break. I keep saying Beach Blast in my head, I think is the old W70 pay-per-view.
I said that today on the review.
Beach
Blast.
I wrote Beach Blast in the notes like 6 times and had to catch myself every single time. It's Beach Break. That's coming up next week on Dynamite. It's a loaded show, basically a pay-per-view level Dynamite. So we'll recap or get you ready for that coming up this Wednesday. But before we do any of that, though, we should probably talk about this. This news came out Friday. And it was right after we had done our show on Thursday night, and we had obviously known that this felt inevitable whenever it was going to happen. We just didn't know exactly when it was going to happen, and that is Joe Doering passing away. All Japan Triple Crown champion, 2-time Triple Crown champion, I believe. Joe Doering passed away at the age of 44, battling his third bout with a brain tumor. And earlier in the week, I think it was his sister-in-law that announced that he was entering hospice care, and that we knew this news was going to come, unfortunately. Soon, and came very quickly that he died at the age of 44. But we covered, most of his career right here on this show. We watched all the All Japan stuff for sure. At least that second half of his All Japan run after his WWE developmental tenure. Most of that stuff was covered in real time on this show. So we obviously have tons of thoughts and have done tons of reviews of Joe Doering matches throughout the years. But what'd you make of the news that he passed away at 44?
Yeah, he's been fighting that brain cancer for what seemingly
10
years.
years.
And years.
Yeah, his first one was February of 2016. He came back from that.
Jeez.
Returned to the ring just a year later.
Yeah.
Then again in August of 2022, and I think that he never came back to the ring after that one. And then, this one where it took his life finally.
Yeah, because he had the long run in All Japan. Well, actually, he was in All Japan, and then he got signed by WWE for a while there. I think he was in FCW, right?
He was, and then Drake Brewer.
Yeah, and it never made it to the main roster, and then went back to All Japan for the long All Japan run, which where that was really, that's the peak run of his career. That second All Japan run of his after he was let go from FCW and of course, the iconic "Come on, motherfucker, show me power" to Zeus. Just a legendary clip, and that was a clip that went around Twitter for years and years after that, and with that match against Zeus, and just a cool as fuck, no nonsense, meat and potatoes, big hoss of a pro wrestler who was perfect for that era of All Japan too. For wrestling guys like Zeus and Suwama and all the big hosses they had in All Japan at that time, and really a dying breed kind of pro wrestler. You don't have a lot of Joe Doerings around anymore. It's something that we lament a lot on this show, and he did win the Triple Crown a couple of times during that run.
Mm-hmm.
I think he won it twice.
Twice.
Yeah, and was a top guy in All Japan, and and then finally later on got his first real break in North American wrestling when he ended up with Impact in 2021 and 2022. And, that was post the first battle with the brain cancer, but and probably isn't the kind of run that he could have had if he would have been healthy all that time, but still had a chance to excel and have a nice little run on American TV after all of those years just killing it in Japan.
Yeah, I'll definitely remember. The All Japan run in particular, just because we watched it live as well, and it was a little tougher to watch All Japan at that time, and it was a little bit more difficult. But that was a fun time because you did not have the streaming service, so a lot of it was different Facebook groups, the Real Hero Google Drive that would get updated with these guys who had I think it was Eric, Real Hero Eric, who had some sort of satellite hookup or something like that, and he would get the Samurai TV feeds and record it. And then there was Jamal, who we'll talk about in a little bit, that he unfortunately passed away very young as well. I forget how old he was. That was a weird. He passed away and like nobody had any clue what happened, and it was very, very strange. I don't know if
that news broke while we were doing this show.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, and I didn't believe it when I read it because he was only like 20. I mean, he was in his mid-20s when it happened, and it was like nobody was quite sure. Like he left his house and then he was just dead, and there's still, I think, a lot of mystery on what happened there. I don't know. I pained me to never know what happened there.
Heard some talk, but nothing I'm gonna say on. I mean, because who knows? It's,
right.
It's terrible. It's a super young guy, and someone who, if you don't know, if you've been watching
Jamal, it's
Jamal,
not. I said Jamal, I think earlier. Jamal.
If you've been watching Japanese wrestling on the internet for years and years, chances are that you watched a ton of shit that he is responsible for uploading and getting out there to the people in the West. That's the bottom line. And as you noted last week, he had a relationship with Joe Doering through some of those Facebook groups and everything. And you know, and Joe Doering was one of those wrestlers who had open lines of communication with fans and things like that. But yeah, that era of All Japan where it was, you know, big guys slapping meat. I mean, I think he beat Suwama for the belt in both of those reigns, and you know, wrestled guys like Zeus and Akibono was a big part of All Japan at that time. Go Shiozaki, of course. And he lost his title to the second time to Kento Miyahara because it was kind of like a transition between those two eras. Kento was on the come up, and it was really Akibono who was one of the instrumental guys in getting Miyahara over, but then also, you know, Joe Doering as well. And then was that Miyahara's first reign? Let me see if I could find that.
Let me try to.
Yeah, had a couple by then.
Yeah, no, it was. Oh no, it wasn't. He beat Zeus for it in 2016. That was his first one.
So
this would have been his. No, I think his third reign actually.
Because that would have been like 2018. I'm sure.
Yeah, third reign. That was his third reign by now.
Okay, so third reign, but that's the kind of era we're talking about for Joe Doering, kind of that bridging the gap between sort of that big man era and then kind of the initial Kento Miyahara era, where they then started introducing people like Jake Lee and Aoyagi and people like that who came a little later. And kind of the shape of the promotion, the tone and the shape of the promotion changed a bit as in that decade, in the early 2020s, as opposed to the late 2010s when Doering was really one of the top guys there.
Yeah, because that Joe Doering run, I mean, that's one that for people that weren't around and watching it, you know, in real time, that is, like you said, it's Go Shiozaki, it's Tsuji Ishikawa, it's Suwama, it's the Bodyguard, it's Zeus, it's, you know, bigger
Akibono.
Yeah, Akibono, you know, Okabayashi, like those, it's like that. It's like, you know, you watch these main events and it was big dudes, you know, going in there and fucking Hama, he's always used to be there too. I remember Ryoto Hama would be in there all the time. So it was a big man's game at that point for sure. And you're right, that it was that transition to Kento that kind of happened in 2018. You know, it started a little bit earlier with 2016. It was Kento was already in there, but by 2018, that's when most of those guys were already starting to really age out, and you know, Doering was starting to be on the back half of his career. Suwama was starting to slow down a little bit, but yeah, like Bodyguard, Zeus, those other guys were starting to really. And then, like you said, it gave way to a smaller, you know, faster paced, you know, the kind of the Kento Miyahara style main events that we see these days. But yeah, it was a time where these All Japan. I mean, you hit play and it was like two guys just fucking grunting and chopping each other for 25 minutes, and it was just fucking great. It was fucking great.
And Kento would really bridge the gap because he had great matches with the Tsuji Ishikawa.
Oh yeah,
and all those people, and then they built him up very well, you know, using those guys to do so, and then Kento became the man, and a lot of those guys moved on. You know, Joe Doering had his health problems, and Zeus eventually left the promotion and then took over Osaka Pro, which is a promotion that he still runs today. And Suwama kind of just got older and aged out of the main event. Tsuji Ishikawa, same thing. He got older. He stuck around longer than a lot of those guys, but he just was not the same worker anymore, and then stopped working in the promotion. The Bodyguard, I mean, he was Zeus's buddy, and he took off, and the Colega thing got canceled 40 times, and now it's just kind of, and he was always an older guy. The Bodyguard was well into his 40s during that period when, and and now he's still, he'll pop up on the occasional Osaka Pro show. Now
I think he's like
Colega's
60.
no
Yeah, he's
longer
like
a
60
thing.
or something like that too. He's like
he's
old
older
as
guy,
hell. Yeah.
I think he's still juicing up, but he's still.
Oh, stop! What?
He's still got that dumper on him too, but he's but he was. So yeah, it's kind of the whole fabric of the promotion changed over from Doering's heyday, and Kento was kind of the bridge, and then you had your Jake Lees and your Aoyagis and people like that, and now of course into this era with your Yuma Anzais and your Saitos, they're kind of bringing bigger guys back again, and especially you look the Titans of Calamity and the Saitos, and Yuma Aoyagi is just like a classic 6'3" chiseled from, like, that guy would have been someone that a promotion would have pushed in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, or today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, so he's kind of like the and then who's the constant? It's Kento Miyahara. But yeah, that Joe Doering era, which was so much fun, especially in the early days of this show where we reviewed so much of that All Japan stuff, because it was just a different kind of pro wrestling than other places were doing. It was almost like one of the last promotions or territories that were featuring, big guys slapping meat and just beating the shit out of each other. And and as I said with Doering, he's kind of like, there's not a lot of Joe Doerings floating around out there anymore. That
whole All Japan era, like those guys, when they're done, we talk about this with Sakamoto all the time. When Daisuke Sakamoto retires, that's it. There's nobody is replacing that. No one's replacing a Joe Doering. No one's replacing Okabayashi. No one's replacing a lot of these guys. They're just that body type, that wrestler style it's you just really don't see it at all anymore. So once these guys go, it's over. It's kind of done, and that's sad.
Yeah, there's not many guys with that size working that clobbering style. It's not something that's in favor right now. It's just I don't know whether wrestling just isn't drawing those kinds of athletes or drawing those kinds of like manly men. We just had this Timothy Chalamet conversation. They're not drawing the Dan Campbells anymore. Pro wrestling used to draw those guys, and they just don't. Really in any pro wrestling culture either. It's why Jake Doyle and Mark Davis stand out so much in AEW, because it's just not, outside of like Lance Archer, who Tony never lets wrestle. He kind of just stands behind Don Callis and makes weird faces. It's just there's no big men in All Japan in AEW right now, and of real prominence. They had Powerhouse Hobbs for a while, and he moved on, and even WWE, which probably if you scaled it out has larger wrestlers than AEW. It's not like they're pushing, a King Kong Bundy or anything right now. It's that style and the Joe Doering style of wrestler, which comes from the line of like your Stan Hansens and people like that, your big ugly cowboys who are gonna, hit you with a lariat and punch you in the face, and they don't exist anymore.
Right. And even if they do have, Gunther was kind of that, and now look at where he's become. He's skinny, lost all of his weight, and his style is completely different than what it once was. So like he was a guy who 10 years ago was in that mold, but now look at where he's at now. To get to where he got to in WWE, he had to completely transform his body and his working style, and now he doesn't even resemble what that guy was 10 years ago.
Yeah. He was a big guy who worked a rugged style, but it's funny. I never really think of him when I think of these other guys, like a Joe Doering. I don't think of a Gunther. It's weird. It's not like he didn't work. He would chop the shit out of people, obviously, and all of that. And, when
it wasn't as rugged, the Gunther stuff was more,
look, when he wrestled someone, you it looked like that person went through it.
Oh,
it's not like he wrestled soft.
No.
But there's still some kind of it's still not the same to me. There's still kind of a disconnect there, and I don't really know what it is.
Yeah. You bring up a good point, though. What we do need to do is have Tony Khan fire Jake Doyle, and then he can go to All Japan, is I think the only option. We need to fire Mark Davis, and he needs to go to Noah. Like, these guys have to, but they, that's the only solution that we have. Those are our only two ways that we can get those guys back.
I don't think Tony Khan has any interest in pushing big guys.
No, he never does. Yeah.
He's never shown any interest in it. It's for whatever reason. It's maybe, and I don't know if that's the lack of them, but even the ones he gets his hands on, which is why I was really excited for Davis and Doyle, because he was pushing them, and it was very clear they were going to win the tag belts if Doyle hadn't gotten injured. But and to be fair, he kept pushing Davis, and he's pushing Doyle now, so that's good. But and anytime he's given Lance Archer a chance, I mean, think of those Texas death matches against Hangman and Archer as kind of a heel gatekeeper type. Always deliver, but like he never wrestles anymore. He never lets him wrestle. That's probably the biggest guy on the roster. Well, Satnam Singh, but he stinks and nobody cares. But
Joe, 800 more dark matches with Colt Cabana, and then he'll finally be ready for television. I'm sure.
That's a freak show giant. That's a different genre than your classic big guy. That's an even different. That's a different genre entirely. But yeah, Joe Doering, it's like there's not a lot of Joe Doerings floating around anywhere in pro wrestling right now. And I think that's something that pro wrestling's missing. I think that you want to have a little bit of everything. And that's one kind of genre of wrestler that is in short supply right now.
Yeah, but it sucks. Yeah, his passing away at 44, it's just absolutely brutal. And he had that Impact run, and I know that they did. The TNA YouTube channel did put the best of Joe Doering. And in TNA they put a video up there. A lot of the stuff that used to be up on YouTube or used to be able to find of Joe Doering, there's not that much. There's a couple matches still up there. So if you're listening to this and you never watched Joe Doering and you're trying to figure out what we're talking about, a lot of that is not available as much as it used to be. There's some stuff up there. If you go on YouTube and if you go to flagshippatreon.com, I wrote a little article about Joe Doering, and I linked to a playlist that had some of the best freely available Joe Doering matches on YouTube. So that's nice. But yeah, a lot of this stuff is kind of lost to time, unfortunately. And I don't, because All Japan's archive, like the All Japan TV, do they even have archives to that level?
They do, yeah.
Okay.
I could let me check it real quick.
Yeah, see, because I feel like I only watched like new stuff on there. I don't recall ever going back into the archives.
Yeah, but it's tricky because with all the ownership changes, they only own certain shit.
Right.
But it's weird because sometimes I don't know if even English searches, I guess we're going to find out right now live. Let's see. Let me translate him into Japanese and then search it.
See if it goes that way, yeah.
So give me a second.
New Japan World, they launched with the ability to, I think, search by English names, but it had to be like the weird translated English names.
Yeah, kanji in there. Hold on. All right, here's the katakana, kanji, whatever the fuck it is. People are going to correct it. Hold on. All right, let me put this in there. Actually, it's katakana. It's not kanji.
Our listeners? No way.
They're going to slide their fuck pillow aside and correct me.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Why won't it paste into the box? All right, this is a failure. I can copy it. It won't let me paste it into the box on the All Japan TV.
Yeah, well, you'll just have to type it.
What?
I don't know how, but
excuse me.
You got to switch your keyboard to Japanese, the Japanese keyboard, and then don't do that.
Yeah, when I search it.
If you search Doering, nothing comes up.
No, if I search his name in the Japanese characters, he comes up on Google. It just won't let me paste it into the ajpw.tv search box. Won't let me paste anything. So doesn't look like this is going to work.
Yeah, well.
But
we tried.
Yeah, there's some. Oh, wait, here we go right here. No, wait, here we go. There's one right here. The Triple Crown, October 21st, 2017. The Suwama Joe Doering.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
That's
I got that.
That's title change. That's up to. Oh, they just put it up probably because he passed.
Okay. Cool.
So there's one right there, and it's well. Then how come nothing comes up when you search in English? When it okay, because the page is the Google translated the page. Let's see. Yeah, so they put up one match. They put up his title win over Suwama from 2017. That would be the second title win. So that means they've got stuff from that era in their potential archive. So if you could figure out how to search the site somehow,
yeah, maybe you could find some of it.
Some more Joe Doering stuff. But they did put up that match, and it's best I could tell. Let me see if it's in full.
It'd be nice if they had a collection up there, like here, click this and here, but All Japan TV is not as great at. They're good at finding the show you need. Like if you want to watch a live show on the day that it comes out, it's a good place to find it. But
otherwise. 35-minute upload.
Okay,
so
cool,
there you go. It's got the VTR video at the start and everything.
Okay, good.
It's weird because they have such weird, the suggested videos on that. There's like a triple crown match with Kawada versus Steve Williams that they have up, which definitely is not from the same ownership.
Yeah, okay, weird. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Suwama and Joe Doering versus Masakatsu, motherfucking Funaki, and Akabono. There's tons of Joe Doering.
All right, so it's just a mess. You just have to find a way to search by wrestler. Yeah, there's got to be like a by wrestler search on there.
You would think.
Right? But like I said, All Japan TV is weird. It's very easy to find what you want to find. Like if you're trying to watch a show from like a week ago or this week or a show that happened yesterday or whatever, very easy to find it. But yeah, trying to find anything else past that is always been pretty difficult for me. So
yeah, no English search works at all.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Let me try an obvious one. Kento Miyahara in English. No contents. Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, no English search works at all. So if you want to type in Japanese somehow, because it won't let you paste. So that's a big problem.
Yeah.
Because that's how you'd get around it on like New Japan World.
Right. Well, yeah, switch that keyboard to Japanese and go after it. So
and have at it. But yeah, a lot of he's popping up in a lot of suggested videos.
Okay, so there's stuff there, so you can dig in there.
Going all the way back to like 08 and 09. Too.
Okay, good. That's so yeah. Like I said, there's a bunch on YouTube if you want to watch it. Not as much as there probably should be, and apparently there's a lot on All Japan World or All Japan TV. You just gotta fucking find it. So wherever it is.
But YouTube used to be loaded, but now as each of these YouTube accounts gets flagged and taken down like over time, you just lose shit.
Oh, it sucks. Yeah, that playlist came out and I was like, ooh, great, all these Joe Doering matches, and there's like 6 videos on there, and I was like, oh shit, like there was so many more. I mean, Jesus Christ, there probably was 40, and that's like one of the big issues with we've long talked about doing a deep dive on Kojima and his All Japan title run. And there's been several times where I've gone through and trying to pick the list and get it all together. And every time it's like a week later, I'll go back and half the videos are gone. Or 2 of the videos are gone, 3 of the videos are gone. 4, it's just like, God damn it. It's impossible. Like, unless we just do it on this one day right now. And then it's like, okay, watch the video, guys. And it's like, oh, they're all gone because the username we used has been suspended from YouTube. So now they're all gone. And that sucks. I don't like to do content and tell people to try to watch stuff, and then it's not available, and then it's impossible to find because then we're just talking about matches that nobody can watch, which doesn't seem right.
Yeah. Well, there's the Zeus match. There's the Kento title change. A match that we spent a lot of time on, I think, on this show was the New Year's show in 2015 against Go Shiozaki, which was a great match.
I think that's considered his best match of all time.
I mean, it's one that instantly comes to mind. If it's not his best match, it has to be one of his best matches. And that was, January 3rd, 2015, Go Shiozaki versus Joe Doering. And I just remember, that was quite literally with, spit coming out of their mouths as they're hitting each other with lariats and just... You want to talk about sweat flying, spit flying, guys beating each other up to the point of exhaustion. I mean, that match was fantastic. I think that was in my top 10 matches of the year that year, as a matter of fact. So that's one that people can try to run down if it's available anywhere. And really, anytime he worked at or near the top in All Japan during those mid to late 20 teens, you really can't go wrong. And it is a style of wrestling that is slowly being phased out. There's no doubt about it. It's just there's not a lot of people working that style of wrestling. So even watching it now with 2026 eyes, it's going to come off a lot different than a lot of the shit we're seeing around the world. So might even enhance it to some degree because of that.
I'm trying to see where that one finished in 2015 in our match of the year, because I remember voting for it pretty highly as well. So let's see if I can find that match. I have a giant archive of all of our...
Might not have done that great because All Japan 2015, who's really not exactly a sizzling hot promotion.
No, you had to be pretty...
like that.
But our voter base at that time was probably pretty locked
Yeah.
into it. But let's see. Joe Doering, Go Shiozaki. I finished 58th.
58th?
Yeah.
That's respectable. Well, that's respectable.
Right between smash between Dr. Cerebro and Virus and Katsura Shibata and and Sakuraba. So Shibata and Sakuraba match. Hell yeah.
8.72 on Cage Match.
Okay.
With 10 first place votes out of 59 10-point votes out of 59 votes. Out of 59 total votes, 10 10s and 32 9s. It's a great match. It really is a great match, a physical match, and probably his best match. Yeah, I would say, at least off the top of my head, that Suwama match that they've got up. Let me see if I could find that on Cage Match. See, the other problem is a lot of matches in this era didn't get enough votes.
Mm-hmm.
What was the date that I said on that? That was 28. Let me see. That would have been...
I don't
the
think
Suwama
that
title.
one.
What's the date on the Suwama title?
The Suwama title win, I think that was 2018, but let me double check.
Yeah, but the
the actual date itself. Yeah, let's see here. Let me get it for you here real fast. That was shit. It might not even
no, 2017, right?
The title win over Suwama was
October 21st.
October 21st, 2017. Yep.
Yeah, like I said, it only has one vote on Cage Match.
Yeah.
So that it's not a sizzling hot era of All Japan. So the one person who rated it gave it an 8. And
thank you.
I'll be honest with you, I don't remember that match.
I
sure
don't either.
I watched it.
Yeah, I'm sure we talked about it too.
I'm sure we reviewed it and talked about it. But I'll watch it now. It's right there on All Japan TV. I mean, why not? Front page under Battle Library. If you're on the front page.
The Battle Library. Dig into that Battle Library.
Clearly, that's why they put it up, because the man passed. And then you've got they have a lot of really sneaky, cool uploads. I mean,
I got to dig into these days.
Kawada versus Steve Williams Triple Crown match from 2000. Suwama and Joe Doering versus Funaki and Akabono from 2013. You're not going to get anything from like 1997 or 1991. You're not going to get any like that era of All Japan, but you're going to get stuff from whenever the Baba's widow sold the company and onward, basically. From what I could tell, from what I'm looking through here,
so like 2000 on is pretty much all you're
2000 onward is what I see.
Yeah,
I don't see anything from the 20th century. Nothing from the 20th century, Rich. But from 2000 onward, and I don't really see gaps. There's stuff from like pretty much every year since 2000 as I scan through this. So the whole Muto era and all of that. Right up through today. Yeah. 2001, 2000. Yeah. So I'm sure somewhere in here, if you could figure out how to navigate the fucking thing, there's probably a ton of Joe Doering, whatever they've bothered uploading, at least since this thing has existed the last, how long? It's been around like 10 years.
It's been a while now.
Right?
Yeah, it has been a while since All Japan TV's popped up. Yeah, probably about 10 years, I'd say. I'm looking at all-time match of the year. He appeared 3 times, it looks like, on our match of the year list. 2018, him versus Zeus on January 2nd of 2018. That got 2 votes, finished 133rd, but,
That's the show. That's the come on, motherfucker, show me power match.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, should have been higher. Retroactively, that match would be way higher. Now, 2018 Violent Giants versus Joe Doering and Dylan James. Like that is that era is never coming back. Violent Giants versus Joe Doering and Dylan James. That's it. That no match better represents that era that is never coming back.
Dylan James, whatever happened there. Yeah,
right.
Google on your own.
Yeah, Google at your own peril. But Violent Giants versus Joe Doering and Dylan James. That finished 177th, and then, like I said, 58th. Joe Doering and Go Shiozaki. So that one did pretty well in 2015. So that did finish 58th. So
just a badass wrestler. You know, it's fucking Joe Doering.
It just rocked.
Yes. Yeah.
What did I write here? Doering came to embody the modern Stan Hansen. Gaijin in All Japan Pro Wrestling, a nasty, loud, grunting, snarling, mustachioed badass that would take your fucking head off with a lariat. 100% business, 0% bullshit. That was Joe Doering. He ruled.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Pretty
it.
much sums it up. Yeah.
Come to the ring, spitting and snarling, ready to kick some ass.
Yeah.
No flowers, no poisonous flowers.
Oh God.
No calls underneath the ring, none of that shit. So what a week. What a weekend of professional wrestling we ended up having to watch. So
that's why I'm wondering why you're so down on Night of Champions when you had to watch Poison Flowers and Demons underneath the ring. When people think we're going to be making this shit up, and we're not.
Nope. All that was real. All that really happened.
So spin the wheel, and what one do you want to do? Because we got to.
You know what? Let's let TNA. You want to give TNA their time in the sun?
Yeah, sure. We could start with
TNA Slammiversary. I don't know how much longer we're going to be reviewing TNA shows. We might as well do it now.
It's a shame we have so much to do because, what we could have done, and we don't have time for this, we could have slapped play on this Joe Doering versus Suwama match.
Oh, just do a live watch along, yeah.
Did a live watch, but we don't have 35 minutes to kill on that.
Nick Nemeth beat Mike Santana, Moose beat Eddie Edwards, Zaya Brooks, Leah. Yeah, we got it. We're fine. Poison Flowers, Broken Hardys, Brother Nero, delete, Matt Hardy. All right, we're good. I think we got it. So there, I did Slammiversary. We're good, but yeah. Ah, well.
Slammiversary. First pay-per-view minus Tom Dream. Now, you don't want to make sweeping judgments or anything because, of course, the entire build to this show and much of this show itself was, in fact, booked by Tom Dream. Maybe even many of the finishes, right? Who knows what changed, didn't change, or anything else. What I would say as an overview, and they drew just under 3,000 fans to, we don't want to disrespect Mr. Aganis again.
No, we found from the Northeasterners, they were quite upset.
These Boston people. I mean, you would have thought Jaylen Brown got traded or something. The way we
how
talked
mad
about,
they were
about Aganis. But so just under 3,000 people, and look, TNA is in a place now where their pay-per-views are basically going to draw what a mediocre or down AEW TV is going to draw, right? And then AEW pay-per-view is going to draw with basically what WWE TV draws. That's kind of
that's the hierarchy right now. Yeah.
So just under 3,000. I don't know if this is just in my head or if you maybe noticed this, maybe when I bring it up. I could be crazy. I felt like the production was better on this show than it usually is for TNA. And maybe that's just a me thing. Maybe I was in a good mood or something, but I'm like, the production seems better. I know Tom Dream has nothing to do with that at all. So that wouldn't be a factor. But the show didn't come off. Maybe it was the building they were in. Maybe it was the way it was shot. I don't know. But it didn't come off like the usual. You know how TNA comes across.
Oh, very low rent and just disgusting. Like their television is just gross. I love
when you call it disgusting.
It is. It's like yellow and red, and it's just it's just an off-putting. Yeah. It's very off-putting. Their television.
A disgusting promotion. You always say that.
Disgusting promotion.
Yeah,
they weren't that disgusting tonight though. Or tonight or whatever. When I watched Slammiversary today, so I might say tonight.
You watched it 10 minutes ago because you don't want to watch it.
I just finished it an hour ago. So
the lack of work ethic on you. By the way, I probably finished it 10 minutes before you did because I too squeezed it in.
I saw when you went to the Discord and posted Poison Flower or whatever. Yeah. That was about 20 minutes after I watched the Poison Flowers. So yeah, we were on the same wavelength. I think all day today.
Yeah. Well, of course it was the last one I watched. Do you think I want to watch TNA?
Yeah, this was the one where I woke up today and went, God damn it. All right, yep. I was hoping I would get busy so I didn't have to, and I'd be like, Joe, I'm sorry, I couldn't watch it. I didn't watch it. But
you know what I did? I even looked on the run sheet to see if you had the Noah show on there because I was like, if he's got the Noah show on there, I'm going to watch that instead and then just tell him I didn't get to TNA. but you didn't have it on there, so I'm like, I can't get away with that scheme by watching the Noah show.
I'm glad I watched this show though, because I think it was an interesting take on modern TNA, and I actually don't think it was that bad. It wasn't good. Like, I didn't like this show, but considering some of the other shit that I had to watch this week, I didn't think it was that bad. There was one match I really, really liked, and a couple of perplexing booking decisions that I'm sure we're going to talk about here.
Well, that was going to be my next point. I thought the production, for whatever reason, this show came across more professional than TNA usually does. And I don't even know that they did anything different. And I didn't ask anybody if they did, because, again, I just finished watching it 10 minutes ago. But that was going to be my next point, though. I didn't think the show was bad. It was fine. It was like replacement level pro wrestling, and maybe even a tad better than replacement level pro wrestling. There was stuff on the show that I didn't like, that I thought didn't work at all. But there was nothing on this show that is going to make me come on here and do our usual let's riff on TNA for a half hour. There really wasn't much of anything like that, and a couple of the matches were just, straight up fine. So I mean, look, I think putting the title on Nick Nemeth, because now we know Mike Santana's gone, and why don't we just start with all of this then?
Yeah, do that.
So,
do that.
Santana, look, you got to look at this TNA run for him as a big success for him and a pretty good success for TNA too. I thought it was mutually beneficial for both parties. He obviously is coming off this TNA run in a much better position than he was coming off of the AEW run. So from that standpoint, he did the old proverbial betting on himself. It worked. And now presumably he's on his way to WWE. I haven't seen anything like that reported, but you just get the feel that he's the next Joe Hendry, Jordan Grace, where he's worked a couple shots there when they were working more closely together. I'm sure that, if he does end up there, he was told months ago that they would be more than happy to have him if, at the end of his deal. And it's one of those deals where TNA this is their place in the ecosystem. And if they're going to be in bed with WWE is going to come in and pluck Joe Hendry and Jordan Grace and Mike Santana and whoever else they want to get their hands on. And there's nothing TNA can do about it. And really, if you're TNA, that's not necessarily always the worst thing either. But I think that Santana comes out of this in a much better position than he was previously. And his little gambit worked. He wanted out of AEW. He was posting hourglasses and everything else, and he pouted his way out. And it worked out to his benefit, and we'll see now where it goes from here. If he does end up in WWE, I don't think they're ever going to give him a serious push, but he can't think that way. His head is hitting the pillow thinking he's main event in WrestleMania next year.
Everyone does.
As well it should. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think he'll just be a guy on the roster who gets the phone call 2 years from now, just based on my feel for what they're going to see in him. But and I thought it was good for TNA. And listen, we've beaten up, and everyone else has beaten up Tommy Dreamer a lot over the last couple of weeks. But I think one thing that he did well is, in the big picture, pushing Mike Santana. Now, he waited too long to put the title on him, and we don't need to relitigate that. Everybody knows he fucked that up by a month or whatever the gap was between those two shows. But in the grand scheme, the push worked. He was a legitimate top guy in this promotion, and he was hot for a little while by TNA standards. So I think that's one area where if, you're going to have to, hand it to ISIS. I mean, I think Tommy Dreamer made a good decision in pushing the guy when they brought him in. So he puts over Nick Nemeth on the way out. Nick Nemeth, I think if I'm taking over as a booker, I'm talking a lot. I'm sorry. I'll hand it to you in a second.
You're good.
I think if I'm taking over as a booker and my babyface world champion, who the promotion has been built around for the last year, is leaving, I think Nick Nemeth is a pretty good choice to just plant the title on for now and then decide where you're going to go from there. He's a really good worker. The fans see him as a star. He's reliable. He's professional. He's a perfectly fine placeholder for this top belt. If I'm a new booker taking over and I inherited a pay-per-view that was booked by somebody else, and now it's my turn to put my stamp on things, you can do a lot worse on this roster than anchoring around Nick Nemeth at the start, especially as a heel. Because now you can identify a babyface that you want to chase him and eventually take him down. as your Mike Santana, as the person you're going to push now, as the babyface you're going to build the promotion around. So Rich Kraetsch, on all of this Mike Santana title change, Santana out the door, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I would say Santana, the thing that he did well, by betting on himself, and I agree. And this is the type of thing that it's good to have a TNA in the marketplace, and why we were so disappointed when TNA got so much in bed with WWE, because I think TNA as a truly independent company of WWE is so important for stuff like this, where a guy can bet on themselves and go to this place and get pushed. And for Mike Santana, think about this. Mike Santana, we don't say Mike Santana of LAX, Mike Santana of Santana and Ortiz. Nobody gives a fuck about Ortiz anymore. Nobody talks about Ortiz anymore. He's a non-factor, and that was Santana's entire goal, was to, I don't want to just be one half of Santana and Ortiz anymore. I want to be Mike Santana. I want to be my own guy, my own thing, my own singles wrestler. He's done that in a couple of years. He has become, you would never think of this guy as a tag worker anymore. You now think of him as solely, a singles wrestler. I don't know what WWE's going to do with him. Like you said, I don't think they're going to push him very hard. I think he's probably going to be in that sort of mid-card level. I don't think he's going to go to NXT. I'd imagine he's going to go to the main roster, but who knows?
I'm not trying to be cynical, but he's got main event written all over.
He does. Yeah. And that's where he'll be. In due time, he'll be on main event.
If he even goes to the main roster.
Right. Yeah, they might just stuff him in NXT for all we know. But, it's not going to go great for him in WWE. I don't think they're going to push him to the moon or whatever. But at the very least, what he did was basically say, I don't want to be seen as just a tag team wrestler anymore. I want to be seen as a singles wrestler. And he did. He got there. And to TNA's credit, they pushed him. And I think that's one of the things that really always made me enjoy TNA, even in the heyday, even in the days when maybe the rest of it wasn't very good, but like the mid 2000s, when they would grab a guy from WWE, and not an old guy, not like, 'cause sometimes they would grab old guys from WWE and push them too much, and that kind of sucked or whatever. But when they would grab guys that were like underutilized by WWE, like the perfect example is always Christian. They brought Christian in, and they pushed him as a world champion, and it was really cool because it was like, oh, this is a guy who a lot of the smarks identified as, this is a guy who's a good wrestler that's just not getting a push because for whatever reason, now we later knew that Vince McMahon just thought the guy was ugly and didn't want to push him because he was too ugly or whatever. So he comes into TNA and they push him, and they push Christian Cage for a number of years as like a tippy top guy, and Christian Cage bet on himself too. Christian Cage, like Mike Santana, was thinking, if I stay here, I'm just like the lesser of me and Edge. Like we're broken up, and he's the guy that's ascended into the main event scene, and I'm just this IC champion level guy that they don't see at any certain level. So you know what? Fuck this. I'm leaving, and I'm going to bet on myself. And he does. He goes to TNA. They push him as a tippy top star, which was should have done. It definitely worked out quite well for TNA and for Christian Cage. And then he became undeniable, and then WWE brought him back, and they didn't bring him back as an IC champion. They brought him back as a world champion. So he bet on himself, and he won. And Mike Santana did that to an extent. Again, I don't think he's not going to WWE to become a champion. They're not going to push him as a world champion or whatever. So it's not quite a one-to-one with Christian Cage. But I always think TNA, when they do that, when they bring a guy that everybody kind of identifies as having a lot of potential, and they bring him in and they push him really high, and they push a lot. And there's a guy that debuted on the show that I would like to see them do that with. Now, will they or won't they? I don't know. We'll see. But like Uwa Nation would be really cool. That's a guy to say, hey, look, that company didn't know what they had in this guy, but we're going to push him and do something with him. That's a lot different than bringing in fucking Val Venus and pushing him a bunch, or bringing in Rikishi for the one show and then having him disappear or whatever. Like, that shit nobody wanted to see. But people, the younger and hungry wrestlers that are betting on themselves, that's always been where TNA could really fit in and do well. So the Santana run was really good. It was a lot of fun. It got a little. Santana went from a guy that was underrated to overrated to probably underrated now again, because there was a while there where people pretending that he was like this breakout star, and it was like, okay, he's not quite. Let's reel it in a little bit. Now, they should have put the title on him last year.
Yeah, he did get pretty hot at his peak by TNA standards. And again, that's where Tommy Dreamer blew it, because he waited too long.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know, like we talked about when Dreamer got fired, if Dreamer would have timed that properly and done the title change when he should have at Slammiversary last year, maybe he even gets hotter from there, because, but who knows? My gut tells me no. My gut tells me that would have been the peak of Mike Santana either way, because the follow-up, there's just not a lot of other star power on the roster. You can't trust Tommy Dreamer's booking in any way, shape, or form. Tommy Dreamer blew the television rollout, all of those other factors, right? But yes, he about a year ago, when Santana was peaking, it looked like TNA might have been on to something if handled properly and all the stars aligned and all of that. But now we'll never know.
Right. And that's why I always think, we stress this a lot on this show, like, there's always this idea, he's not ready yet, but there'll be next time. But next time. Yeah. There might not be a next time. You got to pounce. Right. You never know what you're going to get when you pounce at the time. And sometimes they don't always work. Sometimes you pounce and you're too early. But a lot of times, we all know, like, a lot of times, if you've watched wrestling for a number of years, you kind of know when someone's ready. Like, the classic example that we always bring up is Tyler Black in Ring of Honor. Like, everybody was ready for the Tyler Black Ring of Honor reign, and they waited like a year too late, and it just didn't matter at that point. And he was just gone. He just left, and it was like, okay, we don't know what he was ever going to be in Ring of Honor, because he had this ascension, and he got to the point where it was like, okay, everybody knows that he's ready now, and then they didn't pull it off. And that's why there's a lot of guys in today's wrestling that I think get pretty close to that point, and then bookers are just so scared to take that leap with them, and it's like, oh, there'll be another chance. And it's like, we don't really know that there'll be another chance. Like, you can't say that. And with Mike Santana, like, sure, he did win the title, but they missed the peak. They absolutely missed the peak with him, and God only knows what could have happened if they hit the peak with him. But I mean, yeah, I think this couldn't have gone better for him. You know, regardless of them missing the peak or whatever, him betting on himself, breaking free of Ortiz, becoming a singles wrestler, TNA getting as much as they could possibly get out of this guy. Like, it doesn't get much better than what this entire run was. And now he goes to WWE to, like you said, probably be on main event. And him and Ray Phoenix can wrestle on main event every week or whatever. So,
but listen, he's probably gonna make more money than he's ever made
sure.
in his life.
No, of course.
Wrestling, if he signs there. I mean, I don't know what he was getting paid in AEW, obviously, and obviously he came in there as part of Jericho's group and everything. I'm sure, that was not chump change. But this will potentially be, and of course the upside is sky's the limit what you can make there if you actually do get over. But yeah, I don't know. He leaves here in much better position than he entered, and now he moves on, and I presume that's where he's headed. And then we'll see how it goes from him. I don't have a ton of confidence. I think this will end up ultimately being the biggest push of his career. I don't think he's going to be pushed as a world champion anywhere else.
No, I don't think so either.
So now, we got heel Nick Nemeth as champion. I thought the match was pretty good. I mean, they did the story where the Mike Santana blood loss wore him down at the end. He lost too much blood. And Nick Nemeth hitting him with the trophy. Well, first it was his brother getting involved and the referee throwing the brother out, which opened the door for Nemeth to hit him in the head with the trophy. And then he busted him open. And then they did, the hot closing stretch with all the near falls and everything. And Nemeth couldn't put him away. And we had a 1 count kick out and Nemeth getting frustrated. But eventually the story that Facefuck Phillips was trying to put over was that Santana just... the loss of blood was too much, right. And eventually he couldn't overcome that, and that was that.
He got hit by the danger zone. You get it? DZ. Yes. Do you get it, Joe? The danger zone. Yes. Got it. But yeah, it was clean. It was clean at the end. I mean, there was the trophy shot and stuff, but it was a pretty clean victory at the end, which I think is fine. Like, you didn't have to protect Mike Santana on the way out. It was like Nick got. I mean, it
kind of did though. I mean, it's like
but they made him look like good on the way out.
They made him look like he was he only lost because he lost too much blood and ran out of energy. Like was the idea.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
so it's protected to some extent from that standpoint because the idea was if Nemeth didn't hit him with that trophy and bust him open, and if he didn't bleed out, he probably wouldn't have lost. So it wasn't like Nemeth pulled brass knucks out of his tights and punched him in the face and then pinned him immediately, but he was still protected to some extent, by the story they told.
So I thought it was a decent enough match there for the main event, but yeah, Nick Nemeth gets the win, and we don't know who the next. Well, actually, I think we do know the next challenger. It's just not like the TV challenger or whatever. I don't think we know the next pay-per-view challenger or whatever. But
did they do an angle that I missed at the end of the show?
No, I forget who's getting the next title shot. It's someone crummy. It doesn't matter. It's not like
it's nothing that's going to be
no. It's not like that. We didn't set the. I'm trying to think. It's airing today. TNA. Okay. It was some dumb. Like I forget who it was. It was something where you're like, really, that's the first guy that gets the title shot or whatever. And it was poorly booked because it's like a guy that lost or something like that. But it's just if you're thinking that everything's going to be on the up and up post Tommy Dreamer, it might not be.
Well, Hunter Johnston would really like you to know that he had nothing to do with the creative
Yes.
all of these
Oh,
months.
yeah, of course not.
Did you notice that this week?
Oh, yeah.
Hunter Johnston really would like everyone to know that he was not, in fact, involved in the creative because he reached out to many news sites to make sure that they knew that.
to let them know.
To separate himself from Tom Dream's creative, which I thought was very funny. But yet, at the end of the show, when those credits pop up, he's still top producer with the new guy that you named. What the hell's that guy's name?
I don't even remember. Yeah, some Jimmy Jimson or something. I
Whatever
fucking knows. Yeah,
Casey
Casey Navarro was the championship defense.
Okay,
or that's the upcoming. I guess he faced Ryan Nemeth as a warm up to get ready for the.
Okay, so he's got to go through Ryan Nemeth.
The guy, Hot Young Briley, and then he can maybe get his shot at Nick. Right. But you're right. Nick's a good gatekeeper right now until you identify that next baby face. And I think you actually have it on the show, and we'll talk about it when we. It's not Casey Navarro. I'll let you know. It's not. It's also not Leon Slater or Ricky Sosa or any of those guys. Did you watch? I did not watch Countdown to Slammiversary. Did you watch Countdown to Slammiversary?
Are you out of your goddamn mind? Of course I didn't watch Countdown to Slammiversary. Why would I watch that?
So you didn't see Elena Black, Indy Hartwell, and Mara Sade, nor did you watch Ricky Sosa defeat the departing Eric Young as well. So.
No, and I don't know what's up with Eric Young. We talk about this all the time. Nowhere does he come across as a bigger star than he does in TNA. When he goes anywhere else, he doesn't come across as a star at all. Maybe he was a big Tommy Dreamer guy. I really don't know the story there as to why he wanted out.
Yeah, but he's going to WWE. He asked for his release. He said on Twitter, quote, "The internet is effing wild. 3 things I know about the news today. 1, I asked my release. They granted it. 2, I was never on a handshake deal. I have a binding contract the entire time. And number 3, I will work where I want, how I want, for whom I want. My track record, resume, accolades, and reputation are proof of that. See you soon." And apparently he's going to go to WWE as a player coach on NXT. He'll be like,
all right, well, then
Sean Spears.
that makes sense then. He wants to be a player coach. Maybe he'll have health insurance and benefits and a 401k and everything else with that position. So now that makes sense why he would want out. So Eric Young moves on, and he, like you said, the Sean Spears position, which will presumably work out well for him. And as far as, look, maybe the new booker, whose name I still can't find, maybe the new booker will do something with Sosa, which Dreamer didn't seem to want to. Dreamer did nothing of real consequence with Leon Slater after he felt hot when he first came in. Now they're just waiting out the clock for Leon Slater to leave and really got almost nothing out of him. I hope the same doesn't happen with Sosa. Maybe new regime, new set of eyes will understand that, hey, when we get these hot indie talents that come in that people really want to get behind, that we should give it a fair shake and just fucking push them before they end up. This is exactly how we saw the Leon Slater thing playing out. He's not going to stay there forever. We just thought his eventual destination would be WWE, and now it might end up being AEW. We'll see. But the point is, he was going to end up in one of those 2 places. But how long has he been there now? Can we check that? How long has Leon Slater been with TNA?
Oh, geez, yeah. When did he officially sign there? But it's been, they've had plenty of time to tell an actual story with Leon Slater, and they've just. It's one of these classic things that happens at wrestling companies now. Guys sign, and it's like, they know they're going to leave, and it's like, well, who cares? Like, you've had the guy for a year, fucking do something with him.
He's been working there regularly since early 2024, so they had him for most of 2024, all of 2025, and now half of 2026.
Yeah, he signed a contract in October of 2023. He signed a contract with the company.
Okay, so there you go.
Come on.
Probably a 3-year deal. He's probably done in October, right? Or somewhere around there. I bet you that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's probably a 3-year deal that's up in 3 months. And they peaked him at the X Division title. And he was definitely someone who had a lot of buzz at one point there last year. And it doesn't make any sense. And now he's going to be gone in 3 months. And now it really is too late to do anything.
Yeah, now it is. Now it's too late, but the last year and a half wasn't too late.
Right. They had a lot of time to do something with him and turn him into the next great TNA success story, and they chose not to do it. And that's on Tommy Dreamer. He was in charge during that time of So now this new regime, whoever's not Hunter Johnston wants you to know it's not him. So not Hunter Johnston.
Eric Tompkins.
But, Eric Tompkins. Yeah. We'll see if he has a different philosophy more of our philosophy, if we had the pencil, hire Rich and I to book TNA.
I don't want to book TNA.
You don't want to book TNA?
No, that's actually a fun challenge. You know what? Yeah, give me TNA. Give me the TNA book.
You know why I wouldn't want to book TNA? Because as we discussed a couple of weeks ago, it is a no-win proposition. I don't think you can be successful at this job.
Yeah, probably not.
I really don't. I don't think you can be successful at this job. There's just too much working against you. And what really is the ceiling? You know what I mean? It's like what, so it's not, look, and we know the Road Dogg's coming, right? I mean, we're still talking
He wasn't
about
there
this.
yet. I guess they're still working the deal out, which is like,
Why?
Is Road Dogg playing hardball out there? Like, I got a lot of offers out there. And it's like, no, you don't.
Look, I don't know who Eric Tompkins is. I don't know the first thing about Eric Tompkins. And the first time I heard Eric Tompkins' name was last week when you said it. But I am more willing to give someone like that a shot who's never done this before and might actually be good at it than another retread who we know stinks.
Right.
We know that Road Dogg is not good at this. We know he's not good at this.
We know that he's not good and he's thin-skinned about it.
Yeah. And we know that he has publicly said wins and losses don't matter. I don't want someone booking my wrestling company that truly believes that wins and losses don't matter, because that guy just doesn't get it. Because what he doesn't understand and what he's not going to understand, okay, is that maybe in WWE, when the machine is already rolling, to some extent, wins and losses don't matter because they're, it's already, but when you're trying to build people and build stars, wins and losses matter a lot. So I don't want someone coming into my company with that philosophy when our biggest problem is we don't have any stars. Because this guy thinks he's just going to, if he thinks he's going to moonwalk in here and tell WWE style stories and get people over, that's not going to work. How many years of that not working in these kinds of companies do we have to see before we realize that doesn't work? You got to get meat and potatoes, basic pro wrestling ways of getting people over and make some stars before you can start, fucking around and doing shit like that. So, but look, I don't know what he's saying in these job interviews. Maybe he's saying exactly what I'm saying. Saying, look, I know it has to be a different, but do you buy that? I don't. I'm sure he's going in there and they're impressed that he worked in WWE.
Right. They're impressed that he booked SmackDown. I booked SmackDown for a year and a half, and that's enough to get him hired.
It's that Eric Bischoff shit. Oh, they need to hire Road Dogg. He's got the experience. Like, that's all that this is.
Yeah.
It's terrible advice.
Stupid.
Why would anyone listen to Eric Bischoff on anything? Anything. He told Tony Khan to hire Bully Ray. What are we doing? Yes.
Why? For what?
I don't know. That was the big fucking aggregated and YouTube clip going around 6 months ago. Well, if I were Tony Khan, I'd hire Bully Ray because he knows how to tell stories and get heat. Booker.
Stories.
Booker.
Okay.
Booker.
Stories, Dave LaGreca. Stories.
Yes.
You know what? Yeah, he's so right, because AEW, God, if they just had some stories on their show, if they just stopped being Tony Khan dream matches and they had some fucking stories, God, it would be a much better show. But unfortunately,
of course, they don't tell
it's
stories.
not. They tell no stories, even though they're constantly telling stories to much to their detriment. And I wish they would. Everybody who watches the show agrees that they tell too many stories. And it'd be nice if they had more matches. And everybody that doesn't watch the show thinks that they tell no stories and have too many matches.
It's like we always say, where are all these dream matches happening? Because I'd like to watch
Show
them.
me. Point me in that direction of that show. Because I want to watch
Rampage
that show.
Still on or something? Because
Right.
where is the nothing but dream matches thing happening? Because I would enjoy that.
Yeah, I would love to watch the show that these guys say, where there's no promos, there's no stories, and it's just guys wrestling.
Just dream matches. Yeah.
Point me in that direction, please.
One 5-star match after another. What show is that?
Yeah,
I don't know what
I
show
would
that is.
love that.
It'd be a nice little diversion. What the hell were we talking about?
The countdown to
pre-show that
Slammiversary. We didn't watch it. Yeah. All right, let's go to the X Division. We'll start from the top.
Well, they
then.
did have a nice Joe Doering tribute.
They did. They started the show off right away with a very beautiful tribute to Joe Doering. So that was really cool to see. 10-belt salute as well. So that was nice that they did that. And then we opened it up with a Ultimate X match, X Division title. Cedric Alexander gets the win in the lane. I watched this and audibly said, "Oh, fuck off," when that happened, because they've done this finish a bunch, and I hate it, and it's stupid, and it's one of these dumb wrestling things that we shouldn't accept, and companies shouldn't accept. And if people still cared about wrestling, and these companies cared about the wrestling. Like this finish would happen, and then like the leader of the championship committee would come out and be like, no, it's not going to happen. Like JJ Dillon would come out, or some fucking crusty NWA president would come out and be like, no. Bob Geigel would come out and be like, no, it's not how we're winning this title, because Leon Slater has the belt. So Amazing Red and Leon Slater are on top of the X. They take the title down, but they're both holding it while perched on top of the X. So the Leon Slater starts to kind of fall down. Amazing Red starts to fall down. And then they both drop the title, and Cedric Alexander grabs it. And since he's holding the title and he's on the mat, he is the winner.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Fuck you.
Makes you feel like you wasted your time.
Yeah. And then, face fuck Phillips and Drama King Matt are like, well, that's the rules. Oh, you have to hold the title and touch the mat. So he did technically win. I'm like, fuck off. Fuck you.
But Stanley Blackburn did come down and make a ruling and strip Cedric Alexander.
Yes, that's what I want. I want a weird old guy in a suit to come down and say, Cedric Alexander, that is not how the title's going to change hands here tonight. While the crowd goes, yeah,
And they would always, the title is now held up. And they'd hold up the title.
Right. I want this title held up. This is ridiculous. We can't accept this. Like the company can. This is not the nature of the nature of the rule. Yeah. This is a poor interpretation of the nature of the rule, and I for one cannot stand it. So
it was kind of a nothing match.
No, nothing happened. Yeah,
especially
it wasn't a very
X
Division-y or Ultimate X match. Not much happened. But
you bring in a Fabian Aichner, I say push the man, give him some kind of push. I'm not saying you got to look if he gets over, you keep on pushing him and you push him even harder, but. Give it an honest go. It's too late with Leon Slater. But it's the point of this, I feel like, though, was just so they could announce Amazing Red going into the TNA Hall of Fame.
Correct. Yeah, because after the match, Amazing Red's in the ring, and Frankie Kazarian says, you've meant more to TNA than anybody ever, or whatever, and here you go. And
has he meant more to TNA?
No. There was another.
Said that too.
Yeah,
Drama King Matt said, "There's no one more deserving of the TNA Hall of Fame." Are we sure there's no one more deserving?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
There's no I have no problem with putting Amazing Red in this thing. Pioneer of the X Division.
Yeah, I don't know. AJ. I mean, AJ, I know he's already in, but he's probably.
Are we sure there's no one more deserving than Amazing Red, who was barely in the company?
Let's see who's in the TNA Hall of Fame. Let's see.
Is Eric Young in it? Because he's more deserving.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, because we gotta figure out who. Team 3D. Remember the Team 3D?
Yeah, Team 3D.
We did a great segment about that because that's when they had the Bound for Glory and fucking Korakuen Hall or whatever.
Yeah, they did it in Japan with Wrestle One.
Yeah, and they did this. They did a Hall of Fame, but there was clearly nobody there.
No one there.
So they had like Mike Today be like at like a podium or whatever.
No, but you forgot the best part about it. I don't think you're going there. The best part about it was Bully shot his own angle. He used it to burn a Bullet Club shirt because he wanted to get booked.
That's right. Yeah, and that is like the peak of the Bullet Club at that time too. It was like really.
It was like 2013 or something. And this fucking idiot.
2014. Yeah.
He thought he was gonna. First of all, if I were TNA or Wrestle One, I'd be fucking livid. Okay, but he used the silly little Hall of Fame banquet that they had that nobody was at except for Dixie Carter or whatever. In Japan, and then they lit a Bullet Club t-shirt on fire and tried to shoot their own angle, which of course New Japan completely no-sold.
Yes.
They just completely no-sold it, didn't acknowledge it. No one even like Prince Devito, he didn't bother. No one cut a backhanded promo, nothing. They just completely ignored it. But that's Bully. Bully thought he could shoot his own angle because he was in Japan and weasel his way into a New Japan job on TNA's dime. That's how much he respected the place he was working and the Hall of Fame they were putting him into. He shot his own angle trying to get booked in New Japan. That is the person Bischoff wants Tony Khan to hire to book his company. Who, by the way, just tried to shoot his own angle last week when he said he could beat up John Moxley, and he got no-sold again. But this guy's a brain genius.
While trying to deflect attention away from Tommy Dreamer potentially.
Does anyone shoot more angles on their own and then it doesn't go anywhere than this guy? No one ever cares. They don't have nothing to do with him. But he's constantly trying to shoot his own angles. Well, here's what I'm going to do.
I'm going to say that I can beat up Mox. And I know that they're not going to like that, Dave LaGreca. They're not going to like it. And then they're going to book me to come to All In Wembley, and everyone's going to think it's a shoot. Heat.
That's
Dave LaGreca.
Dave LaGreca.
They're going to think it's a shoot.
I love it, Bully. That's great heat, Bully.
Nah, you're right, Bully. That's, Tony.
Real heat. We don't have that kind of heat in wrestling anymore, Bully.
You're right, Bully. Tony, he doesn't think outside the box like you, Bully. Yeah, that, I could hear the conversation right now.
So bad.
He swore that was going to get him booked against Mox.
Yeah, well.
He's calling up Garrett Bishop. Get your aces and eights best. It's going to be aces and eights versus the Death Riders. Wembley Heat. You watch. He's pointing at his temple.
I like that Garrett Bishop's the first call.
That's the call. Wes Briscoe won't answer. So he's calling.
The master of the figure four isn't answering that call.
Garrett Bischoff answers the call.
Yeah, Garrett's got time. Yeah, he's got nothing going on. So
he takes a deep breath first. He's like,
yeah, he's like, because I bet Garrett now has like a wife and kids or whatever, but he's still.
I think he just had a kid because Eric just talked about.
Oh,
that.
okay, but he's still got that vest in a closet. A couple times a year he'll open that closet and he sees that aces and eights vest and he's like, I'm still a soldier. I'm still an ace and eights soldier deep down. I can do this.
His phone lights up. It says Mark L. He takes a deep breath. He goes,
it's time.
Oh man, what's he gonna pitch this time? And he humors him. He picks it up. Hey, what's up, Bully? Yeah, and he has to listen.
Yeah.
I pitched this to Dave LaGreca. I want you to listen. And then he pitches. I just think that's how he operates. He thinks he's getting an aces and eights versus Death Riders fucking Death's Door match at All In. That's what he thinks.
Getting Nux.
He's still waiting for that call. Yeah, Nux.
Who's answering that call? Okay, so I'm trying
Devon's answering.
Devon's for sure. Yeah, no, I didn't even think. Yeah, he didn't even have to call Devon. Devon's in.
Yeah, Devon. Yeah.
So Bully Devon for sure. Because what are we going to do? We're going to make what? Are we a 5-on-5 here? Aces and eights versus Death Riders.
Yeah. Garrett.
Garrett Bischoff. Okay, so we have Bully, Devon, Garrett Bischoff, Nux,
Brooke Hogan.
Brooke Hogan. Oh yeah, Brooke's gonna chop it up with Shafir. Yeah. So Brooke can come to the ring with them. So we need one more. Tito? Are we bringing Tito Ortiz in?
He wasn't it. Was he?
Oh yeah, of course.
I don't think he wants to be bothered.
No, probably not. Yeah, who's the last? Because Gallows, I think Gallows would turn that down. I think Doc would be like, no, I'm not doing that shit.
I think Suntan Biker Man can read the room. He wants nothing to do with it.
I think you got to kick the tires on Wes Briscoe. I think you have to try.
You have to. You might not have a choice.
Because it gets light. I'm trying to think of who else.
Mr. Ken Kennedy.
I guess Mr. Anderson. Yeah. Ken Kennedy will probably pick up that call.
I mean, he'll be one more run, brother. Absolutely. Right. One more run.
He puts that jacket on every day, and he's like, one of these days someone's calling. I know it.
Yeah.
Like Garrett's got it in like the attic in a box or whatever that occasionally, he goes to get the Christmas tree down and he opens up the TNA box and he looks at it and he goes like,
crazy days.
Right.
Crazy days.
Like closes the box. Yeah, honey, I got the tree. Yep, it's coming. Gets the fake Christmas tree down and closes that box up again. But yeah, Ken probably has it in a closet that he opens up every day and looks at.
He's ready to go. He's
right. So there it is. Okay, so it's Nux. I don't even remember who's all in
Ken
this.
Anderson, when his phone lights up, he's praying that it either says Mark L or Billy C, one or the other. He's just, and it never does, unfortunately. Billy C.
Billy C.
Got a little ringtone for that one tonight. Oh God! All right, so
TNA Hall of Fame. Let's discover if Amazing Red is the most deserving man in the TNA left to be put in. Sting is in the TNA Hall of Fame. Kurt Angle, Jeff Jarrett, Earl Hebner, Gail Kim, Abyss, Ken Shamrock, Awesome Kong, Raven, Tracy Brooks, Rhino, Bob Ryder, Mickey James, ODB, Amazing Red, and Conan are both going in.
I hear Eric Young's name.
No, Eric Young's definitely more deserving.
I think I'd put him in before Amazing Red.
Christian Cage, I'd put in before Amazing Red.
Would he accept it?
No.
Well, he didn't.
Remember, he had 2 bookings available to TNA. He did the one. It was like, because they did the exchange for like Ric Flair to show up at some shit or whatever.
Yeah, he didn't want to show up to that one, but he did go back when Tony Khan sent him.
That's
Did
true.
he go back?
That's true. He did. He
so
did.
It's like, yeah, he definitely didn't want to go back that when WWE brokered that deal. He did not want to do that.
He did the one appearance, and then both TNA and Christian decided it was probably best that he'd not do a second appearance.
Can you imagine his attitude for them to both agree? Yeah.
For TNA to say, you know what, I know we contractually got a second date on you, but you know what, I think we're good on that. We'll just we'll just move on. So I would say Christian is probably more deserving, but he's not showing up. You wanna? I don't know.
Why are we shitting on Amazing Red though? Like,
yeah, he's great. Amazing Red's great. It's just Drama King, because Drama King Matt made it too much. Yeah.
Drama King Matt.
There's another one earlier. There's another one later in the night that he says that I was like, oh, stop. What are you talking about? But we'll get there. Elijah defeated AJ Francis with expressions. AJ Francis is legitimately one of the most entertaining things in TNA.
What's with the 1950s storyline of AJ Francis owns the rights to his like songwriting credits or whatever? It's such a weird storyline, right? Like it's like I own the rights to your songwriting credits, and the match was for the rights of his songwriting credits back.
Yes,
it was because AJ Francis somehow through with his partner Expressions, the dirty businessman Expressions, secured the rights to all of Elijah's big hits.
All of this.
For Elijah to get the rights back, he had to win them back in this match.
They had to professionally wrestle, and Elijah won, and then Elijah got a guitar out of a box and then lifted it above his head, and everybody went, whoa! And
yeah. So he owns all of his songs again.
Yeah. All right. Great.
So AJ Francis will no longer be profiting off of
all of Elijah's music.
All of Elijah's big hits.
Yeah.
So silly little storyline, silly little match. It's whatever.
Demon and Bunny, Allie and Rosemary defeat the Elegance brand to win the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team titles in a horrible match.
You know, this match sucked, but at least it wasn't supernatural or anything like that. Right. So, you know, if I have one positive thing to say, I thought this would take place in like the Undead Realm and be like a pre-taped.
That's true. That's true. This is the match where you thought somebody would send somebody underneath the ring and a demon would hunt somebody. But no, that they just wrestled. They professionally wrestled and won. So,
yeah. It was bad.
It sucked.
Good.
I mean, it sucked ass, but it was still,
And never forget, Allie is actually dead. She was murdered in TNA. And they actually acknowledged that she was murdered when she came back to TNA. So it's not like they're even retconning that. She's dead. She's like literally dead. But now she's one half of the women's tag team champions.
Demon and Bunny. Yes. TNA International title 3-way match. Now, this became a 3-way because for some fucking reason, well, now we know why, like in real booking reason why this was. But in kayfabe, can you even try to explain what happened here? Santino was backstage, and we had another great edition of Santino and fucking Daria, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Suat or whatever. Yeah, whatever. What's her name what's her actual name in TNA? Is she just Daria?
No, Daria. No, the fuck's her name? The Suat.
The Suat. Yeah, whatever.
Suat.
FKA Sonya Deville.
Shut up, I'm talking.
Yeah,
Suit. It's actually Suit. Shut up, I'm talking. Like, but it looks like Suat. I don't know. It can't be a big seller, that t-shirt.
I cannot imagine it is. No
one even can get the letter straight. Like, you know, over under 50.5 t-shirts sold.
Under, way under.
You think under 50?
Yeah, there's definitely some perverts that bought it just because.
There's some TNA perverts.
Yeah. No, I meant like not like
literal women's wrestling
yes,
perverts.
Yes. No, I meant more literal women's wrestling perverts that bought the shirt.
Daniel wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Yes, those types.
Like on her Instagram, like,
yeah,
you look beautiful, like so hot.
Popping the logo on the t-shirt, like. Yeah. Like they just won the NIT tournament, popping the jersey. Yes, absolutely. There are people. You're right. So I think it might be over 50.
I'd love to rub your legs. It's like, oh God, have you ever seen these comments? They're so creepy. Oh,
I don't. Who are these people among us? Like, who are?
Yeah, I know.
What are
they
they
think
doing?
about that. Like these people might have like families and daughters and stuff, and it's like,
it's crazy.
Daria, you look beautiful. Would love to take you out. And it's like, I don't think she's gonna respond to that, sir. But
Giving some guy in Bangladesh their bank account information because they think it's her.
Because they want
Like
Suat
those kind of guys.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad when you think about it.
No, yeah, we have a lot of people in our a lot of fake Divas accounts join our Discord. We had a fake Io Sky, a fake Liv Morgan the other day.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Io Sky said, "Hi, I'm the genius of the skies. Can I come in?" I was like, "Yeah." I mean,
Should let her in.
Of course.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe Genius of the Skies is here. I'm doing the thing, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, welcome."
So that's why I got a DM saying she was stranded at the airport and needed a $300 gift card to get home. That's why. Okay, got it.
She needs an American Express gift card to get home.
Yeah, to get on. Yeah, stranded. Yeah. Hi, I am the genius of the sky.
Yeah,
I am
hello, I'm Io Sky, genius of the sky. Yeah.
I need this very specific gift card to get home.
I have to take the bus now. The only way they will let me buy a bus ticket is through a gift card. Okay.
It's an Amazon gift card. So for $300 American dollars. Please send me the serial number.
You got a genius of the sky. Yeah, you got a Queen of the Ring. No problem, Queen of the Ring.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're like backstage, and Santino's like taking a call, and then he's just standing there, and then Suat just comes in and just starts just being an asshole to him for no reason. And she's just like, "You don't know what the hell you're doing. So this next match is going to be a triple threat match." And he's like, "Oh, triple threat match. Oh, it sounds good to me." And I'm like, what has happened? What is this? Why did we need what? Who gives a fuck about Santino and Daria
It's the
Suat?
only time they appeared on the show.
to make a haphazard three-way match out of nowhere because, as we're
how
going to
much
point
do
out.
how much do you think they pay Santino per year?
Oh, God. Definitely.
200,000?
I think more than that. I think 300,000, 400,000, somewhere in that range.
All right, so then let's say $100,000. Okay. How much do you think they're paying to Suat?
200.
Say the
Probably
same?
200. But well, let's go the same.
Let's say you can save all of that money by just having Phillips and Drama King Matt say, "We're getting word from the TNA Championship Committee that this is now a three-way."
Stanley Blackburn has made this a...
Why are you employing these people? They're not drawing a single dollar to your promotion. No one cares.
Who's turning on AMC on Thursday with that bowl of popcorn that you talk about and say, "Oh, geez, I can't wait to see what Santino and Suat do this week. I hope that Suat really puts that Santino in his place."
Yeah, I mean, there's just no point in
Fucking
these
ridiculous,
people.
yeah. But you got to have general managers, and you have to have two general managers, and one has to be a babyface and one has to be a heel.
Power struggle.
Yeah,
Gotta have the power struggle. Because you gotta tell stories.
Stories, yeah. Well, the story here was like Santino being like, "I have a special person for this match," and her being like, "I have a special person too. So we're gonna make it a three-way match." And it's like, okay, cool. So it ended up being Mustafa Ali defending the international title against Rich Swann and Uha Nation, the debuting Uha Nation. FK Apollo Crews is in TNA, and that's a good signing for them and a good place for him as well. I like it.
I agree. Rich Swann and Uha. I felt like I was in Ybor City, Florida.
I know they wanted to say it. I know whoever made the notes for Facefuck Phillips was like, "These men have extensive history in Japan," and I was like, "Come on, say it."
Yeah, say it. Come on,
do
I
it.
Hear it.
Say Dragon Gate. Give us some Dragon Gate, but they didn't. Yeah.
No Ybor City, Florida references.
No,
unfortunately, because that's immediately what I thought of. I'm like, it's Evolve. It's Evolve time. Evolve offer match. This match was pretty good. I thought they'd put the title on him right away. They didn't do that. They kept it on Mustafa Ali. And, Uha Nation. Can you believe that he was part of the WWE system for like 12 years or something like that?
I know.
It's insane how time flies. And how did he evade being released for like over a decade when they did nothing with him except for that 1 6-month period where he was like the Nigerian king or whatever the fuck?
Oh no, they had the two things. They had the Nigerian king with a random where Vince woke up one day and was like, "God damn, he's got to be a Nigerian king," and they made him wear king gear. And then there was the 2 months where he did the eyes. Remember, like something would happen and they would zoom in on his eyes.
Oh yeah, in NXT.
Yes,
yeah, with the eyes. Yeah. And then the main roster, he was the Nigerian king, and his heavy was Babatunde was his heavy.
Right, Babatunde, MLW superstar.
But he might have had a different name in the main as the Nigerian. Like he was like the military bodyguard gimmick for
Yeah, I don't think it was
Apollo
Babatunde. What the
Crews.
fuck was he? I forget. I know
I
exactly
forget what they
you're talking
called
about.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't call him Babatunde. He now, of course, is Baba Thunder.
Yeah.
Baba Thunder. Yeah.
He hasn't
I
been in
guess-
MLW for like he came, he won that one match, and
Shows
I
up
don't
and
know if
then
he's
comes in for
come
Battle
back.
Riot now and
Yeah.
then, and that's about it. Then that's the end of Baba Thunder. But he wrestles for that Polish promotion.
Yeah, Commander Aziz. Commander
That's it.
Aziz.
Commander
Yes.
Aziz. Yes. Yep.
What a weird.
So in 12 years, that's all they had for him. A 6-month run as a guy doing a fake Nigerian accent, but yet still called Apollo Crews, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't they gimmick up his name like they did for Commander Aziz? Is Aziz even a Nigerian name?
I don't
Like,
think so. It was probably from the
doesn't
mind
sound
of
Nigerian.
Again, it was from the mind of Vince McMahon, so probably not.
Yeah. They should have made him Uha Nation again if he was going to be. They should have gimmicked up his, but he was still Apollo Crews, like the all-American name that he came in with. It was very strange, but he had the spear. It was very Vince McMahon. It was like basically updated Saba Simba.
Yes,
let's be
yeah,
honest.
you're right,
That's
right.
exactly what it was. It was
God damn it.
when
Here's the
even
thing, though.
Roddy,
When we
even
watched
Roddy
Night of
Piper
Champions-
was so embarrassed. Do you remember Saba
Oh, yeah.
Simba's TV debut?
Yeah.
And Roddy Piper was so embarrassed that he wouldn't play along.
You call him Tony Atlas all the time.
Yeah,
It's like, hey,
he's like,
Tony
I know
Atlas!
who that is. That's Tony Atlas, Vince McMahon. That's Tony Atlas. I know
Saba
Tony Atlas.
Simba, debuting Saba Simba. That's Tony Atlas. He's wrestled here for years.
Oh, Vince McMahon, that's Tony Atlas. I've been up and down the roads with Tony Atlas. You know,
Right.
he wouldn't even,
He's
he
a
wouldn't sell
tag
it.
team champion. Yeah, I remember that's so good. And Vince
Yeah.
from the Serengeti. No, he's from the Serengeti.
No, this
Roddy.
man is from the jungles of the deepest Africa.
Right.
Piper's like, no, Tony Atlas.
Right.
Just wouldn't do it. You know, he just wouldn't sell it. Good for Roddy.
Yeah, good for Roddy. But, here's
It's
the
like,
thing.
what the fuck is this shit?
We're going to watch Night of Champions, and I'm not handing it to Vince McMahon, and you do not have to hand it to Vince McMahon, but I'm dying for this company to be weird and stupid again as opposed to just boring as fuck, which is what the Paul Levesque booking regime is. Because you're not getting Paul's not going to wake up one day and just say, God damn it, Apollo Crews has to be a Nigerian king now. And this guy, Commander Aziz, let's go. And it's like, all right, whatever, It's not good. Neither one is good, but one of them is boring and one of them is unpredictable. And I will take the unpredictable. There we go. But yeah. God damn it.
He could do well here. I mean, if they look, new booker, I don't know how they're going to handle anything. But look, he's not a young guy. But we talk about this all the time. It's not about age anymore. It's about exposure. And he was in WWE for over a decade and just still feels totally unexposed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're bringing in a guy who suffers from overexposure. So you could do something with him. And he looked fine in this match. Look, he doesn't have a lot of tread on the tires because they didn't book him very much.
Yeah.
He barely ever worked.
Yeah, God, how many matches does he actually have in his career at this point? I'd be very curious how many actual WWE matches he ran, because they didn't do most of his career was, a lot of it was, I thought he was doing much on the house shows, right? Like, and they haven't even done house shows over the last couple of years.
Lately, he was just losing on main event.
Yeah. Let's see. None of these are hard matches, the ones he's done. So he had 728 WWE matches.
Yeah, but like in 11 years.
Right, since 2015. And probably didn't work. Oh, my God. His first televised... Here's how long he was there. His first televised WWE match was in NXT against Solomon Crow. That's how long it goes back.
Man, the hacker.
Yeah, the hacker.
Internet man.
God, it was that long ago. Unbelievable. But no, yeah, he's 38 years old. He doesn't look it, though. Like, if you wanted to pretend this guy was in his early 30s, you absolutely could. And yeah, there's not much tread on the tires, so you can do a lot with him. And he's exactly the type of guy, when I mentioned Christian Cage earlier, that's a dude where I would be like, if I'm TNA, I try to find a way to sort of say, hey, look, that other company, they didn't maximize this guy as much as they did. I wouldn't see this as a bad thing. I wouldn't see them, if they pushed this guy to the moon and had him as like a tippy-top star in their company, I wouldn't see that as, some people see it as, oh, they're just pushing a guy because he was from the Fed, but this is a guy who was very underutilized by them. That's
sure.
a big difference versus
exposure.
it's all about that exposure. If they brought in, like Elijah, I don't want them to push Elijah to the moon because nobody thinks Elijah was like an underrated talent or whatever, a guy that was underutilized or whatever. He was fucking Elijah. Like, they probably got the most out of him they possibly could. But Uha Nation, I think there is something there. There's something you can do. So I would have had some balls here, and I know why they did the 3-way match, because they didn't want Uwad Nation to win this title, and they didn't want Mustafa Ali to lose this title. But I would have showed some balls and just had him fucking win here, right? Who cares?
We'll see what the new booking regime does.
Yeah. So Drummer King Matt during this, it may have been Facefuck Phillips, I forget. They said, because Mustafa Ali came out and they had all of the nation's flags out there, because this is a TNA International title. I don't know if they had all the nations. Don't quote me on that. They had several nations, but they
was Paraguay represented?
Sure. Sure.
How about Rwanda? How about
you know what? I bet Rwanda wasn't. I bet Paraguay was. They only had like 30 flags, so all of the nations were not represented. I would bet money that Paraguay was and that Rwanda was not.
How about Turkey?
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the Turkey flag found a way out there.
Okay.
You know, the what's the weird there's one country that's still left in the World Cup that's strange. Or they were there Friday. I was watching them. Cape, or what was the Cape whatever the fuck?
Cape Verde?
Yeah. I don't think the Cape Verde flag was out there either, so. But
you don't know what that looks like though.
I don't. I have no idea. I would know. I think it's blue. It's blue and red, I think. But anyway.
Sure.
Facefuck Phillips says, during his time as TNA International Champion, Mustafa Ali has well represented what that title is meant to be, a truly international title. Joe, I want you to tell me all of the countries that Mustafa Ali has defended the TNA International Championship in.
So I'm guessing it's 1.
It's actually 2.
Oh, he went to Canada?
He went to Canada, yeah. He went to Quebec City and Toronto, defended those titles twice. So, otherwise, Cleveland, Syracuse, Marquette, Michigan, Sacramento, Oshkosh, Wisconsin, Denver, Colorado, Quebec City at the Guy Lafleur Pavilion, Logan Square Auditorium in Chicago, a city in Illinois that I can't even pronounce. I don't know where the fuck that is, probably near Missouri, Toronto, and then Boston, Mass. Here.
Oh, he defended in Quebec City against Yvonne Robert underneath a Dino Bravo tag team match, right?
Yes,
is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, and then they had to end the match quickly because they had a booking in the Maritimes later that day, so they had to so it was an early morning show so they could get to the Maritimes in time. So
catch a double propeller plane over to the Maritimes, where no class Bobby Bass awaited him as an opponent. That's what we were. I remember that little swing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. But he has embodied what this title's meant to be, is mostly just defenses in America. But anyway. All right, now we have the no surrender match, Moose, with the retired JDC. Do not forget he is retired. It is Johnny Curtis, who retired this year, versus Eddie Edwards and Alicia Edwards. So as Eddie and was it Alicia or Alicia? I don't know. Who cares? When Eddie and his wife were on their way to the ring, Facefuck Phillips said, through all of the evolutions that TNA has gone through over all these years, there's been one constant the entire time: Eddie Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
What about the decade that he wasn't there? What are you talking about?
Well, he has been there a long time.
He has been there a long time, but they had like 10, 12 years where he wasn't there.
Yeah. He's another one who belongs in the TNA Hall of Fame. I know you can't do it while he's, active, but
or a heel or a hated heel, but
yeah. Well, I mean, he's been there consistently since what, like 2013 or something.
I'm gonna find out exactly when.
I mean, he's been there a long time.
I know he's been there, but it was like the one constant through all the changes in this company's history is Eddie Edwards, and I'm like, no, it's not.
15 years, a lot of changes.
Yeah. 2014, the Wolves debuted.
Yeah. Old John Cahill. Or was he Eddie? Did they call him that? Or did
I think he was always Eddie Edwards in TNA at least.
What was his name? What were when the Wolves had their NXT tryout match?
Oh my God, you're right. Yes. Oh Jesus, what was it? It was John Cahill, but what the hell was?
I got it. Hold on. It was it was John Cahill. That's what I thought.
All right, I think we are back on. Joe. Sorry, I had a power outage. Had to wait for the internet to get back, but we're back. Okay, so I think we cut off at John Cahill's tag partner, and it was an incredible name. The most Davey Richards name that is ever Davey Richards. What was it?
Derek Billington.
It's perfect.
He went full Dynamite.
That's great. You just know that as Davey, Eddie's really thinking about it, and Davey's like, Derek Billington. Without any hesitation at all,
Eddie didn't think at all. Eddie just used his name.
I guess he just used his shoot name, right? Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But
And then Davey's taping his wrist, and they go, "Hey, Davey, what do you want?" Derek Billington. Like, okay, fair enough.
Billington, got to go with the Billington.
Right. Yeah.
I love him so much.
Where is he?
Yeah.
That's fine. Anyway, what were we talking? Oh, no surrender match here. So this was I had to lose. You had to win via like giving up or whatever. You know what I mean? It was fucking. You had to surrender. Yeah. You had to surrender basically. The problem with this match. Oh, wait, fucking it's playing on here now. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're back. All right. We're good now.
We're good.
We're good. Now we're for sure good. We were
now
half
we're good.
Now we're very good. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. We were only kind of good before. Now we're definitely good. Okay. The no surrender match. The one issue that I had with this match, but I actually ended up loving this match when it was all over. At the end, I was like, that was pro wrestling right there. In all of its, if there's a certain level of not goofiness, but there's a certain level of schmaz that I enjoy in a wrestling, and this one actually worked for me at the end. We were teasing the throw in the towel thing way too early here. Mm-hmm. Way too early. It's a 13-minute match. 6 minutes in, it's like, don't do it, JDC, don't throw in the towel. And like Alicia Edwards is like, throw in the towel. And it's like, he's just like, Moose is just getting like normally, like offense is just normally being done to him by Eddie Edwards. And it's like, JDC, is he going to throw in the towel? And I'm like, I hope not. It's 6 minutes into the match. Like, that'd be a way too early time to do it. So they did fuck up that part of it. But the end was, God, it was just so, it was like very Memphis what happened here. So Moose is here. Eddie Edwards and Alicia Edwards are just being total assholes. JDC's got the towel that he's going to throw in, but he doesn't want to do it. Moose is like, don't throw it, please don't throw it. Then, like, Moose's wife shows up, and then Eddie Edwards teases that he's going to, like, knock her out, and then he throws her to the ground or whatever. And it's like, holy shit, that's pretty aggressive. And then Moose's son runs into the ring, and Eddie's like, oh, I got the idea. And he throws Moose's son into the ring, and then he's got Moose tied up with zip ties onto the ropes, and he's going to, like, pile drive his son right in front of him. But then his son low blows Eddie Edwards, rolls out of the ring. Moose's wife turns around and just decks Alicia Edwards. And then Moose goes, and he breaks free of the zip ties and then just spears Eddie Edwards 3 times, like a fucking great-looking spears. And then finally, he's about to spear him again through a table, and then Alicia Edwards runs in, and she throws in the towel for Eddie Edwards, and it's over, and the match is done. But then JDC gets in the ring, and he's like, I don't know, we can still fuck these people up if you want. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So then Moose spears both Eddie Edwards and Alicia Edwards through the table as the crowd just goes absolutely fucking nuts.
Yeah, put them both through the table.
This is awesome. At the end of this match rocked.
Yeah, little too much gaga for me, but yeah, very Memphis-like is a good way to describe it. It was
the right amount of gaga. Like, I don't want all my wrestling to be gaga, but there are certain times, and this was like the heels finally got theirs. They've turned on Moose. Yeah. They've. This was a great blow off. They need to never do anything with these guys ever again. Moose the system is in his rear view. Mm-hmm. He's the guy that I would push. He's the guy that I'd almost maybe push up to that world title mix with Nick Nemeth. Because I think he's a decent enough babyface that you can do that. I'm not. He's got to be done. This was a perfect blow. If this is a blow off, all credit to Eric Tompkins, best booker.
This
booker
had
of the
to
year.
be hold on. This had to be a blow.
I would hope.
And to be fair,
tell that to Paul Levesque, man. Everything I think's a blow off for Paul Levesque. He just runs it fucking back. So.
Now, to be fair, they kicked Moose out of their little.
They
kicked him out of the system. Alicia quit the system to go with Moose. Of course, it was there was a double cross at the end of the day. And
remember when we questioned it? I was like, wait, she turned on her husband to join
turned on
Moose?
Her own husband.
That
she
doesn't
didn't
seem right.
Because, well, the idea was she didn't like how her husband and the rest of the system were treating this longtime, like, pal of it. Like, that was kind of the idea behind it. But, you could probably, if you went back and... Please don't do this. If you went back and watched all the TV, you could probably poke a million holes in it. It is a dopey wrestling storyline written by Tom Dream, but she does eventually double cross Moose because he catches her. Remember, he caught her on the video talking to Eddie. It was like just typical pro wrestling schlock. But to their credit, it at least was a semi-coherent story from start to finish that TNA told here, and then. The heels ate shit at the end. They both got put through the table in the end by the babyface, who got to celebrate with his family, right? Like, so this better be the blow off is my point.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they told a story with a beginning, a middle, and now a very clear end. The last thing you want is to come on TV this week and Eddie and Alicia have some, nefarious plan to get back at Moose. No, this should be over now.
Right. And I like that he put him through the table too, because I almost thought when they did that where Alicia jumps in and throws in the towel so Eddie doesn't have to go through the table, I'm thinking, oh God, now Moose is going to be like, no, I haven't done all I wanted to do to you to get my revenge. I want to put you through a table or whatever, because then you could stretch that out for another month. But I like that JDC got in the ring and he was like, I can just do it right now if you want. It's Moose just goes. Well, first JDC they had like a terrible Stone Cold Stunner to I guess it was Eddie. Was it Eddie or did he do a Stone Cold Stunner to Alicia Edwards? I don't even know. But regardless, it got them both in front of the table, and then Moose just fucking speared them out of their shoes, and the table exploded, and the family jumped into the ring. It was awesome. It was great gaga. Great wrestling gaga.
TNA can just not stop being like WWE or trying to be like WWE. They saw WWE rush John Cena back in there after his retirement, and they couldn't wait to get JDC back on camera after his emotional retirement.
We all remember. Yeah.
We all remember. Sell it a little, JDC. You're back way too soon. But listen, when you have a star the caliber of JDC, you got to get him right back out there, right?
Curdy. When you can get Dirty Curdy out there, you got to.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, silly little match. And we should note it was a corner table spot, not like a dive off the top rope.
No,
spot.
corner table, yeah.
Like put them through the table in the corner.
Yeah, he hit Eddie Edwards with 3 spears and then the 4th through a table. I mean, that's pretty definitive in my mind. So that was cool, but I enjoyed that. That was fun. Did not enjoy Xia Brookside and Li Ying Li.
This is very boring.
That's just very bad. Yeah, they gave them
boring.
11 minutes, and they should have made it like a 4-minute match. I mean, this should have been for the speed title instead of the knockouts title. That would have moved things along a lot more. But yeah, and Xia Brookside turned on Li Ying Li, so she would like do a move and then grab at her hair and be like, "This is because of you," just like classic bullshit, like. Dumb.
Friends
yeah, yuck.
We've seen this a million times, but the biggest problem was the match was just dreadfully fucking boring.
Yeah.
That was the problem. Very boring match. New champion, by the way.
Yeah, great. Is this where they announced the brackets for the TNA Knockouts TV championship?
Oh God, it's like a 64-person tournament too.
So
Jeez.
big, I know.
Can we take it easy?
Brackets, and I was like, whoa, that's a lot of bracket. Do we need that much bracket? Like,
can we do a neat and tidy 8-person
could it just
tournament
be Tasha Steelz versus Mara Sade, and then Heather by Elegance versus Alicia Edwards, and then just move it on from there? Like, do we really need? Say the first round. Here's your entire. It's so big.
I mean, Drama King man. And in the Midwest region, we have. It's like this tournament is huge. I'm waiting for Greg Gumbel to give me the fucking
first out. Yeah, we're the
first.
Game. We're first 4 out. Yeah,
right. For God's sake.
Indy Hartwell versus Vicky Venuto.
You're really gonna go? Okay,
yes.
Well, I'm going to go take my shit now, I think.
This is a good time. Yeah, this is a good time.
There's like 64 people in this tournament.
Harley Hudson, they'll face the winner of either Harley Hudson or Thea Hale. Also, you have Elena Black versus Wendy Chu. That's a main event in any building. M by Elegance versus Rosemary. They'll face. That's the bracket there. Now we can move on to the next bracket here. Jada Stone versus Alicia Edwards. They will face the winner of Jody Threat and Gabby Forza. And this actually happened on Impact. So spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I hate to. Joe, cover your ears. I know you're going to be watching TNA later today, so I don't want you to be spoiled. But Mara Sade defeated Tasha Steelz tonight to move on to the quarterfinals of the TNA Knockouts Television Championship. And Heather by Elegance got a big win over Allie to move on. So the big Mara Sade, Heather by Elegance matchup happens in the quarterfinals. But who you got? Who you looking at here? You got Thea Hale, Wendy Chu of Evolve, of the Evolve brand. Wendy Chu.
How does Wendy Chu keep on chugging along?
Don't know.
Wendy Chu can't even get on NXT.
She's on Evolve.
She's
like 35 years old and she's on Evolve.
I mean, what are they doing? I mean, do they really think they're like if they really think something's there, isn't it time to try at this point? She can't even get to developmental. She's always in like sub-developmental. The only time she was actually in NXT is when she was doing the gimmick where she wore her pajamas and would be randomly sleeping.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
That was her highest push was the and then she became a demon who was in her pajamas and slept all the time.
It used to be better, sir. And I don't mean when she was a pajama wearing babyface. I mean, yes.
So that's the TNA Knockouts TV Championship tournament. Then we had the TNA World Tag Team Title 4-way ladder match. You're not going to believe it. The Hardys came out as the Broken Hardys, Brother Nero and the Delete Guy. Unbelievable. They faced the System, Bear Bronson and Brian Myers, the Righteous of Dutch and Vincent, and the Great Hands of Jason Hotch and John Schuyler. And this was kind of boring. Very bad match. And it featured a special ladder. The Righteous went to so they're having this perfunctory, boring ass ladder match. Dutch and Vincent have an idea. They're going to go to the back. And they come back with a ladder that's filled with flowers. And Trauma King Matt's like, that's a ladder from the Wicked Guard. It must be. I'm like, okay. Like, what the fuck is happening? He's like, oh, we know that must be a ladder from the Wicked Guard. Oh, yeah, of course it's the ladder from the Wicked Guard. Yeah.
Must be. Don't these guys, like, I know they need to make a living.
Listen to yourselves.
But listen to yourselves. I could never.
Have some pride.
There's no way. There's no way I could say that line. I can't do it, Rich. There's no way I'd be able to do it. And I know they're not paying him enough. Like, why? No. Like, I understand. Look, I don't want to be in another man's pockets, but to say that in complete earnest, it's a ladder from the Wicked Guard. What? What the fuck is this?
And somehow it got worse. Because then...
the ladder from the Wicked Guard.
Fucking ridiculous. It's still not the dumbest thing this week that I watched. So at one point, like, WWE Dutch and Vincent are climbing up the ladder. Brian Myers
covered in plastic.
Yes, it's covered in plastic flowers
because it's from the
Wicked Guard, of course, as we all know.
From the Rob Zombie knockoff guy and WWE Dutch.
Right. So Brian Myers is climbing up the ladder, and then they grab one of the flowers, one of these fake plastic flowers from the Wicked Garden ladder, and they shove it in Brian Myers' mouth. And Facefuck Phillips is like, oh God, that's one of the poisonous flowers in the Wicked Garden. And they start like fake coughing and stuff. And I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, Brian Myers is being murdered on the pay-per-view because he ate a poisonous flower. And I'm like, come on, man. We almost made it through this whole show without any of this dumb shit. And we're doing poisonous flowers from a ladder from the Wicked Garden.
And he sells it. Brian Myers on the top, and they start going, and then he falls in the top, and they're like, oh my God, Brian Myers has been poisoned. He's been poisoned.
Yeah, and he's like choking. He's like making faces.
What the fuck is this?
Wicked Garden.
Let's actually watch that Joe Doering Suwama match. Let's fire it up. Let's go.
I want to run to your wicked garden. Heard that's the place to find you. Cause I'm alive, so alive now. I know the darkness blind you.
Brother Nero and Delete Guy won. So
yes, the parties are once again the tag team champions.
Yeah, 5 times they've been the tag team champions. So.
I was going to sing some Truly Madly Deeply, but that's Savage Garden.
That's Savage Garden, not
so
Wicked. Yeah.
I gave you Wicked Garden from STP instead. See what I did there?
I'd appreciate a little Savage Garden, though, but yeah, it wouldn't make sense.
But it's a Wicked Garden ladder, though.
No, it's not Savage. Yeah,
Savage Garden. Cherry Cola, right? Savage Garden? No.
That was Slammiversary, so.
Oh, that's the whole show. We're done.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. I need a break. So let's talk about Beach Break. So again, like I said, we are not going to review Forbidden Door on this show because we did that on Instant Reaction Live Sunday night, 2 hours plus, covering the entire show. That is available exclusively on the $10 tier at flagshippatreon.com. So if you want to hear us review Forbidden Door, big picture thoughts about Mercedes and Maya World, a much talked about match throughout the week. We also talked about the whole show. We went into detail about the entire show, like we'd said. We always do a really, really great job of breaking down every single thing on the show, not really just glossing over any match, really breaking it all down. 2+ hours, like I said, big picture thoughts about the booking. We actually won. I think we won the war. We bitched and moaned about the show being too long, and Tony listened to us. He moved the next show up. Redemption's going to be an hour earlier now. Now, we haven't found out yet if that means he's just going to make it an hour longer, but at least it's an hour earlier now, so we'll see.
Listen, it's something, and that he's recognizing that it was a problem.
Yeah, that it reaches nadir last a Forbidden Door. That there's been a lot of shows where you and I thought were a little too long, but other people are like, no, it's okay. I want once a month. It's pretty cool to just have great wrestling or whatever. And like last year's All In was fine. Like I thought that show was interminably long, but people were like, it's All In. It's the biggest show of the year. That's fine. This one, I didn't see anybody defend this. I saw pretty much everybody just be like, yeah, this felt a little long. Like we didn't need this to be a.
The prevailing thought was, look, Tony, it was a good show, and but come on, man, it's Monday morning and it's 1:47 a.m. and people have to work, and it's like that's a little ridiculous. So, it's the Sunday show. Just like we said on the instant reaction, we pitched 3 or 4 different ideas, and one of them was very simply just move it up an hour, or two. In fact, maybe move it up, 2 or 3 hours would even be better. But look. He recognizes there's an issue, and it's like I said on the instant reaction. If this continued on, it was going to cost them some buys because, and we actually got a lot of feedback from people who were
several people reached out.
Yeah, who were like, look, I don't buy the Sunday shows. I don't buy the shows until football season when they're on Saturdays again because I cannot stay up until midnight. I just can't do it. So it's a non-zero number. Now, look, you can never make everyone happy. Look, I understand that. But I do think a wrestling pay-per-view, when you're in total control, this isn't like boxing or shoot fighting where you cannot control if every fight goes the maximum amount of rounds or whatever. You're in full control of this. You don't have to run a show until 1 or 2 in the morning on a work night. And you don't have to put yourself in a position where you're potentially losing some buys because of it. So, yeah, just move the fucking thing up an hour. So I'm glad he did that.
Absolutely. So we talked about that a little bit, and we won that war. And then, just went into detail about the entire show. So that is available on the $10 tier at flagshippatreon.com. So we had the Dynamite this week. Obviously, Thursday Dynamite review is up right now at flagshippatreon.com as well. $5 tier. And one of the big things coming out of this week's Dynamite was what's coming up next week on Dynamite. Dynamite Beach Break. This lineup is stacked. This is an unbelievable lineup. So you got Jericho versus Tommaso Ciampa, which has been a feud in the making for now a couple months. Konosuke Takeshita versus Kyle Fletcher for the international title on Dynamite. Now that's a feud that's been years in the making, for God's sake. So Takeshita versus Kyle Fletcher for the international title. AEW Women's World Title #1 contendership Casino Gauntlet match. We know Athena, Rena, Sky Blue, Maya World will be in there, and then a whole bunch of other people will be in it because obviously it's a Casino Gauntlet match. And the big news, though, is the main event. AEW World Title, MJF defending the title against Kenny Omega, and we're doing the Cody stip, the Hangman stip, whatever you want to do, where if Kenny does not win, he can no longer challenge for this title ever again.
This is where Kenny wins it, obviously, right?
Yeah, he's not challenging for this title ever again. So this is it. I think, I don't know. They might, maybe they find a way around it. I don't know.
The question then becomes, what do you do with the world title at this TNA Redemption show coming up in July? Do you do a Kenny MJF rematch of some sort? Do you do a 3-way with MJF, Andrade, and Kenny? Do you somehow, because there's no one else really on the horizon for Kenny. A lot of times Tony will have a lot of balls in the air and have, you'll have different programs running concurrently. Kenny's programs right now are MJF and Will, and we know Will isn't until Wembley. So if Kenny does win the title, you would assume he's going to defend it in July. So unless they start a new program, because what they could do with MJF is if MJF loses to Kenny, he could move right into a program with Andrade and get him out of the title picture for a little while. He can just mess around with Andrade. But then what do you do with Kenny? So I think the bigger question, I would be stunned if Kenny doesn't win the title on Wednesday. Okay. The question then becomes, though, what direction do Kenny and MJF go from there? That's what do you do at that pay-per-view? Yeah, what's the match of the pay-per-view? Is it just a rematch? And if so, why? And like, how do you quite figure that out? And do you really want MJF losing again in a match yet, a month later? I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. And this is another one of these fun things in AEW booking where I don't really know, and I don't really have a clear path, and that's fine. I enjoy that. I think it'll be
I'm with you that I'm almost positive Kenny's going to win this. I would say the only way that Kenny doesn't win it is like MJF fucks him out of this or whatever, and then redemption is like Kenny putting his career on the line or something like that. But if you're MJF, like, why would you? I don't know if you would really take
well,
that.
if Kenny doesn't win, he can't challenge for the title again.
You know what I'm saying? But then you could break that step immediately if you want. Like we said with Hangman, you could break that step immediately and say Kenny would be like, all right, fuck it. I'll never wrestle again. If let me have another world title shot, and if you beat me this time, I'll never wrestle again. Like, is that enough to break that step?
You could do that. I would hate that.
I don't like it either. Yeah, I don't like that either.
But you're right. They could do that. I hate that. I don't get the sense that that's something Tony would do. But I think we're trying to be too. Look, Kenny's winning the title on Wednesday. I don't think there's any reason to overthink this. The question then becomes, what do you do in the main event in July? 3-way, you get Andrade in the mix, you do a rematch. I don't know. And then, Will Ospreay has to have his time occupied for another 2 months too, until the main event of Wembley. So do you do the Mox turn before Wembley? Do you wait till after Will wins the title to do the Mox turn? There's a lot of different possibilities with all this.
I think after. We talked about it a little bit on the Forbidden Door Instant Reaction Live. I think for Moxley, it's all about getting this guy to the title, and then once he has the title, then that's what Moxley wants. Now he can take his head off and beat him up.
Yeah. And in his own mind, justify jumping him and beating him up and turning on him, but to the fans, he looks like a piece of shit, but he'll have some, slow talking promo, which makes sense to him and him only as to why it was okay for him to turn on Will.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's where we're going with this, and that's fine. What I talked about on the Dynamite review was how over since last year's All In, we've had this long winding road that we all figured out eventually was leading to Will versus Kenny at All In Wembley. But the way that they got there was totally unpredictable every step of the way. But now that we're kind of hitting the home stretch, all of these different through lines and storylines are converging, all the different, because at one point there was like 10 different world title contenders. And now we've pared it down to like 3 or 4, right? And eventually we're going to get down to just Will and Kenny when it's time for Wembley. And everything is starting to come into clean focus now. We just have this one more month, this one more pay-per-view cycle of, all right, what's going to happen at the main event of the July pay-per-view. It's really been, to me, a great example of Tony having a plan, booking backwards, and executing.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And you could see that plan being executed backwards, and that's always, you might get some roadblocks and some things might not work out or whatever, but I think you want to try to always do this. If you're a booker and you're going to want to be a good booker, I think you want to have a big show, circle the match that you want that to headline that big show, what you want to happen on that big show, and then work backwards from there. I think that's any good booker should probably try to do that. And yeah, it's easier said than done, and injuries happen and things happen or whatever. But I think that's always some guy might get hot, and you might say, oh, it's undeniable that this guy has to do it. But ultimately, you want to try to get back to whatever your plan is if you've been booking backwards. But one thing that I've loved about the last year of AEW booking has been how important the title is to everybody, and that's really how it should be. Like there's existed for far too long and WWE is probably the most guilty of this, and now everybody just follows WWE, so that's it, is that if you're not like directly in the world title picture, you don't give a fuck. You don't care about the world title, you don't care about the champion, you don't want to be the world champion, you're just you're done. You never talk about it. You never talk about it, you never say, hey, I want to get like that when I get my chance at Cody, like, and you might be going for the fucking US title, but you say, hey, this is a stepping stone because the biggest goal is to go to WrestleMania and face Cody Rhodes to that world title or whatever. They don't do it. It's like you only have your sole focus at that exact time. I must get the US championship. I must defeat this guy or whatever. And I love that throughout, especially this year. I think in 2026, we've seen it a ton. Where, hell, we've seen it in there's like 3 guys in the Don Callis family that are like, well, wait, I want the title shot. No, I want the title. I want to win the title. I want to win the title. And Don has to kind of manage that. Like, everybody should want to win the world title. Everybody that's should feel like, the top guys in the company, the guys that win a lot of matches and are the, push commodities, they should all present an idea that they want to win the fucking title. Because then what else are you doing? Why are you here if you don't want to win that world title? So I love that AEW's kind of brought that back. And that's a big deal to try to get that world title. And it's a big deal to make sure that you're in the mix and you're trying to stay in that mix the entire time. And you're calling out the champion and you're confronting the champion. And that's been really fun. I mean, we saw it with Darby where he was getting hit from all sides, and we've seen it with MJF as well. And it's really, really cool. So I appreciate that. And it's a nice bit of booking. And yeah, it's going to ultimately end up wherever we go at Wembley. And now I assume it's going to be Kenny and Will, but I still don't rule out the possibility that somehow MJF finds his way in there. I don't fucking know how, but maybe. And it's possible you have MJF versus Will, and there's also possible that I'll hate this too, but it's possible you do a 3-way at Wembley. Now, I would despise that.
Oh, God, no. Stop.
I agree that would look, I don't want it. I'm telling you I don't want it. But I don't think it's impossible that it is MJF.
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not too.
I really hope not. I will
Tony has not
that.
really done that. He hasn't really shown that sort of cowardness with his booking, so I hope that's not what happens, but I wouldn't rule out the possibility, unfortunately. But that's not good. That's a bad possibility. Don't do it. Tony, don't do it.
Don't even speak that into existence. That would be horrible.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I know.
Yeah, it's gross. Yeah, sickening.
That's what you think of that. So that's Beach Break. That is Dynamite Beach Break. Somebody asked if Instant Reaction Live for a Beach Break next week. No, because you were going to be in the lovely state of Ohio. So
I'll be out of town. So
yeah.
No. I will be doing wrestling stuff right up until about Tuesday, and then I'm gone for a week, and then I'll miss one Flagship. I'll miss one Dynamite review, the Beach Break review. So Rich will do that. And then, then I'll be right back next week to normal. So, but yeah, I'll be doing stuff all this weekend. In fact, I'll probably review that Noah show. What was the date on that Noah show? The big one where
was that the Haste title defense?
The Haste title defense,
okay.
And the tag title match coming off of the tag tournament. Let me see if I can pull it up. That was Legacy Rise, I believe.
Yeah, Legacy Rise 2026. I don't know the date on it.
25th.
25th, yeah.
From Cork and Hall. So that had Shane Haste versus Tetsuya Endo, and it had Bushi and Naito defending against the tag league winners, Soya and Yuki.
Passionate Rattels.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Marufuji versus Suji Kondo for the national title. I will have that watched and reviewed at some point this week. I'll do all the shit that I usually do over the weekend. Plus that, we didn't have time for that in the Flagship. This is a packed show. And then, so I'll have some Flagship pluses and shit like that right up until I leave I don't leave till Tuesday. So there's no reason not to keep working. So, but I won't be around for Dynamite. Rich will do that. And then, I don't know what the fuck that you're doing.
No idea.
Flagship.
No idea yet. I'll figure it out.
None of my business. I won't be around. So actually, it's a lot of my business, but I won't be around. So I'm upset.
it's most of your business, but yeah, you just won't be around.
It's very much my business, but it's literally my bit. But I won't have any say. So Rich is going to do what he wants with that, but he will be doing the Dynamite review.
Yep. So that'll be next week. So maybe do it Wednesday night. Maybe do it Thursday. We'll figure it out. But Beach Break, it's a hell of a show. I'm going to make sure I'm watching that one live for sure. So that's why I might be able to do it immediately after the show because. That's not usually I watch Dynamite like the next day. I kind of want to watch this Dynamite live. This is and hey Tony, you won the war. I'm watching this shit live. I'm not watching this on demand. I'm not watching it the next morning. I'm not getting spoiled and whatever.
That's a huge show.
Yeah, I'm watching this show fucking live. This is Wednesday night is locked in.
Takeshita Fletcher,
yeah,
Jericho Ciampa, and then the women's deal. So there's so far that seems like a lot. So that might be all they have in terms of matches for a 2-hour show. I mean, those two title matches alone are having to demand at least 20, 25 minute segments. So, massive show.
Huge one. So we'll cover it next week for sure. Here at Flagship Patreon and the Flagship. But all right, let's get to these final two reviews here. We have Night of Champions or the Great American Bash from NXT. Flip your coin, Joe. What do you want to do?
God's sake. Let's do Night of Champions first.
All right.
We'll do Night of Champions first.
WWE Night of Champions. Did you see the report that ESPN told Paul, hey, can we get another match or two on these things? Like, what are we doing here, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's funny because it's something that we always talk about.
Yeah.
And it's also telling because that tells you that is a flashing neon sign that they're not thrilled with the numbers. Because you don't ask for changes if it's something is doing amazing gangbuster business. We've had all these other little hints. They never, the PR never puts anything out. And now we have this report.
No, hold on. We didn't. Did they put anything out for Night of Champions? I'm not going to go through the Twitter account like we usually do.
No, we know
they didn't. They didn't. Just let you know, they didn't.
And now there's this report where they're like, hey, we appreciate, the free match or two on ESPN before these things, but can we get a little more meat on the bone on the actual paywalled content here? Because no one's fucking watching is what that tells me. Doesn't that tell you?
Absolutely has to tell you that. Has to tell you that. Yeah, because why would they ask for more matches on the show if they were, like you said, if they were completely happy with everything?
They wouldn't be asking for any changes.
Wow,
don't change
this
anything.
Is going great. Paul, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. It's great. No,
great
they're
job,
saying,
chef's kiss.
Paul, add more shit to this stuff. Like, so they must be watching these shows. They must be getting complaints from people that it's just like, I'm watching this shit, nothing happens. It's all commercials. There's 4 matches and just a ton of downtime. Or no one's watching these things, and they're like, we need to get a little bit more going on these shows. So
I don't think they're getting complaints. I think they're looking at the numbers and saying, all right, what's going wrong here? Where's the return on our investment? And they're going. And they're looking and they're saying, oh, there's 3 matches. That doesn't seem like maybe logically they're saying, oh, maybe people don't feel like this is much of a value. So how about loading these things up a little more? And then, Levesque has to sit down. Well, see, we have this bucket system. So let me explain to you how this works. Right. And then, and they're probably just perplexed at all of it. But yeah, this just tells me that they're not happy with the performance. You don't complain if you're happy with the performance.
They can't be. So throughout this show, there is, we talked about in the Forbidden Door, there is a wrestler that you said you were not sure if this man is supposed to be a babyface or a heel or what the hell he's supposed to be, and I was supposed to guess who it was. I have the name, and I will announce it when we get to their match, okay? And I think it's not the person people think it is. There's a lot of people but I know you, and I know your sensibilities. There is a person on this show that I know when you were done, you were like, what the fuck is this? What are you?
What is this shit? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll get to it. I think I got it. But there might be several.
What are you? Yes.
Right. What am I supposed to do
what
with
are
you?
you even?
Yeah.
What is this?
Right.
Yeah.
So we opened the show. I forgot they already bungled this in the time that this happened. Yep. Night of Champions from the lovely Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We had the King of the Ring final, Obafemi, defeated Jey Uso in 7 minutes and 56 seconds. He just kind of ran through him. He just kind of destroyed him.
Loved it.
Main event, Jey didn't get any offense in, really, and Oba just beat the shit out of him, and the crowd loved it, and Oba was your King of the Ring.
Look, he told Jey before the match, I'm not even concerned with you. You are not the Bloodline member I am concerned with, cared about, or think about, and I'm just going to run through you. And then he just ran through him.
Yep. And then I don't know if you saw the follow-up, but on Raw is War. Did you see this? He's so bad at this. On Raw is War, Obafemi, so he wins the King of the Ring, which guarantees him a title opportunity, a championship opportunity at SummerSlam, okay? Right?
Yeah.
He sees Adam Pearce and he goes, nah, fuck that. I don't want a championship match. Can I have Brock Lesnar instead?
What is this?
We had a whole tournament.
Whole tournament for nothing. So what does this say to you as an analyst as to what you think might be going on?
They don't trust him to win a title yet.
They have pushed him, and he has gotten over faster than they would like.
Correct.
And they're like, oh shit.
Whoa, we're not ready yet. Yeah.
We've booked ourselves into a corner here.
How did we do this?
So
you're so bad at this, Paul. What the fuck?
You're so
man?
bad at this because first of all, just go with it. He's
right, just
over.
Do it.
Okay,
cares?
He's over. Secondly, you did this.
Yeah.
You did
it's
it. Like
work. You booked it.
You literally did this. You didn't have to put him in the King of the Ring. You could have booked yourself out of that. You could have had him do something else. You could have just kept his feud going with Brock. You didn't have to do this and then upset half of your audience who's now going, what the fuck did we invest in the King of the Ring for if now he's not even getting a title shot? Now, the other half of your audience, they're just dutiful fucking puppies who don't care what you do. And they're all saying, oh, well, he'll get his chance. He's young. It doesn't matter. Oh, he gets to wrestle. All right, well, fine. But the other half of the audience is like, what the fuck is this? Why did we do this? Why did he win this tournament? Why did I invest in this? If he's just still feuding with Brock and he's not going to go for the title.
It's just also like, why would he, in kayfabe, why would this idiot not want the, I understand he wants to face Brock Lesnar. Like, I'm mad at Brock. he's an idiot then. Take your fucking title shot and then face Brock Lesnar another time. But he's like, no, I want to face Brock Lesnar in Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam or whatever, and I'll give up my title to do it. And it's like, why would you do that? It's so dumb. It makes him look dumb. The company looks dumb. The people watching it are dumb. Like, it's just, it's fucking ridiculous. I've never seen. How do you fuck this up this badly?
You could have found a way to announce him for King of the Ring, but then have Brock do something else to him, and then have him say, you know what? I'm skipping King of the Ring because I want to get my hands on Brock.
I said here. I mean, I know Brock probably wasn't going to get on that plane, but you could have had, if you wanted to find a way to finagle out of this, you could have had Brock cost Oba the match here. And then Oba go to Adam Pearce and be like, nah, he cost me my chance at we just talked about how AEW, the most important thing in this company for 7 to 10 different people is the World Championship match.
Right.
That's where you can have Obafemi pretend that he really cares about the world title and be like, fuck that. That guy cost me a chance at SummerSlam to win this world title. I want him in Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam instead. And Adam Pearce being like,
end this once and for all. I want to end this once if that's it. Put us in the cell.
Right. And then sure, you get Jey Uso and Roman Reigns again, but who fucking cares? They're probably going to get, I don't know, we might get that again anyway. Who the fuck knows?
Listen,
who cares?
We could sit here and pitch a half a dozen different ways to get to that. The worst one is, let's put him in King of the Ring, have him win it, and then say he doesn't want the title shot. That's the worst of the possible solutions
of every
to get
scenario.
to where we're going.
And SummerSlam is 2 nights as well, so it's not like he could have said, hey, you know what, on night 1, give me Brock, and then night 2, what? Like that hell, you want to crown a guy? Fucking beats Brock Lesnar night 1 and comes and wins the world title night 2. That's crowning a guy.
But here's the key. They don't want to crown
Exactly.
They're afraid to crown a guy. He's over and they've pushed him and they're scared and they don't know what to do. And now they're doing this instead because they're not ready for this. They either want to stretch it out until WrestleMania, which, all right, I can kind of understand that. But again, you did this. You're the one who did it this quickly. You're the one who put together this push and structured it this way. So you're the one that booked yourself into this corner. You're the one that's upsetting half of your audience because he won King of the Ring and he's blowing off the stipulation. You don't have to do that. There were many other options to get to the Hell in a Cell without having to do it this way. It's just, Levesque stinks.
He's really not good at this at all.
He stinks. He's bad.
This is one of the more egregious ones. And it's not getting, I mean, I know it's never, of course, these things never get enough play. This is not getting enough play for how bad this is. To book an entire tournament, the guy wins the tournament, and the guy goes, yeah, I don't want the title shot. Never mind. And not even hey, delay that. I'll take my title shot at freaking Great Balls of Fire or whatever. No, just be like, I don't care about the title. Get the it's like, remember Roman that one time came up, he lost the title and came on Raw the next night and said titles come and go, and it's like, no, you guys have lost the fucking plot. You idiots. Like, it's so stupid.
How does MJF behave when he loses the title?
Yeah,
it's like his life is over. Like
yes.
he can't live with himself. Like, that's treating a title with importance. And he never is, well, you know, it's, I lost the BBB or whatever. It comes and goes. No, the guy is obsessed with getting it back. You see these, like Kenny Omega grappling with this decision. Is this it? Do I want to put all my eggs in this basket? And he decides, yes, because it's worth it so much to go after this title. You know, same thing with Hangman when he did that. Same thing with, Mark Briscoe. He didn't want to wait until July. He's like, I want my title shot. I want it in 4 days. I want to take you on this way. They make it feel like it's the most important thing in the world. That's a big theme I hit on with the Dynamite review today. Talked about it for 20 minutes. This guy, he's like, he wins a tournament to earn this world title shot. Should be the pinnacle of his career. He's like, you know what? Never mind. I'm good. I don't want it. It's crazy. It's crazy how it's just not how it should be.
That's ridiculous. Queen of the Ring. Io Sky defeats Liv Morgan in a dreadfully boring match. Boring and bad. Liv is awful.
I don't know what anyone sees in
Liv
Morgan.
She does not get enough play for how horrible she is.
People think she's good.
She can't run. She can't move. She can't do anything.
Did you see Mike Johnson last week?
No.
So remember when Sol Ruka nearly blew out both of Liv's knees again?
Yes.
So Mike Johnson, because he has to be a fucking smarmy prick. Remember when at first people thought Liv was hurt because she was selling the botch, like limping around. I don't know if you watched the footage of the botch.
I did. Yeah.
You see how she was like selling afterwards, like after the botch, like she was like limping around and stuff. So people thought, rightfully, that Sol fucking took out her legs, right? But the next day, Mike Johnson comes on. He goes, well, for those of you who think Liv Morgan was injured, she was fine after the show. What you have to remember is that she's one of the best in the business.
At what?
I was like,
wrestling?
What? Best at what? Best in the business? Are you kidding? Liv Morgan? Best in the business?
The business is large. If you want to say one of the best women in WWE,
no,
you're still wrong. The business.
When I read that line, I was like Jim Mora when the reporter brought up making the playoffs.
Business.
I was like, best in the business? What? Best in what bit? What are you talking about? You know, playoffs? What? Playoffs? We can't even win a game. I'm like, she's one of the best in the business? What the fuck are you talking? People think she's good. Rich, there's people who think she's good. Explain this to me. I'm like,
I think she's dreadful. I mean, she's really, really, really bad.
I see nothing in her in bell to nothing. I've never seen anything in her bell to bell. She's never once impressed me between the bells. She is a WWE PC factory women's worker, is what she is.
Yeah.
That's all she is. She couldn't even have a great match with Io Sky, who, you know,
and she
has
loafs.
great matches all the time.
And Io's also like, especially in this match, she was going like 45% too, you know. Do the little finger thing. We're in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It doesn't really matter. Nobody cares. Nobody in the building gave a shit about anything on the show. They cared about Oba, and that's about it. So she did the little finger thing and had her bad 15-minute match and won. And then another great chef's Paul Levesque.
Yeah, he stinks.
So Io wins this Queen of the Ring, and fucking whoever comes up, I forget what dopey interview guy comes up, is like, Io Sky, congratulations, you're the Queen of the Ring. And she's like, I want to face Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
That's the title she wants, yeah.
I want to face that woman. It's like,
Going
okay.
right back after.
So our one King of the Ring was
doesn't want a title shot.
I don't want the title shot. And the other one is, just the person I just beat. I'll just face her again.
The same person. Yeah. At Levesque, he is just a
what are you doing?
modern day Sam Mushnick over here with the brilliant booking schemes. He's unbelievable. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, speaking of great booking, we have a steel cage match here: Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker, and you're not going to believe this. Fucking Seth Rollins just beats Braun Breaker clean as a sheet in the ring. What?
Right. Bizarre. Very bizarre.
What?
Yeah. I mean, they are just terrified to push anyone. Is what it comes
that's
down to.
That's it.
They are just
we've been hearing
terrified.
Braun will have his time now. We've been hearing that for a year. It was last SummerSlam, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, Braun will have his time. There'll be a time to push. Not ready. Yeah, he's been on TV for 6 years.
Yeah.
When's the fucking time?
Yeah, Color Splash NXT. It's on and popping. It was built around him. It's on and popping, off the hook era of NXT was Braun Breaker's rollout. That had to be at least 5 years ago, right?
Yeah, 5 or 6 years ago, for sure.
Yeah.
2021, I think. 2021 or 2022. Maybe 2022.
Yeah, the vision, and this whole thing, like, I don't know. I don't get it. Does he even get to go 50-50 with Seth, or does Seth just beat him like a drum? What are we doing here?
Yeah. They beat him like clean. Yeah, beat him like, Braun like fought valiantly. And I could not believe this. When this match was over, Michael Cole says, Braun Breaker proves he belonged tonight. I'm like, what? He just lost.
Yeah, he
Seth
lost.
Rollins in a cage match. Clean as a sheet. Like, he proves he belongs. It's Braun Breaker. He shouldn't be proving he belongs. He should be winning titles by now.
I think Levesque has, learned from Vince to just be terrified to push people. Like, it's almost like Vince used to do this thing where he wasn't ready for someone to be over. And he had this arrogance about him that,
until I say he's ready to be over.
Right. It was a little different. Like, I don't know if that's what Levesque is doing. I think Levesque just feels like
he's just terrified to try something new.
Yeah, because he has a lot of bosses. Vince didn't have any bosses. You know what I mean? Like, Paul has to keep the machine moving and has to exhibit year-over-year quarterly growth, or his ass is on the line. And I think that's where the fear probably comes from. It's like, okay, listen, I was going to make this point, but I forgot to make it when we were talking about TNA. I always talk, when we talk about TNA, push Leon Slater, push Ricky Sosa, push, bring in Fabian Aichner, just fucking give it a try. Push him, push Apollo Crews, whatever. There's less danger look, I think there's this thing in wrestling where fans go a little overboard sometimes with, you just have to keep pushing the new guys. Just get rid of the old guys and push the new guys. I think that's a little over-talked sometimes, where it's like, hold on now. Some of these people still have value at the top, their draws. You can't just constantly pick every new flavor of the month and put them over. But if you're TNA, you're not really risking much by doing that.
Right.
The upside exceeds the downside.
Right. The upside is you might make a guy and people will start watching your show again. And the downside is you're in the same spot you're in.
Exactly. That's exactly it. The upside is growth. The downside is we're in the same spot we were in, when the other guy was on top. I understand there's more of a risk when you're WWE or you're AEW to turn over what you have at the top, right? And I think Tony Khan does a pretty good job of sort of slowly rolling people into the top. With AEW, you turn around and you don't realize that there's like a new batch of people in the main event picture and a new batch of people on the precipice of being in the main event picture. And you go, oh yeah, these guys weren't there a year ago. Like, you know what I mean? WWE has these same, 4 or 5 40 to 50-year-old guys in the main event, and this same glass ceiling shit that we've been talking about for decades in this company, where only like John Cena or Roman Reigns have broken through. And Levesque, but I think Levesque is his reasons. McMahon's were arrogance and wanting to control people and let them know I'm the puppet master. Just because these fans want you, I'll let you know when you're getting the push, if you ever get it. Levesque, I think it's fear. If I go with Obafemi and Braun Breaker, and we go through, and Levesque also understands wrestling. If I go with Obafemi and Braun Breaker and all these new faces, and we go through this thing that's natural in wrestling where the business declines a little because people might not be fully ready, but if you give it a year or 3, they'll be just as hot as Cody and Roman. TKO don't want to hear that shit. And I think Levesque knows that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Levesque knows that he can't go to TKO when they're not when they have 3 straight quarters of negative growth and say, hey, this is how wrestling works. You got to give me time to get these. No, they don't give a fuck. They care about the bottom line number. So I think that's what drives his fear of pushing some of these new people all the way. So he's got them simmering. He's got them simmering right below that level. And he's going to keep Cody and Roman and fucking Seth Rollins and these people at that level. And he's afraid to try Braun Breaker on top. Because, man, if those house show, if the attendance numbers drop 8% and if they have, negative 2% growth one quarter, his ass is going to be on the line.
But isn't the business slipping right now with what they're doing with these guys?
Yeah, well, I mean, yes.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, maybe it's not working. Maybe it is time to try something a little different. I also think he's not very good at booking, and I think he's not. One of the benefits that he had, we always talk about this with NXT, was he couldn't really use guys would move on. Like in the early days of NXT, at the peak of NXT, he couldn't use guys forever because Kevin Owens was going to go to the main roster and Sami Zayn was going to go to the main roster. So he told them his stories with them and he wiped his hands and he moved on. When they stopped taking those guys and he just had his little roster, what did we have? We had 2 years straight of Ciampa versus Gargano and Gargano versus Cole. And and there's the same shit over and over and over and over again. So I don't know if it's I see what you're saying. I absolutely do, but I would say right now you don't want to do like in 2 years ago or a year or so ago, you're not doing any of this stuff. You're saying we're going to status quo was working great for us. We're not going to change a thing. But right now, when things are slumping, when business is looking down, this is the best time to say, okay, let's try to do something with somebody and see if it catches on. And it's hard to justify, hey, we're down anyway, and I'm just going to keep doing the same thing, and hopefully it's going to switch. The flip will switch at some point. I just think I see what you're saying, but I also just think he's really bad at this.
Yeah, and you're presenting evidence that he will repeat something forever if he has the opportunity to do it because he's done it before. Yeah, he had that, and we talked about it in real time. He had this built-in advantage in NXT where Vince would want to call guys up, so he had to refresh the top. So he would just repeat, all right, somebody's going to lose up and then graduate, and then I'm going to slot in my next indie or international signing. And then, like you're saying, when Vince stopped calling people up, he just had the same programs on repeat, which is scarily similar to what he's doing
until
now.
Vince said, "Okay, you're fucking this thing up. I'm taking the book now. Me and Bruce are writing this thing now."
Right. Yeah.
And fired all the guys. And all these guys are gone, and me and Bruce are doing this, and we're going to push young guys and new guys.
Yeah.
And it kind of worked. I mean, it was rough at first, but it kind of worked. But again, that's a different business that Vince was operating on than Paul's operating on. But yeah, there's enough evidence there that he's just scared to do anything new and elevate new people. I don't know why. I can't explain that. He'd have to explain it. But it's perplexing that Braun lost this match, and it was a definitive loss too, because when it was done, like, I said Michael Cole was like, "Oh, Braun proved he belonged," but then he said, like, Seth has put Braun in the vision into his rear view, and it's like, oh, that's it. Like, he beat this guy, and it's over now.
Right. Yeah.
Like, Seth won the war. It's like, really? Okay. All right. Not what I would have done, but sure.
Yeah, ultimately, Braun should be going over in that feud.
Yeah.
And Seth isn't even a tippy-top guy.
No.
Seth's the kind of guy where if he retired tomorrow, nothing would change.
No. I think we're going to, I think at SummerSlam, we're going to do Shield nostalgia again, which is insane because that was like 14 years ago at this point.
Right.
And it's like, you have people in the audience that weren't even alive when the Shield was like broken up. Like, what are we doing here? It's fucking but yeah. All right, whatever. Okay. WWE United States title match. Joe, Trick Williams is the guy.
Trick Williams is in fact the guy.
Yes, I knew it. I know your sensibilities. A lot of people thought you meant Sami Zayn. I knew.
Yeah.
I watched this Trick match, and I was like, this man is an asshole.
Yeah.
With his cheating friend.
Right.
And the crowd is going nuts, and the announcers are like, Trick has won the match and beat Ricky Saints. And I'm like, yeah, but his friend cheated, and he cheated.
Yeah.
This man's a heel, but he's not a heel.
And then they beat him up afterwards and gave him a fucking people's elbow.
And he's the babyface. So the 2-on-1, they beat up the heel. The two baby faces beat up the heel after cheating the entire match.
Yeah. It is so all fucking messed up. Like, what is likable about this Trick Williams character? He's not likable at all.
No.
Like, he has a yeet, and that, as we know, is the most important thing, right? So he's got his little yeet. This Lil Yachty. Does this man have a top 40 hit? What's his deal?
Little Yachty's top 40 hits. I don't know. Do you want me to look up Little Yachty?
Lil Yachty.
Lil Yachty. Let me see Lil Yachty's top 40 hits.
Does he have a top? Does he? What is his claim to fame here musically?
Let's see. Miles Parks McCollum is his real name.
Well, no, his name is Lil Yachty.
Lil Yachty. All right, let's see here. Let's go.
You don't know any of his hits?
I know nothing. Yeah, that's a young man's game, and that's I know
Yachty.
nothing of Little Yachty, unfortunately. I'm gonna go to his singles. Let's see. Singles top 40. Okay. Oh Jesus. As a lead artist. Okay. Let's see. Top 40 hits. That is not 40. That's not 40. Well, hold on.
He is known for his melodic bubblegum trap sound and distinctive upbeat persona.
Okay.
Are you a fan of bubblegum trap?
Believe it or not.
No?
Not really, no.
Okay.
So my man does not actually have a U.S. top 40 hit.
Oh, so he's like a nobody?
I think so. So he appeared on a couple of top 40 songs as a featured artist. He was a number 5 song in, I don't know what year it was, Broccoli by Dram, D-R-A-M, Dram, featuring Little Yachty. Broccoli was 5th on the charts. Oh, 2016. Number 4 on the charts in 2016, I Spy, Kyle, featuring Lil Yachty. I don't know if that was, what was it called? Melodic bubblegum rap?
He's known for his melodic, quote, bubblegum trap.
Bubblegum trap. Yeah.
That's a genre of music, I guess. Bubblegum trap.
Yeah, sure. And then that's it. That's all we got. So, yeah, he was in...
Not much of a star.
Not much of a discography for Lil Yachty.
People who search for Lil Yachty also search for Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah.
You familiar with him?
I do know Lil Uzi Vert, yeah.
Okay. 21 Savage.
I know of the name. Yeah.
Not to be confused with Savage Garden. 21 Savage.
Often can be very similar sounds. Yeah, when you hear 21 Savage and Savage Garden, it'll be remarkable how close they are in tone, but no, different people.
Quavo
Oh yeah, you know Quavo. Yeah, you know Quavo.
I have no idea. I've never heard of Quavo. What do you mean I know? You say that matter-of-factly. Like I know Quavo.
Come on, you know Quavo.
And Trippie Redd.
Trippie Redd. Yeah. So I know these names. I couldn't tell you a song from any of these people, and I don't want to listen to them either.
Okay.
This is what my genre is. That's why I turn the card in and I'm out.
You're done.
I'm done.
You've.
I listen to Savage Garden now. I don't listen to any of this stuff. I don't listen to 21 Savage. I listen to Savage Garden instead. So
I see Trippie Redd has siblings who also rap Hippie Red and Dirty Red.
So they're like the clowns, the monster clown and
monster clown. Yes, the red.
I like that. Little unit. Yeah.
They cloud rap, emo rap. Yeah. Well, this Trippie Redd looks like a SoundCloud rapper. He's got face tattoos. Yeah, definitely looks like he'd be found on a tour bus in an unfortunate predicament. Influenced by artists like T-Pain, Gucci Mane, and Lil Wayne.
Yeah. All right.
Influence from punk and metal, citing Slipknot and Marilyn Manson. Yeah, those are all the combinations you do not want.
Right, Slipknot.
You don't want to blend Slipknot, Marilyn Manson, and T-Pain because it always ends badly.
Yeah.
It always ends badly. All right, so Lil Yachty, we don't know much about him, but I know that he's look, I was confused as to the heel face alignment throughout this thing. The way that it was layered and laid out, it's like the sympathy was on Ricky Saints. It's like, he's being cheated here. Then they're beating him up afterwards. And if I didn't know any better, I would have thought that this was a Ricky Saints write-off. I would think that he'd be released by the end of the weekend, the way that he was given that people's elbow. And
yeah, because if people didn't watch this match, like Trick beat the shit out of Ricky Saints the entire time. Anytime Ricky got even a slight advantage, Lil Yachty would interfere. I think then he got sent to the back, but then he came back anyway or something like that. I don't know, whatever. But like Trick just beat this guy from pillar to post. And anytime that he could cheat or use an underhanded tactic, he did. And then they got the 1-2-3 on Ricky, and then they just put the boots to him. And Lil Yachty just did a people's elbow, and they just left. They just were like, all right, get this piece of shit out of our ring. And I was like, what is happening? This is so weird. Why did they do the people's elbow? And why did they beat him up after the match? The babyfaces.
I don't know.
Okay. The 2-on-1 babyfaces beat up.
Get revenge or something?
For what? They beat his ass. They proved their point. They proved their point.
Just a bizarre, I don't know. The match was weird to me. Trick Williams did not come across as likable in the match is all I'm saying. It was,
And one thing I'm always going to note, and people get mad about this, the whoop that Trick chant. Notice that when the ring announcer starts their announcement, everybody in the arena stops chanting whoop that Trick. And then when the ring announcer ends his announcement, everybody in the arena starts chanting whoop that Trick again. Just want to point that out. I know we're the only people that ever point this out. Every other reviewer's like, yeah, the crowd went nuts and they did whoop that Trick the entire time. I would just note the ebbs and flows of the chant and how they begin and they end at various points. So
you mean just start
loud
immediately without a slow rumbling or up build, and then just stop dead when they want it to stop? Like, everyone's just stopping at the exact same time.
Make a note of Oba's thing too. And what's weird is there are people in the audience that are doing it. Like, I don't doubt, like, people are like, oh, you're saying that they don't get reactions. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they do get reactions. I'm saying I don't think the reactions that you're hearing are the actual reactions.
Right.
And the way to note that is how they begin and how they end and when they pause. And they always pause. Oba and whoop that Trick. And they go zero when the ring announcer starts.
Yeah. Yeah, I talked about that on a plus. It doesn't taper down.
No, it's not like the ring announcer starts his chant and a couple people are still doing whoop that Trick and then they slowly
No, it stops
zero.
Dead.
It goes to zero.
It goes from 100. It goes from 0 to 100 when it starts, and it goes from 100 to 0 when it ends. It's highly suspicious.
It's very suspicious.
It's
a well-trained audience that knows. Oh, shut up! Greg Hamilton is talking, or whoever the fuck is there. It's not Greg.
Right.
I think he's been gone forever, but I don't know.
Stop.
Mike Rowe. No, Greg Hamilton. It's not Greg Hamilton. Do you remember him? He was like the chubby little white guy. So
once Mel Phillips starts talking, these people just stop chanting.
Well, Mike Rome is on NXT now. He's the guy who's like, look at my hair. It's goofy. And it's like, all right, shut the fuck up, dude. They have some other goofball now that does the main roster stuff. I don't know. I forget who it was. They had Lillian Garcia for a while there, and then they hired just some
Oh, you're talking about Gavin Loudspeaker.
I would love Gavin Loudspeaker. That'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. Loud and Noxious.
Loud
I
and
believe he was
Noxious,
also
yeah, Loud and Noxious. Yeah.
One of those was his Chikara name, and the other was the Mike Quackenbush. I will sue you if you keep using your Chikara name. That was, but I
believe
forget which
Gavin
one was
Loudspeaker. I believe. Don't quote me on this. I believe Gavin Loudspeaker was the Chikara name, and then Loud and Noxious was.
I'm no longer with that outfit, so
Right.
I have to come up with a new gimmick name.
Gavin
Yeah.
Loudspeaker. Wonder what he's up to these days. Hope he's doing well.
I don't know. Probably nothing good.
Oh, what do you mean?
I don't know. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sure he's doing great. I don't no idea. No longer hosting Chikara podcast A Go Go though. That he's not
I don't think he's doing that anymore. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Why did he call that a podcast? It was like an 8-minute YouTube.
It was
video.
8 minutes, and it was I don't know.
It was a YouTube podcast A Go Go. Did he not understand what a podcast was at the time, or what was Quack's deal?
I don't know.
A-Go-Go.
If you could ask what is Quack's deal to a lot of things, and I have no answer to that. So
I guess, but that was a little weird.
So yeah, I don't know what else to say about this match. Trick beat the shit out of Ricky Saints, and then the match ended, and then they beat the shit out of him some more.
Yeah.
And they're the baby faces.
Yes, presumably. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
WWE Women's United States title, Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill in one of you are not going to see many matches that are clunkier or worse than this one.
Well, why don't we keep booking them against each other over and over and over?
At one point they're going to have a good match, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And this one was funny because you could tell that the first 2 minutes of the match were like good because they had all these spots planned, and you could tell everything was just like so perfect and da 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 da. And then you do this and I do that and you do this and I do that, and they got a near fall and the crowd's going a little crazy, and it was like, okay, we got our 2 minutes. Okay, then what do we do now? And then they had no idea what to do for the rest of the match, and then it just fucking fell apart for the last 5 minutes. And Jade is awful. Tiffany has regressed, and she wasn't even very good before, but she's really regressed, I think, in recent years, and it's just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
And Tiffany just fucking beat her straight up, just fucking hit the moonsault and beat her. So I don't know what's happened with Jade. I don't know what the hell they had planned for Jade, but
Jade didn't look happy either, coming in the ring, coming out of the ring, so no, I don't know. I don't think they have a lot of confidence in Jade.
No.
I think they have a little buyer's remorse. They've tried. She isn't very good. We knew she wasn't very good, and we knew she wasn't going to get much better. And she hasn't exactly been this massive breakout star.
No, but Joe, she had aura. She was her. I watched the videos of her getting out of the limo.
Look, I think that Tony did as perfect as a job as you could have done with her. Yeah. That's one of the best. He's handled her. That's one of his booking, wins, the way he handled Jade.
Oh yeah, because imagine if he signed her to that deal. Like what would you do? What would she be doing in 2026? Like what should be doing right now?
No, I know. Yeah, just the way he used her when he had her was just he nailed it. Like, he knew there wasn't much more you could do, and it's and they've tried a lot of different things in this. They tried her in a tag team. They did the breakup of the tag. All the Levesque favorites they attempted with her. And they just can't. And now it's just the same bad match with Tiffy over and over. I don't know.
They've had a lot of matches. Yeah, I don't know why they still wrestle each other all the time. Yeah.
I'm not surprised by this at all.
No, this is what we've
been talking about this for years at this point. All right, let's get to this main event because we have a world title change.
Yeah.
And we're not doing it until like 4 hours into the podcast.
Well, we had a little delay with the power outage, but
yeah, the point is, like, there would have been a time where Sami Zayn winning this thing would have been the lead off topic, and that's not the case because this feels just so weird and whatever. Like, you missed this by like 2.5 years. You should have done this in Montreal in 2022 or whatever year that was when he was red hot. And listen, and people can't say that this is just, revisionist. We laid out the scenario where you could have had Sammy win that match in Montreal and taken advantage of that, and then still done everything the way you did it at WrestleMania and everything. You still could have made it work. They chose not to strike while the iron was hot with him. They put the title on him now, and this doesn't feel significant or impactful or important. It feels like a gold watch, and it feels like it was just something they shrugged their shoulders and decided to do that doesn't feel like it's going to have any long-term impact for him or the company. That's what it feels like to me. Just feels like some random title change that Vince would have done during that era where he was putting world titles on Jack Swagger and Sheamus and whatever other random person when the world title never meant less. That's the kind of title change this feels like. It doesn't feel like it's particularly well earned. It doesn't feel like it means anything. It doesn't feel like it's leading to anything bigger. It just felt random and let's shake it up and let's surprise people. And those are like the worst kinds of world title changes.
And sometimes you'll see like this outpouring of support or people being like, wow, that's really cool that they did. It's been kind of weird. A lot of people are just like, this is weird. Yeah, this is really weird. Like the tenor, even among their fans, is just like, I don't know. I mean,
half of their fans can't fucking stand them.
That's right. I forget that there's that whole, they don't like them.
Which is part of the reason I think Levesque did it. I think he's trying to leverage that, like for heat or whatever. But he has go away heat with half the fan base. It's not like, look, the whole thing is weird. It definitely didn't resonate in our corner of the fandom where people still, hold Zayn up to some degree as someone who they really like as a wrestler. And it hasn't resonated in WWE circles. It's just kind of, this whole thing is just a big shoulder shrug.
Yeah, it's really weird.
And this is important.
No, and this is a title they protect these titles. I mean, Paul Levesque is very protective about his titles and very protective about title switches. So for this
I agree.
title to be just switched in a random three-way at Night of Champions was really weird. I mean, we all kind of suspected Sammy was in that match to probably take a pinfall so that Gunther didn't have to take a clean pinfall and Cody could just continue to beat him. Or hell, if you were going to have Gunther win the title here, he pins Sammy and then Cody can, face him at SummerSlam and say, you never pinned me for that title or whatever. And then they just decided to go with, let's fucking have Sammy win the title. It's like, okay, well, great, cool. It did not feel earned. It didn't feel well built. It just, it very.
No impact, not
nothing.
Impactful.
Yeah.
Not important, not like there's no burst of energy you feel from it. Like, oh, this is a jolt of energy into a stagnating promotion. No, none of that. It just feels like this weird, like something they did for shock and it didn't really shock anyone because no one cares. That's what it feels like to me. And I think it's very telling that, yes, even though it's WWE and this is the flagship, whatever, look how deep we buried this. Like we never considered opening up the show with this.
No, God, no.
It just doesn't mean all. It just feels like it doesn't mean anything. It feels like he can lose this now at any time, like on Raw fucking next Monday or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and that's what Vince would do with those title reigns. Is he would put the title on those guys, and he would show up at TV the next week and be like, "All right, how are we going to get the title off Jack Swagger?" And it's like, I don't know, Vince, you just put the title on him. Like, why'd you do that then?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
And he'd be like, God damn it, we got to get this title off Jack Swagger. And it's like, well, we agree, but why'd you put the title on him? So, that feel, I don't know. I don't know. What are we doing next? Who the fuck knows? Gunther will beat him or something, and they're cowards because they couldn't just have Gunther beat Cody, and I don't know, something like that. Who knows? I don't know.
You're right though. It's funny that he's not even getting the hey, good for Sami Zayn.
No, he's not. Yeah, right. I thought they were going to get that. Like, oh, he deserves it. He's worked really hard for this.
That's nice. But it's like it's a gold watch that no one cares about. Like,
right.
It's like compared to when like Hiroki Goto won it out of nowhere, and like fans felt good about it. Oh, holy shit, that's awesome, Hiroki Goto finally. And then he had a nice little feel good title reign. Like I don't feel like that's where this is going at all. I feel like people are just like, this is fucking weird. I don't know. All right, they did that. Like in real time on Twitter, like when he won it, people were just like, oh, Sami Zayn won the title? Like,
right, yeah, that's the reaction is like, really? Okay.
It wasn't, oh, great, Sami Zayn, holy shit, finally. Yes, they finally did. No, because they missed it by 4 years.
Right.
Or 3 years, whatever. I think that was 2022. I don't remember. It might have been 2023. Whatever.
Yeah, the current Sami is not compelling in any way.
No.
That anybody would give a shit about.
No.
And the match was every WWE triple threat match you've ever seen. Two guys in the ring.
Totally non-memorable match.
One guy waiting outside the ring the entire time, waiting for a pinfall to happen so he could run in and break up the pinfall, or yank the referee out of the ring, and then the guy pinning the guy who can look and go, "What did you do that for?" And it's like, well, why do you think he did it? To not have you win the title? Like, what? It was just very unremarkable, very boring match that I will never
match that
think
no
about
one will
again.
talk about
Yep.
or think about ever again.
Never
except
again.
except for Sami Zayn.
Right.
That's it. No one else will ever think about or talk about this match.
Nope.
Whereas if he would have won it in that show in Montreal, it'd be an iconic moment. An iconic moment in company history. So, I don't know. I think that was the chance to do it. They didn't do it. They do it here. Could there be political reasons winning it in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, maybe somebody
throwing
requested
them a bone.
it. Yeah, somebody requested it. So
I wasn't even going to go that far, but I mean, that's possible too. But maybe just, throwing the very important business partners a bone. Could there be that aspect to it?
They do try to give them a little bit, because there was this when they announced WrestleMania there. I saw a lot of people be like, "Oh, you just do WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia and then you do WrestleMania here in America," and it's like they're not idiots, because the first couple of shows they did there, it was just kind of like, "Yeah, we'll just give them whatever," and they went whatever, and like
non-canon bullshit.
Right. But now they like, no, we want the king of the ring, we want the queen of the ring, we want the fucking crown jewel title. Like they've tried to get like title switches and important things. They want canon, in canon, like big time. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was sort of we kind of want to keep this thing alive. And I know you guys are running out of money and you might want to figure out what you're going to invest in moving forward. So yeah, maybe how about a world title match that your fans will remember forever? So yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, with the money they spend, you can't blame them for wanting things of consequence and not just, token shows. Yeah, but this, it just feels like a weird kind of, I don't know. I don't even know. No one's fired up about it.
No.
If they were all hoping this would give them a spark or something, I don't think that's the case either.
It probably doesn't help that it's on 1 p.m. on a Saturday or whatever the fuck in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on ESPN Unlimited. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
like what they've done to the like visibility of their product over the last couple of years. It's like, because they're such money hungry, just capitalists. Yeah. It's like Sami Zayn wins the world title on ESPN Unlimited at 1 p.m. in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It's like, what have you guys done to your product?
Yeah, what is this? Yeah. Well, they've, it's just...
They've made $1 billion is what they've done. That show netted them.
There's your answer.
If you combined the Saudi money and the ESPN money, what happened was they made $1 billion on that show. So fuck you. That's what they did.
Yeah. But overall, Night of Champions, just soulless.
Yeah.
Right
boring.
Down to what's supposed to be this great world title change. Like, just everything on the show is just soulless and boring. It's not like it was a bad show with
it was all poorly booked. Like poorly booked, soulless and boring.
Poorly booked, soulless and boring. How's that for you?
Paul Levesque biography.
Right. Yeah. Which brings us to Great American Bash.
Oh God. Speaking of soulless and boring.
Oh my God.
The stars of NXT. We gotta I think I kind of have to be done with NXT for a while.
I considered pitching that after this one. Should we towel toss this shit?
I think we should towel toss NXT for a little while.
But all that really means is I'm going to be doing it behind the paywall.
No, just don't though. Just don't.
But I feel like I have to.
But why? It's NXT.
This is big time pro wrestling.
No, it's not. It's really not though. It's really not. We will not lose one subscriber or one listener if you don't talk about Kendall Gray and Lola Vice.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
If it would feel weird not to cover it. I'll think about it.
Okay.
I'll think about it. You just don't want to watch this anymore.
No.
Is what this comes down
Correct.
to. Well, I could tell you that my DVR did not pick this up.
Whoops. Well, it looks like a lot of people's DVR did pick it up. Did you see the rating for this thing? No one's TV picked this up either.
Yeah, well, listen. They got the rating was terrible, but here's the thing. They don't give a fuck. I want people to understand this. Like, people were treating that bad rating as some kind of own. Oh, well, that's what you get for running against AEW, right? No, listen. They don't give a shit what rating this does. They knew it wasn't going to do well. All they care about is that a non-zero number of people chose this over paying for the AEW show. That's it. It's all they care about. Mission accomplished. Okay? All they care about is that. and taking any amount of headlines over the weekend away from Forbidden Door and AEW by splitting social media feeds. I'm sure accounts like Fightful and some of these other ones were live tweeting results and GIFs and everything from both shows as opposed to just Forbidden Door. I'm sure that on all the news sites and everything, the results were of both shows as opposed to just Forbidden Door. That is what they care about. Taking attention away from AEW, ensuring that AEW doesn't have full run of the headlines for that day and for the weekend, and taking any amount of potential pay-per-view purchases away from AEW by presenting something for free that you don't have to pay for, to where a casual wrestling fan might say, you know what? I'm not going to plunk down the $50. I've got this on the CW for free. And even if it was only 500 people who made that decision, which isn't going to mean anything to Tony Khan's bottom line, it means something to them. Because it means that they're a thorn in the side and they're hurting Tony Khan's business in some small way, both monetarily and also in the battle for public attention and the battle for public perception and everything else. That's all they care about. They don't give a shit that 300,000 people watched this and it did a terrible number in the demo. CW might care. I'm sure CW does care. But you know what? They don't give a fuck what CW thinks either. Because if CW doesn't like it, they'll just find some other network to give them a dump truck full of money.
Network will pay them a bunch of money.
Exactly. They don't give a shit. So you can sit there and mock the rating if you want, and it was a bad rating, but they don't care. Because what they wanted to accomplish this weekend, they accomplished.
Yeah, anti-competition. That's all they're trying to do.
Which is why they're running 2 shows the day of All In. They know those shows aren't going to do great. The fucking AAA and NXT or whatever they're doing.
Yep.
That's just to take some of the attention and to ensure that when the wrestling news sites and everybody else are previewing the weekend, they have to devote 2/3 of their time to those 2 shows as opposed to All In. And it doesn't look like All In is owning the weekend. And that some people might choose those 2 shows over paying for All In. And that'll work too. To whatever degree, large or small. But that's the goal here. Not to pull a number. Nobody in fucking Connecticut is pounding their fist on the table saying we only did 320,000 viewers. They're all high-fiving that they were able to do this and be a thorn in Tony's side. So that's what really matters in terms of the rating. Now, will CW be happy? I don't know, but they don't give a fuck anyway. Someone else is going to give them a lot of money if CW doesn't want to give it to them. Or at least they think so. At least they hope.
Right, they hope and they think. And so far they've been right every single time that someone's wanted to give them more money every time.
Right, right.
Because this is how every deal goes. They sign this deal, they disappoint the rating, and then they just, move on, and then another network pays them a shit ton of money. So, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and people need to realize that it's just anti-competition. That's all they're trying to do here. They don't give a fuck that they didn't think it was going to have 1 million people were going to watch it. They just, they wanted a few people less, a few fewer people to watch Forbidden Door and all the wrestling news sites to cover them throughout the weekend. And they did. And they probably got exactly that.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. It's not like people weren't going to cover Forbidden Door, but it's going to split the coverage. That's what they're gunning for. So, and that's why they do it. So anyway, my DVR did not pick it up, and I downloaded the CW app.
Oh, so I was going to tell you, it was free on YouTube. The CW uploaded
fuck.
Yeah,
was it really?
So I was looking. I said CW Great American Bash, and I look, and it's on YouTube, and I'm like, what the fuck? This can't be a real upload. And it was. And the first comment was like, why'd you guys upload this so fast to YouTube? And it's like, yeah, why don't you want us to get your app or something like that? But no, it was like commercial free on the CW's YouTube channel. They just cut all the commercials out, cut everything out. Wow. And the whole show was there. So
I wish I would have known that, because on the CW app, every 15 minutes on the dot, you get 2 minutes and 30 seconds of ads.
Excruciating.
It's also the same 2 ads over and over.
What'd you watch? What'd you see?
For Vistaprint or something like that. Okay. And then the other one is like some kind of pet box deal that you order once a month or whatever. Not what's the thing? Not
the farmer's dog or some shit like that.
Not Chewy, but some other deal like that. Over and over, 30-second ads repeating every 15 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 seconds worth. Even if it's like the middle of a match, they cut in.
Yep.
And it's like, oh my God, this is fucking brutal. I don't even want to be watching this to begin with. Tony D versus Naraku.
Yep.
For the NXT title to open up the show. Is this your first taste of Naraku working NXT house style?
It is. Yeah.
Did you enjoy the gimmick bump through the fucking fake set that they did to open up?
2 seconds into the match. Yep.
I mean, it's supposed to be impactful. It was like Naraku was going, when a high school football team runs through a fucking ribbon that the fucking
Yes. Yeah, that's what it looked like.
cheerleaders
Yeah,
are
right,
holding up.
right.
That's what it looked like.
It just makes that sound.
Yeah, and he breaks in. It's like, that's supposed to hurt him? Like he just like fell through.
Yeah, like 6 fans said holy shit. So there's a couple people saying holy shit. It looked bad. Yeah.
So Tony's working with his eye all patched up from the Naraku
Fireball.
attack.
Yeah.
The fireball. Remember the Keith Lee fireball when he opened up the Killer Cross book?
Yeah,
do you remember
of
that?
course. Yeah.
He opens up the book and the fire, and he he sells it all cartoonishly. They went back into that bag for the Naraku fireball. And it's so stupid because when Naraku promos, he goes, it's going to be evil. Then just call him
Just be evil. Just be evil then.
Well, like, what are we doing? What's
If he's
the
going to
point of
say
this
evil all the
pretense?
time and he's going to look like evil and he's going to act like evil, just make
He's
him
just
evil.
We all know he's evil. And then the stupid puns and everything from Vic Joseph and like talking like he's elbowing us in the ribs while this man's very evil, some say.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, why not just call him
He's got a
evil?
very torturous style, this evil fella here. And it's like,
it's like, why are we bothering at that point? We're just call him evil. It's so stupid. Like evil's gonna become the next Stone Cold Steve Austin,
right.
where you have to have that IP. You know, like you have to have. Like, let's be honest. He's gonna they're gonna call him up in 4 years, and he's gonna work main event for another year, and you're gonna cut him, and he's gonna go back to New Japan, and the IP for Naraku is gonna be fucking worthless anyway. So what are we really doing here? What are we really doing?
All that
here?
Naraku merch. Yeah, all that. Yeah. The Naraku 316 shirts. They're going to fly off the shelves. Yeah, it's utterly absurd. Yeah.
So there's a total nothing match.
No, nothing.
And they're working around D'Angelo's fucking burnt eye. And he just beats him with his choke slam.
Just wins with his move.
Yeah, that he calls the Gumad or whatever he fucking calls it.
Gabagool or something. Yeah, right. Forget about it. Yeah.
But see, he's not a fake Italian anymore.
No, I know. No, he's just, he's just a rugged individual now from Chicago.
Yeah, now he's just a guy with a beard. Now, now he's Bram. Congratulations, you've gone backwards somehow.
Bram,
You've gone from fake Italian, you've gone from SNL fake fucking mafia skit to now you have Bram. I don't know what he is now. Like, we all knew he needed to repackage, but like they didn't repackage him into anything. He's like a TNA roster member from 2016. Remember they had like 16 of these guys that were just white guys with beards?
Yep.
Like,
yeah, it was Bram. There was that. Wow, what was the one guy?
I can't think of any. There was a bunch of them.
There was like 4 or 5 of them on the roster at the same time. Yeah.
A bunch of white guys with beards. Like there was at least 4 or 5 of them. They all look like Bram. They were all just Bram. I think it was just Bram, cloned over and over. That's what Tony D'Angelo is. So this isn't working either. And this is a guy who's been in developmental for 6 years now at this point. Joey Areola. Why don't they just go with Joey Areola? I mean, I think that might be the play.
Yeah, I think just an Italian guy from Chicago named Joey Areola. That might work. Yeah.
His name is Joey Areola, for fuck's sake. How is that not going to work? I mean,
Gunner was the guy I was thinking of.
Gunner
was who I was thinking of off the top of my head. Yeah,
yeah, there's so many. That's what Tony D is now. So I don't know. The match was nothing, and that's it for Naraku, I guess. And I don't know even where you go with him. Zarya defeats Tatum Paxley to successfully defend her North American title. This was the community theater match of the night. So, they're cutting promos on each other in the ring, and you were never my friend, and zooming in on their faces. And
yeah, Zarya, take the moment. You want to win the title, take it. You can't do it. You're not strong enough. You're not strong enough. Nobody likes you. And Tatum grabs her face and looks around. Nobody likes me.
Yeah. Like puts her hands on her cheeks and looks around. Like,
I'm so anxious and nobody likes me.
Yeah. How about when she crawled to the title and embraced it and looked at it like she wanted to fuck it Remember that? Like that's the new thing they all do now. They go over to the title.
They
on
see
the podium.
the physical title is in their view,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah,
The NXT North American
women's title.
Women's North American title. Yeah,
I dreamed of this as a child. The NXT North American Women's Child.
well, and she cut a promo. Maybe it was I forget if it was before or after the match, and she said whatever interview Robot was interviewing her, and she's like, I have so much loneliness and so much pain in my heart, but the thing that does make me feel better every time I wake up is the NXT North American Women's Championship and the NXT Universe. And I hope that one day I can win the NXT Women's North American title because I will feel whole again. It's just like, what is this garbage?
It's so bad.
Tatum Paxley. Yeah, it's so bad. Zarya beat her and Tatum shivered and whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. Like it's so
grabbed her cheeks and grabbed her hair and went, I'm so anxious.
If you like this, you fucking suck. I want you to know
you're on
that.
a list. I'm putting you on a list and you're an idiot and you suck.
If you like a match like this, I can't be around you. I don't want you near my kids. So next up we had Robert Stone. Robert Stone.
Oh, the general manager of NXT, yeah.
Yeah, how is this guy employed?
Yeah, because for a while he looked like Tony. Remember he clearly was just like a Tony Khan cosplayer.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess they're still doing. Maybe that's what it's still happening, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So he booked the tag champs to face Wagner 3 and Galeno. So that's gonna happen at some point.
Well, it just so happened that the tag champs were there and they're talking shit, and Robert Stone's like, I don't have time for this. I have a meeting. And wait a minute, they may have just arrived. Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly who I was supposed to meet with at the exact same time you guys walked in. I'm like, this is why when I my last Thursday Dynamite review, I implored NXT AEW, and I'm going to keep bullying them about it. It's my new thing now. We got to cut the backstage segments. They're just terrible. They're awful. They're inorganic and stupid and dumb and worthless and overwrought, and they've been done to death. AEW doesn't need to do these anymore, but they do the same thing. Hi, my guest at this time is this person who enters from the right. Person from the right says, yeah, da 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 da, and then, oh my God, you're not going to believe it. The person they're talking about enters from the left, and the camera zooms in on the person who enters from the left, and it's just like, this fucking stupid. What are we doing with these anymore?
Well, the opening segment of Dynamite this week started off with Renee interviewing Will Ospreay after he won his match at Forbidden Door, and then it spiraled into a soap opera scene where Mox came out of a door.
Yeah.
Renee just skedaddled off, and then Will and Mox have a little exchange. Then Will turns, and the camera turns with him, and Kenny's standing there. And then Kenny and Will have this exchange, and you could see MJF lurking inside of another doorway. And then he comes out, and they have an exchange. And it's like this little fucking one-act play. And they could have accomplished all that in a pro wrestling way where it was just in the context of Will's interview with Renee, right? You could have done all of the same things. And it was a good segment that got a lot of things over, but it was done in this soap opera community theater style.
Do it in the fucking ring. Do it in the fucking ring or at the
ramp.
Fucking
hate.
Do it on the ramp and let these people come out. We don't need to have, oh my God, it just so happens that Kenny Omega is in this well-lit hallway that we have our cameras in. Oh, wait, here's John Moxley, who is also in this well-lit hallway that we have all of our cameras in. Oh,
no
wait,
one
there's
noticed
MJF in the background.
And no one noticed, and nobody noticed Kenny standing there in everybody's field of vision previously.
Right, it's fucking stupid. Yeah.
I hate it.
We've just accepted it, and I'm not going to accept it anymore.
Exactly.
I'm going to bitch and moan about it until people. I'm going to bully them out of it because I can't stand it anymore.
Yeah. So, but this NXT stuff is like straight out of a 2007 SmackDown, where like either Stephanie, whoever the fucking authority figure happens to be at that moment, whether it's Stephanie McMahon or Mr. McMahon or fucking William Regal or fucking Teddy Long, whoever it happens to be, they're
talking to they're backstage yammering on to themselves or whatever.
Yeah,
and then this person enters from the right. We zoom in on the person who enters from the right. They hit the fake cheer button.
Fake cheer button. Got to hit the fake cheer button. Yeah.
What are you doing here? Insert person's name. You know why I'm here, William Regal. I'm here because I want a world title shot.
Yeah.
At da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And wouldn't you know it, da-da-da-da-da-da, enters from the left. We zoom in. Boo. Boo MP3 plays as we see, person. It's just fucking stupid. And we've just accepted this has to happen. This is how wrestling has to be. And no, it doesn't.
Yeah, this is it. It's been that way for so long. So just accept it. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, Robert Stone booked a tag team title match.
Yeah, I can't wait on this week's. Oh, it's already happened, but I'm not gonna watch it though.
Oh, it already. That's right. It
Yeah,
happened on
Tuesday happened on Tuesday. Yeah.
So you tuned in. What happened?
I missed this week's
you missed
NXT. Yeah, my DVR didn't pick it up.
So we go outside to the Great American Bash. What do they call it? The
Control Center. I don't know.
The party. They're having a party
outside.
outside.
Oh yeah, because Hank and Tank are grilling, right?
With LaGreca and Kevin Owens.
That one. Yeah, so good. Yes.
So LaGreca goes, I don't know about you, Kevin, but that last match with Zarya and Tatum Paxley was one of the matches of the year.
Did you see Kevin's face? Kevin, it was just like,
he wanted to say something, but he couldn't. Like he's like,
Kevin
can't
did
do
not
it.
say, you're right, Dave. That was one of the greatest matches ever. He said,
and then just nodded as
Right.
like, sure, that was one of the matches of the year. Sure.
I don't think I'm going to say on record right now here on July 2nd, 2026, I would be stunned if Zarya and Tatum Paxley makes our match of the year list, top 250 or whatever the fuck. I don't think it's making it. I don't think it's getting a vote, but maybe if Dave LaGreca gets a ballot, he'll vote for it. I would like someone to challenge him at the end of the year.
Well,
say, Dave LaGreca. In July or June, you said a match was one of the best matches of the year. Which match did you say?
Well, he did watch Zarya all those years in Australia, which he clearly demonstrated.
Did you know who that was?
Yeah.
We had another Nikki Blackheart debuted on NXT this week. I didn't watch it. I saw a GIF or a video of it. She debuted, and it's the thing that they did with Ricky Starks, where they don't, for some reason, they debut people, but they don't have their names.
Yeah.
So Vic Joseph's got to be like, oh, we all know who that is. So I forget who the other announcer was. Like, it's her. Oh, she's one of the biggest stars in wrestling. We all know who that is. Yeah, you all know who that is. Nikki Blackheart. Who the fuck's Nikki Blackheart? You don't know.
Who is it?
Yeah, just some woman. I don't know.
Oh, okay. But they put her over like she was the biggest star.
Yeah. And like with Zarya, where like, Bully, did you see her? I saw her. Oh, I saw her, Dave. Mm-hmm. You know who that was, Dave. Yeah, I did, Bully.
They're having the barbecue bash outside.
Yeah.
It's a Great American Bash.
Yeah.
You know.
Got Hank and Tank on the grills. Yeah.
Yeah.
With their perfectly those aprons, not even a drop of grease. No, that's not. They weren't cooking. I don't think these men were cooking at all.
Maybe they, I don't.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I think Zarya and Tatum Paxley right there with Funk and Flair from '89.
Right. I just watched that match today. Yeah.
Yeah, did you? Well, there you go.
Yeah. I am gonna rate. Well, you know what? I'll have a new Red, White, and Bruised out very soon. You'll have to find out on that show if I think.
Okay.
Ric Flair and Terry Funk from Great American Bash '89 or Zarya Tatum Paxley.
I will be refreshing my phone furiously while I'm on vacation. Yes. All right. We got to do this now. Shiloh Hill over Tristan Angels.
My least favorite wrestler in the world is Shiloh Hill.
I promise the audience we're not making up a word of this.
No.
Okay.
Everything we're going to say is 100% truthful.
I know I have threatened in the past to do NXT reviews where we make something up just to see if anyone notices. This is not made up.
No.
I'm going to just tell you that right off the top. Shiloh Hill goes underneath the ring at one point in this match. He just slithers under the ring because he's a weird guy. Tristan Angels goes outside the ring looking for him.
Going to follow him. Yeah, get him.
So Shiloh or somebody grabs him by the legs, Hornswoggle style, and drags him under the ring. Tristan Angels is like digging his nails into the mat. Like, no. I'm being dragged under the ring. So this man gets dragged under the ring. And wouldn't you know it, there's a camera under there.
Yeah, and they cut to it. Luckily, the director's like, wait, that's why that camera's here. Perfect, yeah.
We've been putting this camera under the ring for years, and
We've
finally...
never cut to camera 27, but finally... I can't believe it. Camera 27, you're on. It's like, oh my God, yes.
Not only did we cut to the camera, there was like mood lighting. It was like this blue mood lighting under there, right?
Which also very weird that they would light under the ring and put a camera under there, but it worked out well.
It was lit up like someone's trunk in 1996 who had like a system that only played bass, like when you put the lights in there with it.
You're a 2 Live Crew guy. You probably had one like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So He's on Tristan Angels.
I used to have a friend that had one of those, and you would get in a car, and you couldn't even hear the song. I'm like, what song? It's like,
yeah,
like, this is annoying. Can you not?
just bass.
Just shaking the whole car. Like, what song are we listening to right now?
Everyone in the neighborhood hates you because,
right.
like, you know, and yeah.
Just the whole car shaking. It's like,
the whole car.
Do we need this? Is this necessary?
You can't hear each other. Like, it's totally pointless. It's so stupid. You're inviting theft. You're just begging someone to break into your car and steal your stupid speakers. And that friend always wants to tell you all about, I got these subwoofers now. And I'm like, listen, I don't know what you're talking about. Not only do I not care, I don't know what any of these words mean. I don't know about your 16-inch subwoofer. It means nothing to me as well. You may as well be speaking a foreign language. Just so uninteresting and also annoying. So anyways, under the ring with the blue mood lighting, there is no bass playing though. That would have really set the scene if there was some obnoxious bass playing. But then a phone rings. There's a cell phone under the ring as well, Rich Craich.
And it had like a, what was the ringtone? I forgot the ringtone, but it was very loud.
Yeah, it was just a standard ringtone, I guess. But the phone starts ringing underneath this, when he's under the ring. So, of course, Tristan Angels answers the phone, right? Because why wouldn't you answer the phone?
Yeah, of course. You're under the ring and they're blue mood lighting on camera. You're going to answer that phone for sure.
So he answers the phone and he's talking on the phone. And then a masked demon appears behind him and drags him away further underneath the ring. And then the next shot is Tristan Angels back out from underneath the ring, and then Shiloh Hill is hiding behind him. And I guess the idea is we're not supposed to know how Shiloh Hill got out from under the ring because we never saw him come out from under the ring. But what was with the masked demon who then accosted? What the fuck am I watching?
Yeah. And the guy, he answered the phone, and the guy said something. And luckily, they had they had a microphone hooked up to the random phone that was underneath the ring with the blue lighting that has the camera under it. And he was like, "The darkness is coming," or "The darkness is here," or something.
And then the demon came and took him away.
Yeah,
but he didn't really take him away because then he was just outside the ring, and Shiloh Hill was standing behind him. What the fuck is this garbage?
I don't know.
What the fuck is this garbage?
We can't watch this anymore. This is beneath us. We can't. This can't be watched anymore. We're too good at this to be watching this shit. There's too much other wrestling to watch.
Is there?
There's Kyushu Pro. There's not much else, but there has to be something else. We could have watched Joe Doering and Suwama again. We gotta just not do these NXT shows. This is garbage. This is terrible television. And it's like you said, there's grown men that watch this show.
Yeah.
And are like, oh man, that Tristan Angel's really in a pickle. It's like we can't be on the same wavelength as those people. We can't watch the same things as those people. It's insulting to me. It's beneath us.
There's a phone under the ring and a demon. What is it even supposed to be?
I don't know.
I run out of ways to come on here and talk about
I think Shiloh Hill is supposed to be like, we're supposed to think he's a demon. Because then like he cuts these promos afterwards. He's just like, oh, golly gee willikers, I'm so happy to be in NXT. Like they were supposed to think that he's got a dark side to him. Because him and Tatum Paxley, they're best buds.
Spooky.
Yeah. And she's a spooky woman. You're not going to believe it. In wrestling, they said, all right, what are we going to do with this woman? I got it. Spooky woman.
Make her goth.
Right. A really bold strategy here in this world of wrestling. Let's have a spooky woman.
All right. Well, I don't know what the fuck that was, but I hated it. Women's speed title, Ren Sinclair defeats Ariana Grace. And I'm watching this thinking to myself, I wish NXT was just a speed promotion and all these matches.
My
were
notes
just 4
are,
minutes
can
long.
they all be speed matches? Would be great.
Taps her with 15 seconds left.
Loved it.
In and out. I wish they were all speed matches. Just do all speed matches up and down the card. We get a history of Great American Bash highlight package again. A little Flair Funk, maybe War Games. No.
Oh.
What we got were Great American Bash NXT style highlights of matches that nobody fucking remembers. But they have completely sullied and destroyed the name of the Great American Bash.
Yeah, it disgusts me. Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting what they've done to the Great American Bash.
So I'm just hating my life and existence at this point. And there's 3 matches left. But thankfully, it was the 3 best matches, and they were at least decent. Shaquan Sugars defeats Dion Lennox. Well worked. The problem with Dion Lennox is he has no charisma.
No, God, yeah, he's a zilch.
A complete zilch in the charisma department. Sugars, he's got a little bit of charisma and crowd connection. Lennox has none.
I think Sugars is an actual worker. I think that because that wasn't the whole impetus for the Dark State breakup, is that one of these guys was like an indie worker.
Sugars is Lucky Ali from
that's right. Yeah, he's
DPW.
Lucky Ali. Yeah, so he's got like actual wrestling instincts. Dion Lennox does not, because he's just an NIL athlete or whatever that they're trying to make a WWE superstar, but he doesn't have he's playing pro wrestler.
He's playing pro wrestler and he has no charisma whatsoever. Sugars came from the indies.
I forgot he was Lucky Ali. Yeah.
And he was a high level indie guy. So that all tracks. And then the finish was a disaster. I don't even know what they were going for, but they screwed it up. And Sugars won. It was so bad, I don't know what they were going for. And then they just did a post-match attack, and this feud must continue. Okay, great.
I forgot that. So Saquon Sugars pins Dion Lennox 1, 2, 3, and Vic Joseph's like, Saquon gets his revenge. And then right as he does that, the Dark State just beats the fuck out of him. And then they just beat the fuck out of him, beat the fuck out of him, beat the fuck out of him, and then that's it. And I'm just like, yep, that's great. So why did he have to win this match? Like, why? I don't know. We talk about this all the time, where nobody in wrestling, they're so determined to get everybody over that nobody ever gets over.
No one gets over, yeah.
And also baby faces. We have terrible baby faces in today's wrestling. This guy wins the match, and within 5 seconds, he's beaten down by the heels, and nobody comes out. No other baby faces come out. He's got no friends. He's just a lonely loser that just gets his ass kicked by 5 heels.
Yeah. Miles Bourne defeats Tavion Heights, NXT North American title.
I actually like this match.
It was good. It was fine.
Cage Match hated it. I couldn't believe I went to Cage Match and they were like,
hated it.
Yeah, it was like 5.6 or something like that. I was like, really? This match is really. They just must not like the people that rate NXT. Just they don't want to see like grappling or wrestling. Now, was it like high level grappling? No. Was it high level wrestling? No. But god damn it, compared to some of this other stuff on the show, I thought it was pretty good.
It was good. It was all right. Miles Bourne doesn't do the Randy Orton cosplay anymore, which is good. I'm thankful he's not around when Vince is in control. Could you imagine what Vince would do with a deaf guy who talks like a deaf guy?
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
I can't even imagine what that would be like.
He's what?
Yeah.
Scoots up in his chair when somebody mentions it.
Yeah.
No way.
Although the boy watched this show with me.
Yeah.
And I explained to him that Miles Bourne is deaf. And he inadvertently came up with a great gimmick. Because he's not smartened up. He doesn't know that it's a work. So he asked me a question I couldn't answer. He said, Daddy, if this guy's deaf, how does he understand the referee's instructions or when the referee's telling him something? I said, that's a really good question. And then I'm thinking to myself, his gimmick should be a heel who uses the fact that he's deaf to like play dumb. Like, oh, I didn't hear the ref. Like he should cheat, and the ref, like he can't.
Yeah,
the ref
count
can't
to 5.
communicate with
like
him.
he's got the guy in the ropes, and the referee's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right,
he's like,
right,
break
right.
it up, and he's like, what? He's like,
And he's
break
wrenching it in. You know, he's like, yeah.
He's like, you got to do, and then the referee has to do like some haphazard sign language, but he's not very good at it. So Bourne's like, what? He's like, no, what are you trying to say? That's great.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah. So as I cringe at the possibility of Vince getting his hands on this guy, I propose a death gimmick,
Which is pretty much what Vince would do. Yeah.
really walking the line of what Vince would do. Yes, correct.
But that's good heat. If wrestling was still wrestling,
See,
that's
it's
what they
good
would do.
heat because what I'm proposing is Bourne knows what he's doing.
yes.
You know, you see what I'm saying? Like, Bourne is taking advantage of the fact that people think he can't hear the ref, right? So, but I couldn't answer.
Yeah, the
that
announcers
question.
could be like, "Oh, come on, he knows what 5."
Yeah,
The
exactly.
referee said 5,
Yeah.
and he's holding up the 5, and it's like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the heel announcer goes, "Oh, he's deaf, Vic. Come on, you got to show him some grace here."
Yeah.
The referee should know sign language if he's going to communicate with NXT North American Champion Miles Bourne. I love it. Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, Bourne is like, you know, he knows what he's doing. You know, he's being a shithead. Kendall Gray, Lola Vice Thought it might be the best match on the show. Might have been. I don't know. I didn't really think anything on the show was very good, and I didn't think this was very good either. In fact, if I was going to tell somebody you got to see this Kendall Gray, I don't think this is the match I'd point them to.
No, this wasn't.
I didn't think.
No, they tried to work this in a very deliberate WWE main event style, and I think that actually was to the detriment of both these women, who are. I think both of them have a lot of talent and are both pretty good, but they're good at doing like dynamic stuff. This was a very slow, methodical, and then got a little too like kick out heavy at the end or whatever. I would not have done that. I would have just had, because Kendall's really good in small bursts, but maybe she's not there yet for these 15-minute main event style matches.
I didn't think she was that impressive in this match. In fact, I'm watching these two wrestle and I'm thinking Lola Vice is way ahead of her and better right now. But the match underwhelmed to me. So I didn't think it was a bad match. I just thought it underwhelmed.
It was kind of boring. It was kind of boring.
Yeah, it was kind of boring. And Kendall Gray, it's Great American Bash, where she's cosplaying Kurt Angle. These wrestlers,
which is so
cosplay,
funny.
I can't.
Did you see a couple days prior to that, she did an interview and she goes, I don't want people to think of Kurt Angle when they think of me, and then comes out 2 days later.
She dresses like Kurt Angle at Great American Bash.
Yep.
Yeah, they can't help themselves, these wrestlers. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I guess it's that generation's culture. I don't know what else to chalk it up to anymore. But it goes all the way back to like Rey Mysterio Jr. was doing it fucking 15 years ago. I don't know. I just don't get it. But yeah, underwhelming. And if you've heard all kinds of overwhelming praise for Kendall Gray, this is not the one to parachute into, I don't think. Because I think you would watch this and come away thinking, I don't know. She didn't look that special to me.
She didn't seem that like, she's really good at like the in-ring, like the charisma in the ring too, of, putting the straps down and screaming and really interacting with the fans throughout. And she just kind of wrestled here. She just kind of wrestled very methodically throughout this. So yeah, I agree. This would probably not be the one that I would recommend to anybody. And a little disappointing because I thought this was, I knew the result and I was like, all right, cool. I've seen a couple of Revolve matches. I've seen a couple of the other matches. And I'm like most people that have watched her. It's like, oh yeah, there's a lot of talent here and there's definitely a future something here. But this one wasn't it. Like you said, Lola Vice, you come away saying Lola Vice is like, pretty far ahead of where Kendall is right now.
Well, you know what? She's the one working all over the world.
Yeah. You know what? You can definitely see the benefit.
Yeah.
For Lola Vice. I mean, she's not working with, super workers there in the AAA women's
different
division, but
is the key thing.
Yeah, but different crowds and she's getting reps. Reps.
It's all about crowds, working different styles, and then you learn and you incorporate things and you get the reps and it becomes second nature and all of those things. So, I think they're both going to be stars on the main roster. I think Kendall Gray is kind of undeniable. I just wasn't wildly impressed tonight.
No. But this is not, it's not going to put her on she's the NXT champion at age, 22 or something like that. So
yeah, look,
she's going to be pushed a lot.
This is the start of the mega push, and they're doing other things with Lola Vice. Now, Ray Jr. did promise Lola Vice defending this title in Mexico, so I don't know what's going to happen there. Those reporters better get on his case next week on AAA on Fox Latin America.
But, that's AAA general manager Rey Mysterio you're talking about, right?
That's right.
Of course, yeah. Every brand's got to have a general manager.
Because he was in high level meetings with the GMs of the other brands, you see.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know who it's Robert Stone. Robert Stone, I guess he was in negotiation because Galeno and fucking Wagner 3 showed up.
Yeah, right.
So, but what's Ray getting out of this now? He's not getting the NXT Women's Champion anymore.
No, he didn't get dates on her. He's got to talk to Stanley Blackburn and get some dates.
Yeah, he better go to the NWA president and complain about this because he's getting the raw end of the deal.
It's getting really Dennis Carluzzo'd here for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So that was NXT. I hated the first half of this show so much. It's everything I hate about wrestling. Naraku going through the paper wall. Zarya and Tatum Paxley doing the community theater match, which was honestly my least favorite match on the whole show. Because the whole thing with the phone under the ring and the demon is just so over the top loony.
It's absurd, yeah.
Yeah, that like Zarya and Paxley upset me more because that's like my least favorite kind of match in all of pro wrestling.
Right, like you do a move and then you yell at your opponent like, you're never going to be the NXT North American Women's Champion ever again.
Just this fake emotion bullshit. This whole I'm sorry, I love you. That is the most damaging pro wrestling match in modern wrestling history. The I'm sorry, I love you, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair match and that finish. because it has inspired all of the fucking shit like this that has come after it. Seriously, many people would step into a time machine and maybe kill a brutal dictator or go meet their great-grandparent. I would stop that match from happening.
You'd
That's
be in the
what I would
room,
do.
and Sean would pitch that, and you go, "Nah, I don't think that's gonna work." Yeah, that's
I
a
would
stupid idea.
somehow stop that match from happening, and it would have eliminated so many awful matches in wrestling history.
You could take
moving
Flair.
forward.
Well, I was gonna say you could take Flair out for drinks the night before, but that's not gonna stop him.
No,
you
that
could take
won't stop
Sean out for drinks the night before. At that point in his career, that may have.
There'd be some way to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'd convince Tommy Dreamer to go through with his plan or something. I don't even know if that's the right Mania. It doesn't matter.
It's
Just let
not
the-
at all. No,
Just
it's like
let the joke hang.
Yeah.
Just let the joke hang. There'd be something I would do to make sure that match never happened. That's what I would do with the power of a time machine. So anyway, that's NXT. I hated the first half. Second half was just, I don't know, fine, I guess. The last 3 matches were okay. If that's what NXT was, it would be a lot less annoying. Might not be much more interesting, but it'd be a lot less annoying if the second half of the show is what it was. But I think that's it. I think we're out of topics.
I think we're out of topics, and we are out of time here on the Flagship. So Joe is off next week. He'll be off to Cincinnati to watch his beloved Reds. So have fun with that. Enjoy your trip to Cincinnati, and I will be back on the Flagship next week in some form or fashion. I don't know if we're going to do a solo show, if I'll have some special guests. We'll figure it out. I'll be back next week with the Flagship and also the Thursday Dynamite review I will be covering. So yeah, do not think since Joe is gone that that's going to end the content. It will not. He, as I said, he's going to be doing stuff up until Tuesday over at flagshippatreon.com, and I will be obviously doing a bunch of stuff with the Red, White, and Blues Bruised series and a bunch of other stuff going on the Patreon as well. Different shows that I have planned as well. So lots of stuff for you guys at flagshippatreon.com. Also plenty at voicesofwrestling.com, previews, reviews, and columns. There's been some really good. This week there was a lot of really good columns. Mark O'Brien, who's been starting to do contributions for us, wrote a great piece, a tremendous piece about the WWE TKO relationship with Saudi Arabia that I would highly recommend. You guys check out just real high level writing going on at voicesofwrestling.com right now in a bunch of different ways too, in both the reviews and the columns and stuff. So really happy with how that's been going. So voicesofwrestling.com, go check that out and join this conversation over at voicesofwrestling.com/Discord as well. We have Discord channels for pretty much everything going on in the world of wrestling, all the shows on our Voice of Wrestling podcast network, off-topic stuff. You want to talk sports, you want to talk music, you want to talk video games, all that stuff is there for you at voicesofwrestling.com/Discord. So that is it for us. I'm Rich. That is Joe. Talk to you again next time. Take care.
Hi, I'm Case Lowe, co-host of the Open the Voice Gate podcast. The one question I'm constantly asked when it comes to Dragon Gate is how do I get into the promotion? Well, stop asking and start listening to the Open the Voice Gate podcast, released every Wednesday on the Voices of Wrestling podcasting network. For exclusive news and show reviews, look no further than the leader in Dragon Gate coverage, Open the Voice Gate.